Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. And I end up alone, I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. Ain't got no place to call my own. Feels like I'm better off alone. So sad inside and hopeless. These Hollywood hoes never notice. Can't get back on. You're gone, girl, I miss you. Can't get back on. You're gone, girl, I miss you. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. And I end up alone, I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. How'd I end up alone? I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. How'd I end up alone? I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you're Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect.
Baby, I wanna dance with you. All I wanna do is feel the groove with you. Oh, baby, oh, I just wanna dance,
Oh, what the fuck?
What'd you do?
GG.
What'd you do?
Oh, never mind. Why is J-Bay on the main thing? What are we doing?
J-Bay is
All
lines
right.
now.
Well, we have J-Bay on the camera. That's on me. Let me see if I can fix this right quick. I don't know why, but I guess J-Bay's with you. We're live. Oh my goodness. You know what? Let's just bring back
Good
to our
news,
original set.
J-Bay.
Where is it? Oh no! He's still there too. What? How is this possible?
Oh, now
J-Bay's
you gotta
took
fix
over.
this.
I don't know. I don't know why it's like that. Let
Is
me.
it the source?
That probably is a source because you have JB selected.
Just leave the video.
No. They can all hear us, but anyway, we're just gonna get going. Fuck. We're just going to this. We're just going here. We're going straight here. Screw the main set. That was a little bit. That was a little bit chopped, but I don't know why that did that. We're getting into things. We're starting off with a bit of a tier list here. We're going to be going down the order, Rising Star, then we're hopping over to Chow, and then finishing off the night with some Prem and potentially with some CSA at the tail end. We got a long night ahead of us and a lot of tier lists to make, so without further ado, myself, the host, joined with Haz and Jose. We're joined alongside by Jaws and J-Bay. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing quite well. How are you? It's good to be here.
Yeah, nice. We got a lot of names to put down, a lot of information to go over. So, I mean,
I think we have 48 here.
yeah, we got about 48 names in Rising Star. So, I mean, just in Rising Star alone. So, and we want to do our best to talk about every single player. We want to do our best to actually take our
Wait,
time
Jaws-
and place these
Jaws, are you
players.
muted?
Jaws might be muted. He's just shaking his head, but he's
I
shaking
saw
his head.
think so.
Jaws talk.
No,
Oh,
he's talking.
I thought I saw you talking on the stream and your mic.
He just wasn't talking.
Yeah, so the gist of what we're doing, we really, me, Haz, and Jose, we want to be pretty unbiased, and while we're basically not touching this list at all. This is
No.
Jaws and J-Bay, and we're just here along the line. We're basically trying to poke and prod them, see what their thoughts are about each player. And I don't think we got to waste any more time. Let's just hop straight into this.
Well, I will
Excellent.
say, going into this is the tier I know the least about. So
Okay. Luckily,
also,
luckily we
before
got
before
Rising
we
Star
also
Champion.
continue,
All right.
I don't know if he's in here, but shout out Bladed Bay for these banners. I did the least amount of work. I just threw them into some editing software and just put the names over top of them. But he made all of these banners today, so just like a round of applause for Bladed Bay's hard work on these and making all this possible.
W-Bladed, man. W-Bladed. Always a hero in the scene. Talking about hero, though. We got hero first.
Hero. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
already got it. We already got Kilo in the chat as well.
Kilo in the
Kilo's
chat.
ready. Kilo's ready for him to be ranked
Oh,
soon.
he's in the chat.
Oh,
Instant
of
F
course.
tier.
I
Hey,
mean,
These- get her started.
These are ranked from first round to fourth round. That's how I have
Okay.
the
Alright.
layout, and then it goes in alphabetical order of franchise.
yeah, it kind of just
Okay.
looks like we have all the franchises here. So we're starting with the first rounder, Hero, Rakau, doing quite well for themselves this season. So what are you two feeling about them?
Yeah, this is a player I rate very highly. Actually, interesting fun fact: he is a Blodat's brother. I'm not sure if many people know that.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Another fun fact, he
Like-
just got Gentleman swept by the Rochester Rhythm a couple days ago.
Okay,
Yeah, also
Jose,
an interesting
okay,
fact.
Jose.
Don't know who did that.
That's
Okay,
really
okay.
fun fact. Yeah.
Who's on
wow.
that team again?
Oh.
I think they all deserve S tier, something like that. I don't know. It's just
Something like that.
Oh boy. Okay, but seriously, I mean, Hero's he's been on a good team all season long. They did well in Major 1. I mean, to be fair, I think all three players on that, or all four players on the team are very solid, but how individually would you rank Hero? I mean, do you think he deserves a high place, or because he just lost to, fellow co-caster Jose and Jaws here, what's your opinions on him?
My first instinct is to put him in A tier, like mid to high A tier. He is a
Okay.
player I rate very highly. I think he's definitely like a top half first rounder.
Hmm.
What are
that was
your
exactly
what are
where
your
I-
guys' like guidelines throughout the tier list? What do you consider S tier? What do you consider A tier? Like, what are you aiming for?
Do you,
I mean, obviously, we want to prioritize raw skill, but we also want to give points like credit where it's due based on like vibes, mental, all that
Mhm.
like good stuff too, because we value that as well as raw skill.
Fair enough. Fair
So,
enough.
so you're kind of treating it as like you don't want the player to be like a 2022 FK where they're like the worst teammate of all time, but they're so disgusting at the game, like it doesn't even matter at that point. So you just like you want to
Isn't Hero
to measure
chill?
them on the whole package deal kind of.
I feel like
Exactly.
I feel like Hero's pretty chill though. No, so hey, listen. If you think he deserves A tier, I'm not gonna force anything. We're gonna put him down there at A. And I mean, looking at his teammate Duke over here, who I think Jose has very strong opinions about him. I believe in this guy. I think this is a guy that probably could have been much higher. He fell pretty far in the draft, but I think he is one of the big reasons why their team's doing so well right now. So where do you guys stand on Duke?
Also, fun fact: Duke is the first person to ever be timed out on the booster take.
All right.
Just now, because
Ooh.
Jose.
Very interesting fact.
because of Jose. I mean, obviously he's an instant F tier because he's Jose's friend or something like that,
yeah,
right?
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
think he's not as good as Hero, obviously. So he's probably, I'd put him in like the high B tier.
J-Bay, what do you think
Maybe
about that?
C, maybe
I-
C tier. I mean, he was good. I've only played him, I think, twice, and that's my only like experiences with him. But when we did play them, like Hero was the very obvious best player on that team, but Duke was not far behind.
I do consider him a like top 5-ish second rounder.
Mhm.
I haven't seen much of him, so obviously that you guys probably have seen more of him than I have, but he's a player that I regard pretty highly, at least for the second round of the draft.
So
Like,
you're
on the field, who's like more scary? Because like I have no Rising Star ball knowledge. I will say that I have no ball knowledge in this tier. I know like maybe 10 players.
okay, but
Yeah.
like,
So like, who's more scary between Hero and Duke?
Yeah.
I would say Hero. to
Definitely
be honest.
Hero. Yeah.
Okay.
But I
Duke
mean,
is
Duke
more like
fills
a-
that second man role, like the second best player on the team role, really, really well.
and so I mean, this is a team that's been basically 1-2 all season long. Do you think just all 3 players are good enough to make it that? Like they don't have one sole hard carry, or do you just think they're not actually that good? You think they're overhyped?
I mean, we did just gentlemen sweep them, but
Okay.
like, they are the #1 team in the league as of right now, and I
I
don't
think they
think
got.
that's
I think
changed.
they got
I
taken.
thought they're the 2 now.
I think.
Yeah.
I think they're the
It
2.
looks like they're
and,
tied for first.
Okay.
But I
They're
mean,
number
obviously,
1
we
by
don't know
goal
head-to-head.
difference or game difference.
Game difference, yeah, by 3,
Okay.
which is
Okay.
pretty good. As of us playing them, like again, we just chose Thursday to finally start popping off as a team, but they're a very solid team, and I don't see them losing their first place standings or top 2. Obviously,
So where do you 2 want to put them?
we're talking about Cosmic now or
Oh,
Duke.
I mean, were you both fine with Duke B and I mean, yeah, we're Cosmic too. I mean, this is the whole team. Like
Yeah.
I didn't hear J Bay. I heard you said you want him B or potentially C. So J Bay, where do you think to put the nail in the coffin for Duke? Where do you want him?
I think B, high
Okay.
B is a good spot for him.
Okay. All right, we'll put him B. And iCosmic, I mean, we were just talking about the same team. So where do you 2 rate him?
I rate Cosmic pretty highly, as he completes the team well. I thought the console nerf would I mean, he's proven me wrong that the console nerf does not apply to everybody.
Oh, he's
And,
on console.
Yeah, he is on console.
Wow.
Actually impressive.
Yeah, he's nasty.
I think he's one of the
That's all I gotta say.
few third rounders that were also GC. So I mean, he has that on a lot of the other third rounders. So just comparing him to third rounders, I think you got to probably rate him decently high. But I mean, this is once again your list. Where do you guys want to plop him down?
Trying to think. I think I mean, he's a very, very good third rounder. He was someone I was going after during the draft. Shame he did not fall to me. But I mean, there's just such deep rising star talent in this pool. I think mid C is appropriate for him, unless anybody else says otherwise.
Oh, that's exactly like around where I was going to put him. Like this, as we were saying before, was like this Lumberjacks team is very solid all the way through. So them having an A tier, B tier, and C tier player all on the same team, I think really, really fits like that. I think Cosmic has the ability to like pop off and then like play like a low B tier player at sometimes, but I think mid C, high C is a good spot for him. And I don't know if we're going to be allowed to move more players around as the list fills out a little better, but I think that's a good spot for him.
If needed, if you think, oh, actually, this guy's kind of a bum, we got to put him down a little bit. Speaking of Jose, if you get around to Jose, you're like,
F tier.
Hello.
yeah, exactly. Like you can move some people around eventually, but let's looking at Kilo here, last player on the team. He hasn't. I don't know if he's been playing matches. He's in the chat. I don't know if he has any matches played. I guess we could pull up the stats. Let me I don't know how this is gonna look on stream, but let's just look up Kilo.
Yeah, I unfortunately don't know like anything about Kilo. Like he wasn't in our match. I don't even know if we've
See if I can.
scrimmed against him either. But
Yeah,
I did scrim him the other day, and he seemed to fit pretty well with that group of 3. I think he's a solid sub.
I don't think he's played any games yet this season for the roster. So
But given that, I can't really rate him super appropriately.
no, that's why I mean like maybe the possibility of a unsure tier or doesn't know enough about tier, but because like I'd feel bad putting him in like D or F just because I don't know him. But
I can make a slight comment on him. I believe he is in CSA,
I think so too.
and according to a lot of people I've heard from, he is a relatively like top like 5 to 12 player in academy.
He is,
I will say, you may see his name later in the stream. That's all I'm going to say.
Kilo
You
said
might
in
see his
the
name later in the
chat,
stream.
only scrim so far, just waiting to make my Rising Star debut. So I guess we could just put on hasn't played yet tier, I suppose. I mean, that's not a big deal. But
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fair.
I guess if they haven't played a single game, let's just do it.
That's the difficult part with Rising Star, 'cause the 4-player
Yeah,
rosters.
the subs.
Or let's just do.
We just
Oh.
make a sub tier and then put all the subs.
I'll do no game.
No,
GG.
Oh no.
GG's Zoms.
It's fine.
Oh boy. Everything's ruined.
Oh, I see.
Now we have a
No
new tier.
games.
Oh,
we have
that
hasn't
works.
play where S tier is.
Hasn't
Why
played
is
in
it
this tier.
green?
Zops, what are we doing?
Why is it green?
Hey, let's be fair. Those are the best Rocket League players. Are the ones who like never touched the game.
I
So
see. You know what?
Exactly.
All right, no games. I just did it real quick,
no games.
and then we'll just do like a different color. What color are we thinking?
Should make it like a purple or something.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Put me in
an
F tier.
F tier for fantastic sub.
Fantastic sub.
All right.
And then hasn't played is
Ooh.
also is now.
Yep.
You changed to S tier.
Oh, what? I didn't even notice that. That's what you guys were talking about. I was confused.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, that's why we were making fun of you.
Sorry, I was focusing on the stream for a second there. All right.
Mhm.
Getting into it. Now we're on to
Eli
the we're on to
Eli
Wilmington.
TW22 says meow.
Put me an F tier
F
for
tier.
fantastic sub. Okay.
Eli F tier right away.
Yeah, for him saying
Okay, but Bloomington
cringe.
Maulers, this team has had ups and downs. Recently made a change. I think
Mhm.
since they've made their change, they've done all right. But still, individually, these players, how do you rank their first rounder, Juxo?
I mean, I personally would probably put him like S tier. Out of the
Yeah.
Rising Star players, he started off in Challenger, didn't he?
I hard
No.
agree with
No.
you on that.
Last
He
season
went
he was
like
in
number
Cal.
12.
Last season he was.
In fact,
Mm.
This
Juxo
season I-
in
this
the
season
draft
I
fell
really
to
wanted to get
12th.
him.
Okay.
He fell
That's
far.
kinda
This
crazy,
season
actually.
I was trying to get him so badly to join my Chal team.
Mhm.
It's like so bad. So I respect that Juxo S tier.
So you think he's
Yeah,
better?
I do
Like
too.
better? You think he gaps Hero?
I think he
yeah,
does.
I'd say so.
Okay. 'Cause-
That and he has that much needed. We recently found out from the RLCS Raleigh Major, LAN experience super important.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And Juxo has some of that. So there you
He
go.
does.
Yeah. Not only that, I think something about Juxo that people
I mean, he,
don't know. Literally every season, he's on like a top 2 team. Like genuinely, like, season 9, he made it to the finals. Even if people call it Mickey, he made it there. You know, same with us. But like he made it there. He was on a fantastic team. Next season comes around, debatably top 2, even potentially top 1 team. I think he himself said they would have lost to that Green Bay
Well, he was-
team last
he was-
season.
he was
But his-
Chal last season.
He started Chow, but he found his way onto
Started
the
Chow and
Chicago
Chow.
jungle with ISO and I forget the other guy's name.
it was like cry.
Oh, and then
Yeah,
ISO
Cry-
couldn't
Cry
make
or whatever.
land.
And
Yeah,
but
Trippy.
unfortunately, it wasn't ISO. It was basically his whole team. So they had to unfortunately forfeit, but they were definitely a top 2 team that season.
Yeah.
So he's always been on good teams, and even now, I mean, his team's definitely
Yeah.
very solid. Maybe falls short
forgot
in the
that-
major, I believe, but I mean that does not
Yeah.
discredit him
I
as
mean,
any.
yeah, they're kind of like a roller coaster. They did really well at the beginning, and then they're kind of
Yeah, I mean,
downhill. But they did have to forfit a bunch of games.
yeah, I mean, one thing to
Yeah,
note,
yeah.
they forfeited a lot of games, and they've been over 100 under the sal cap almost the whole season.
Well, I know that Juxo, from speaking to him, he wasn't too happy with how his team was doing, especially a particular player on the roster. I'm not gonna say who, but there's a reason a move was
Drop the name.
made. There's a reason the move was made, and he said the mental vibes and all that stuff is just so much better now, and that was a big move because he just wasn't comfortable, and the vibes just weren't there for him.
Okay. All right.
Comfort is key.
Let's look at his teammates.
Absolutely.
If this team is struggling, they got an S tier player. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna rate the rest of this team. Landon.
Can we pull up the Landon stat?
Sure. Let,
Landon stat.
Let's get some Landon stats.
Let's pull up some
Yeah.
Landon stats here. It's gonna be zoomed out on
More-
my stream, boys. I'm
More
sorry.
more boosts
Oh,
used with
God.
supersonic
It's for
than
the only wait, maybe I can
Oh,
zoom it in a
that
little more.
Landon stat.
About these boost stats.
No, we can't. Okay, we do
That
have
does
to.
make him stand out.
It does. He should be on the boosted take.
All right.
he should.
We
He
found
takes
a
on the
boost.
boost
Zoom in.
field.
Takes all
We
the
can't
boost.
because look at stream. Can't do it.
Let me. I'm
Just
gonna need-
highlight
I
it.
need
Yeah,
my-
just highlight it all zombs.
But just look at the stream. I mean, unfortunately, with how it is
Oh,
set up,
yeah.
I have to do it like this. So, Landon, 51 games played, just over a 50% win rate. So they're winning most of their games. He's just under 400 score a game. I mean, let's sort this by. The problem is there's some people that have some ranked games in here, so it's a little bit scuffed. I mean, his shooting's fantastic, 25% shooting with almost a .8. So he's getting very good stats on the field. But then when we go over to movement, this is where things are boost. Let's look at boost. This is maybe not the stat you want to be on top in, but oh no, Gold Dude might have taken him over. That is absolutely incredible. But
Oh, God.
but I mean, with his 51 games played, top of the league with the most boosts used. I mean, in my opinion, that it's not exactly the most crazy stat to look at. I know recently they've been discussing just slow down a little bit. You know what I mean? But it tends to be if you're near the top of amount used for supersonic, probably means you're just wasting a lot of boosts for your team. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's just brutal. So I mean that's one of the craziest stats we've seen. I know in Shao last season, I'm pretty sure this was 900, his average.
God.
Jeez.
But I mean that's Chow. This is Rising Star, but it's still a lot. So what? I mean, I don't know if you weigh this. We could look at maybe. I don't know where he would be. I know his average speed's probably near the top. Oh my gosh, Gold Dude's moving. But Landon's right up here as well.
That dude's moving.
I don't know. Dude, Gold Dude is moving as well, bro. I don't know. I did not know he was like that, but yeah, Landon's also up here with speed. So I know recently he's been Juxo has been telling him to slow down, but I mean he's got all this speed, but I don't know. I don't know if it's always useful. Sometimes it's destructive. But let's just get back to our list temporarily. Can I please unzoom? Thank you. All right. That looks good.
Definitely think it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
I mean, it throws a lot of opposing teams off their rhythm when there's just a player on the other
mentioned.
team just actively when there's just a player taking boost and just speeding around the field. It's not what most players are used to, whether it be his teammates or the opposing team. So it's definitely a gift and a curse.
Mhm.
I'm not exactly sure where to rate him based on that stat alone. I do think he's a baller overall. But yeah, that's just my piece.
Where would you put him?
I would probably put him mid to low B.
Okay. Jaws, any rebuttal?
That was about where I was gonna put him. I was gonna say high C, low B.
Okay. So you guys seem pretty agreeable about this, so we'll just move on to our next player, Creed. New guy on the block for the Bloomington Maulers. Where y'all put him?
He was on Des Moines before he got traded.
He's not really somebody I can rate. I don't think I've seen much of him before.
I can't say I remember running into him either.
I think he was a sub on Des Moines before he got traded to a starting spot for Bloomington.
Yeah.
Does he have any games on Bloomington right now? Because if he does, we can look at stats.
I mean, I don't know. I think he was the sub. I mean, yes, we can look at the stats again. It's gonna be hard for you guys to see.
Because it
but-
was Clean RL and then Creed as a sub and then Clean just like straight up left.
That sounds about right.
Creed. Oh, he has no games. All right.
Oh, okay.
So
He
he
might
has
have
no.
spelled it wrong. He has like a little
He does.
weird dash.
He does have a little.
So just type in, like,
tilde
CR,
or
like,
whatever.
class
Yeah,
royale.
he has that weird little symbol above his E.
Okay. Crazy Lord. That's a
Crazy
rating.
Lord.
Created by.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
There it is.
13
Oh,
games
CRD.
played. We're in speed. We're in speed.
Oh,
We're in
that's
speed.
the
We're in speed.
movement.
We're in speed. We're in speed. Core. I don't know why I'm scrolling now.
Zombs is trolling. No.
There we go.
Zombs is trolling.
243 points a game. 0.5
Not awful.
goals. I think that's
He is a
on the
third
lower
rounder.
side.
For a third rounder? Yeah, for the third option on that team, a team that has Landon who
I
eats
mean-
all of the boost on the field, and then
Look,
Juxo who's
Yeah,
not
he's
far
towards the
out from that.
lower half.
Mm.
and you can't count. Okay, I guess he has 2 games, but this I think this is just a random guy from ranked. So 1,
Whoa,
2,
fat
3,
baby.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people are under him. So, I mean, you can't be
In
nice
terms
to
of
everybody.
average score.
You can't be nice to everybody.
I mean I haven't run into him just based off of the fact that he's kind of bottom of the score leaderboard there. I'd probably
Yeah,
put him in like low
he's
D.
averaging a demo per game, eating 2 demos, less than a save per game. It's not looking great.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just really streaming. Probably can barely see this, but it's okay.
Is that sorted by? Was that sorted by score?
That was sorted by
Yeah.
score. That was sorted by score. So where you guys want to put him? Just based off seeing those stats. All right.
I think low D, high F.
I say low D. Yeah, that's what I
Low
said.
D.
Low D, like high F. If you want to
Okay.
toss him in F for now, I kind of want to reserve, at least in my case, the F and S tiers to like very low amount of players. But
Okay.
I don't know if that's how you guys like doing it as well. But
No, it's however you two want to put them. You guys both said D, so we'll throw them down in D. To be fair, they have a very small sample
There
size.
definitely
so-
is worse players.
Yeah, there are
Yeah,
worse
for
players. But I mean, a person that's on the same team that is technically the sub, Pure. Oh boy.
he I
also
probably know
fun-
even less about. Has he played any games? Like
Zombs has played a couple games with him. How about that? What you know about Pure Zombs?
Yeah, so my experience with him, I got thrown into a couple combines with him. It was me, him, and Duke, and let's just say my boy might have been averaging a solid 40 a game. It's okay. The smooth 40 was not big, but I've heard good things since. Juxo, I think they had him sub up one week, and honestly, I think he was playing all right. I don't know.
He did
what
win a game in Chow.
He won a game in Chow, so I don't know if we're talking about Rising Star, but yeah, he
what
won a game in
Chow.
Won a game in Chow. I don't know if he has any games in Rising Star. Where are y'all feeling about this? I mean, do you think he's worse than Creed?
I mean, I would assume he is,
Okay.
just based off of like the anecdotes that I was just given. Does he have anything in the score? Do we
I
care
don't.
to like?
I mean, we can take a peek, but I mean, do you want to put him in the same tier or under him for now?
I think so. He would just be lower D.
Okay, lower D. You are
Just
reserving a
move.
special specimen for F tier, is what I'm seeing here.
He's saving it for J-Bay.
A special
Oh,
type
yeah.
of specimen.
Oh,
Tons.
And,
Jose will be down there. J-Bay will be down there.
all right. We have finally got our
Zombs, we
way
could toss him down there.
through 2 teams. We have ourselves
Okay.
Brainerd, starting off with Houdet.
Ooh, I do rate Houdet very highly. Houdet
Too.
is very good. I would probably put Houdet in like S tier.
Yeah, I'm thinking high
out
A,
of-
low S.
Yeah, that's
High
what I was
A,
thinking as
low
well.
S.
Out of the people in Rising Star that I would be like intimidated to have them on the ball, Houdet would be one of them. I don't know about his like vibes or anything like that. I haven't
Great.
played with him. I've only played against him, but
I've done a few
fantastic-
scrims with them.
fantastic
great vibes.
Yeah, fantastic in Challenger, but so far in Rising Star, I don't know their results, but I think they're 1-1.
They
I
did.
believe.
I think they lost both of them
Fucking
last
Oh, they're
week.
0-2 last week.
Yeah, I think they lost to the Jungle and the I forget who the second team is.
Well, Swit, Weevil, and Sway better be down in F tier because these guys, I don't.
Jungle and
these guys
Fargo.
are fantastic, and let's throw them up there then. So were you thinking
Mm-hmm.
S or A?
I'm probably thinking A.
All right then.
I'd put him
is he on the
probably
same
above
level of
Hero.
Juxo?
I don't think so, but also I haven't seen a ton of him.
I would not put him on S. Are you?
I think if you're talking about Challenger, I think Houdet for sure in Challenger would be better than almost all of these players, to be completely honest with you. But once again,
Yeah.
Rising Star is so messy, and sometimes just like I think consistency is king in Rising Star sometimes. Juxo,
Mm.
definitely that type of guy. Looking at his teammates, Switch. What are we feeling about him?
I'd probably put Swit. I mean,
So
I'd probably
ever
put him in
since
like
Hude
C tier.
joined, ever since Hude joined, Brainerd is 3-3.
3 and
They
3.
won their first 3 games and lost their last 3.
Comms.
Okay. So they were what 5-2 before they joined.
Probably.
Sounds right.
I mean, I've scrimmed this team. They're very, very deep. They don't have a. I don't think they have a weak link, but they also don't have like a, like a flashy hard carry, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So do you,
I do think they are very consistent.
so do you rate that for Swit, Weevil, and Sway? Like, where are we feeling? I
Mr.
mean,
DC.
yeah, Mr. DC. The Swit does DC almost every game he plays in, which is kind of funny. But I mean, he used to be teammates with Carl.
Yeah.
And when they were teamed with Carl, I believe they got top 4 at the major. Since then, they've been 3 and 3. So
No, they got top 8.
top
They got
8.
top 8, yeah.
They got top 8. They got knocked out.
Mhm.
Okay, that is.
We
I
watched the
do
game when they're
remember.
knocked out, but
I do remember that because they had to play a
Swit
game
was
with Aiku.
hooping.
They had to play a game with Aiku.
Mhm.
I remember that. That was also like one of the greatest games I've ever seen Carl play. So
That is
it's
true.
debatable. It's debatable.
but when Swit came back online, he was hooping.
That's true. I think honestly, all 3 players or the 3 players that are left are all incredible. I really do rate this entire team. But I don't know where do you? It's up to Jaws and J-Bay at the end of the day. Are we seeing a tier that's looking juicy?
Jeez, I am not sure. I can't really rate these players properly, just
Hard
because
to
I've
do.
not faced them yet. But they do have results,
Yeah, they got results.
which we got to take into account.
3-3.
3 and 3. That's all right. So do you basically rate them on the same level as these 2 second rounders, or do you think he's worse than a second rounder? Do you think he's more like iCosmic, the 3rd rounder on this team?
I think I would put them above iCosmic and C tier.
All 3?
I'm thinking
Weevil, I'd
Swit
probably-
and Weevil.
Sway and Weevil.
Yeah, I'd put Weevil probably below Cosmic, I would think, but
So
They were pretty comparable.
You
when
you
we
know more
were
than
up.
I do about this.
so you want iCosmic above Swit, Weevil, and then
No.
where would you want Sway?
Swit,
Not like this?
Cosmic, then Weevil.
Swit, Cosmic, Weevil, and
There you
then
go.
where would you put Sway?
Sway.
He has not played,
I don't
but
know.
Wetlock was glazing him hard before he picked him up, if
Well,
that means anything.
I mean, he's gonna glaze his team, but
That means
Good thing
I-
Whitlock's not
No,
here.
even before he picked him up, he was glazing.
that means nothing to me.
I was telling him,
he had,
Wetlock,
like,
you,
eight
gotta, you
games.
gotta calm down. That's an underage kid. Nah, he was going at it.
I personally rate Sway pretty highly.
Okay.
But I mean, this is once again up to you guys at the end. I would rate him pretty highly. I would say he is comparable to these 2.
That's good to know.
Which? Sorry, I missed which 2 you pointed at.
Swit and Weevil.
Like
both of
Swit
them.
and Weevil? Oh, okay.
I think all 3 of them are pretty interchangeable. To be completely honest, they're all he has
Okay.
very solid team. But
so you
I
would
put
put them on
him
the same
low C.
tier then?
yeah,
Yeah.
because you guys don't know much, we can put him a little bit lower or just at the end of the tier.
Has he
I don't
played
think
any
he's
games?
played yet either.
I don't think he's played, which is a little bit sad. I think he's really good. So
Do we put him in no games then? Just because we don't know?
I mean,
We don't have any stats?
no games is more of just like no ball knowledge out of you guys.
Mm.
So all good.
Got it.
But Sway,
Uh,
I'll just give you
I'm
this
okay
scoop.
with that.
I think he could do better than this for sure, but we just haven't seen it yet. So
Okay.
we'll just throw him down there. Getting into Burnsville though. Now this is a
Burnsville.
guy that
Interesting.
just absolutely scammed the team we just went over. Carl's nuts.
Hmm.
Oh
Might be
my.
a bit biased, but I think he's high S for me.
That's yeah.
I mean,
Just a tad
everyone
biased.
here had him at their number
Oh.
1 in the top 10 list.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably put him higher than Juxo, I think. I think that
I would
works.
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was an easy name to put down. I think probably the easiest one we're gonna get. J-Bay,
J-Bay.
Oh my, no
that's
Keep
like
your mouth
Oro.
shut.
F tier. F tier.
Oh nah.
Oh no.
Has he played any games at all? Do we know?
What's
might not
do you
know.
know what your guys' record is?
Our record is 7-6. It's a non-number because we still
7
have
and 6,
one of
and
our
then
Rising
since
Star matches
and
tomorrow.
do you know what since Carl's joined?
Since Carl has joined, I believe we are. I want to say 3-1. I think maybe
3-1.
2-1. 2-1. That's
Okay.
probably better comms. Hold on, I can look. Uh,
Fun fact: this
helps.
Burnsville team was the first one that lost to Rochester Rhythm this season.
That is a good
Also,
point.
gentleman sweep.
The very first match played at MCS was Burnsville losing to Rochester.
Nice, nice.
GG.
Pre-Jaws Rochester though, so it doesn't count
So,
if we're real.
would you say, JB, you yourself are on the same level as Duke, Landon, these other second rounders? You think they're better? You think you're worse? Jaws
you're
as
asking me
well.
to rate
Jaws as
myself?
well. Jaws, I see you
Yeah, rate
smiling.
yourself.
Jaws,
No,
I see you
no.
smiling. You have to say something
I
to
was gonna keep my mouth
let,
shut.
let Jaws
Ah.
let Jaws put you down. What do you
I
think?
was thinking about it. I would rate.
Who are you taking, Duke or JB?
I'm taking J-Bay, but that's also just because I, have played with J-Bay more, and
Okay.
J-Bay's fun to play with. I've not played with Duke once. I've only played, I think, against him once,
So you're rating JB
and
over
that was only
Duke
in scrims.
right now.
I would take J-Bay over Duke, yes.
Fantastic.
Pat down. I know absolutely nothing about though. I have no clue about Pat down.
Gold dude Pat down.
I do know Gold Dude, but that was just because he was a sub on our team.
Boulder took, I think it was
Yeah, let's
Duluth
talk about-
Challenger King
D-
5.
Duluth-
Yeah,
Duluth
Duluth Challenger
Challenger.
to 5. It was
That
Gold Dude, Carl, and
was-
Straight.
That was the most fever dream game of all time. But to be fair, that was Challenger. We're looking at Rising Star. To be fair, that team might be a Rising Star team. We'll get into that a little bit later. But
Nah.
anyways,
That's pretty
looking
comparable,
at Gold Dude and Pat Down. Do you know who's like the main player on your roster? Is it Pat Down or is it Gold Dude?
It is Pat Down, yes.
Okay, so Pat Down. Would you say he's comparable? I mean, obviously your teammates are going to be a little bit biased. So, Jaws, what do you feel about Pat Down? Have you seen him play yet?
Nope.
Not seen
Not
him
at all.
play at all.
I don't
All
think-
right.
No, I haven't
Fair
even
enough.
seen him in scrims.
Fair enough. JB, I guess we'll just take your word for it. We're looking.
Yeah,
we're looking at probably around this range.
Yeah, I will say he's definitely definitely good at like communication, very positionally sound. Maybe a few like inconsistencies when it comes to like being last back, but I struggle with the same thing. I would probably put him in I'd probably put him below Weevil.
Okay.
Maybe either C or D tier. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if we have enough stats to back this up yet because he didn't become a starter until quite recently.
Just gonna throw him down there. Jaws, do you have any complaints?
That's fair.
I like that. I
And
think
Gold,
that works for me.
You want to put
I mean,
Gold Dude
that's
right
where I
next
was
to him
gonna put
too?
Gold Dude. Yeah, that's where I was gonna put Gold Dude.
Fair enough.
Check chat from what Cal said. He said we're blocking half the tier list.
We're not. Well, it's just because it's just because the list is going to get
we
longer
scrolled
and
down.
longer and longer.
Yeah, that's good. We gotta fit 48 names on here.
The list is just going to get very long, so it will be like that.
Wait,
at the
scroll up.
end-
Yeah, keep it at this. Keep it
I
at this.
The
I'll stream it. Looks fine
the
like
thing
that.
is, I was just looking at it like so we could see.
We
who's
also have to
next.
drag names, it's just not
Yeah,
possible.
he has to-
I don't know what to tell. It's just
Yeah.
how a tier list works. Like
It's gonna go back.
It's
yeah.
inevitable. It's
Unless
inevitable.
he zooms out his screen, it's gonna.
But yeah, at the
moving
end,
down.
we'll get the whole screenshot and everything, so it'll be all right. We can zoom it out at the end
Mhm.
and fix it and make it look pretty. But for now, it's just how it got. Guys, that's how it works when we put more names on the tier list. Like, there's nothing we can do. Like, I don't know what to say. But Sleep Dog, what are we feeling?
Yes.
Good,
My
good.
teammate from last season.
This is a
Yes.
Denver Shred member alongside his other teammates, so choose your words carefully.
I mean, now that you said he's on the Denver Shred, that definitely took a couple tiers off of
Fun
his.
fact,
Top
His score
four.
for
Fuck
me.
also got gentlemen swept by Jose
All I'm saying, top
and the
four.
Rochester Rhythm.
Top four. Top four. All right, but we're talking about MCS right now.
I mean, I put Sleep Dog in A tier at least. I don't know.
Okay.
Kind of wanna. I don't put him I wouldn't put him higher than Hero.
Do you think he's comparable to J-Bay or Hero more?
That's a tough question. I'd say he's probably more comparable to J-Bay.
Okay. So do you think he
I agree.
should be in B then? Like here?
High B, yeah. I'd say him and J-Bay could fight for a spot. I can't choose exactly where, because again, he was my teammate last season. I can't. That's unfair, right?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
That's a little. I
You're
mean, obviously a
biased.
little bit biased, but looking at his team, I mean, how are the results right now? How do you know how the jungle are doing? Have they been doing well?
They are second to last.
Second
to
to
last.
last,
Second
so
to
they
last.
are not doing so hot right now. They're knocking on death's door. But listen, that might not be Sleep Dog's fault. Listen, this is an individual tier list. He might have the worst teammates in the world. But talking about a fantastic teammate in CSA, give me Thailand's.
Guy was the GOAT for my first ever time I've ever casted.
Dude, that guy was actually insane. Multiple 1v3s. But once again, CSA and MCS are completely different stories. You could play absolutely ridiculous in CSA. And MCS, sometimes the game is just so dumb. It's so dumbed down. And, like, I mean, to be fair, that's game to game, match to match. And I will say, I do believe if you're comparing professional tier to Rising Star Professional, is probably a bit more clean. There's quite a few just better players overall, like Clash even, that's on their very team. He's just better, so the game will overall feel a bit cleaner. So maybe he just fits better in that environment. But we're talking about Rising Star. For Rising Star, where do you want to throw down Thailand's?
I don't have much on him. But I have seen some really serious 1v3 potential from him. He's very mechanical. I'm not entirely sure how he is in a threes like team environment, but I have seen some great mechanics out of him.
Okay. So do you
That's the
think
only thing I know about him. Mickey Demon.
do you think he's comparable to Sleep Dog? Do you think he's comparable to Swit? Do you think he's comparable to
I would have
Pat
put him.
Down?
I'd probably put him ahead of Swit, I think.
I think so too.
Okay.
That sounds good to me.
Top of C tier for Thailand's. Absolute CSA GOAT for but we'll get on with the list. Buster James, my guy. Where we got him. This
Demos a lot.
this guy does demo a lot. Honestly, he's gotten a lot more mechanical lately, but this is the bottom two team. Where do we rate him?
I was gonna say he's probably like bottom D tier for me. Maybe above Pure.
Okay.
I would agree with that as well.
Yeah. I mean, we scrimmed the jungle team the other day, and it was not a pretty sight. It was a massacre.
Okay. Well, we'll throw him there. And Memzi, I'm guessing, was he playing in some of those
Mr.
scrims?
Victim.
I don't know anything about Memzi. No, he wasn't there.
We'll just
He might have no games.
no games played
Not
for
sure about
Memzi.
you.
No games played for Memzi quite yet, I don't believe. Are we doing all leagues today? Yes, Calster. We do got to speed up a little bit. We are.
I was gonna say, do we need to speed
You're right.
this
We're
up?
not even halfway done yet.
We got to speed up a little bit.
Speed round. Speed round.
Moving on to Des Moines, Blasky. Who do we feel?
My
this
goat.
But yeah, your goat. Got
goat.
drafted pretty highly.
Logie has secured the camera zoms.
I already know.
Secured the
I already
camera.
know. I talked to him earlier, but
That looked
Blasky.
awful.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I was originally going to potentially team with him. That was one of my potential move spots after the trade opening window after Major 1. And we played together super well. He was really good. I don't remember playing against him this season. I don't think I have. But
Okay.
I would probably put him.
Against Blasky, he was our first victim.
Was he?
He's
Yeah.
our first victim. Yeah, Cal, we are going
Another
through
Was that-
Rochester
was that 2 weeks ago?
gentleman's sweep victim. Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember that. Was it bad?
It was 3-1.
Okay. Well, like the games, were they close?
That was our first years together, so yeah.
That was honestly your peak. Well, that's when you hit your peak. I'm not gonna lie, Joe.
Oh, that's when we
Also,
were
when-
popping off on stream, right?
I believe it was Whirl also did something absolutely insane.
He did. He's the one that got I think he got a flip reset off the backboard
So,
touch, and then
That was
Yeah.
some bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
it was some bullshit.
Opinions on Blasky though? Where do you want to throw him down?
I like Blasky a lot.
Okay.
I'd put
deal.
him probably I think I'd put him above Duke.
Right up here.
That works
Okay.
for me.
Like that too.
Looks pretty clean right there. His teammate Swamp Donkey.
I'd probably put-
I'm thinking C tier.
Yeah. That's
He
about what I was
always struck
thinking.
me as very like twos minded rather than threes minded.
Okay. Where do you think in C tier? Who do you think he's most comparable to in C tier?
I would probably put him above iCosmic, in between Swit and iCosmic.
Okay. Absolute goat. Oh, those who know about Sharkbite.
Those who know
Season
about Swamp
9.
Dog,
Those who know, those who
Oh,
know.
season.
those who know about
season
Swamp
9.
Donkey getting drafted before Power.
That's a good poll. That is a good
What
poll.
season was this?
Season 8 or season 7.
So
I mean,
before
they're
me.
comparable, no?
That was a while
Oh,
ago.
Before
Yeah.
my time.
100%, right?
That was a long time ago. But I mean, how's this Des Moines team doing right now? Do we know?
I can pull it up. for you.
They are like
I'm
13.
5 and
up.
8, 13th place.
This is Rising Star.
Yeah,
Only
Thickest
one
Tech.
place.
Yeah.
Only one place above, or one place below Rochester Rhythm.
Okay,
20,
so
25
pretty good.
points, 25 points, 15 points out of a land spot, and with a -9 game differential.
just remember that a team that has been second or first all season long, Hero, Duke, and iCosmic, they are basically on. They're pretty close to them right now. And you said this team was 8, so I guess this is the difference between those games potentially. So where'd you
don't
put down
think-
Sharkbite and Whirl? I think Sharkbite's the sub on this roster. I think Whirl's the
He
actual.
is,
player.
yeah. Whirl's the starter.
Okay, so
I was gonna put Sharkbite like bottom C just because of his name, but
Just because of his name.
Would you also
we're still waiting for the shark connection to come through at some point, but
so you put Sharkbite top of D, bottom C ish?
No, he's trolling.
I'm trolling though,
I was about to say
just based off of his name.
So
I
where do you
think
want to put him?
If it were me, I would put him in between Pat Down and Gold Dude.
Right in here. All right, fair enough. And then how about his teammate Whirl? I mean, Whirl, the actual starting player, the guy who was absolutely cooking you guys that one night. You guys did end up coming out on top, but Whirl was definitely not the reason they were losing.
I was mostly because of the team diff, but he was cooking. He was cooking some up.
He cooked one. I think he cooked one goal. He
Oh,
just
Oh
no,
yeah,
popped
he
off-
cooked the one
he
goal
cooked-
and started working.
cooked
up
for
us.
one
That's
goal.
That's kind of. I'm not gonna lie, I felt bad for him.
All right, so you don't rate him that
That's it,
highly.
They
he just
still got
cooked?
3-1. Not really. That was his peak. If
Okay.
we're real.
So do you think
Um,
he's like your other third rounders here, iCosmic, Swit, Weevil, or do you think he's more like Pat
I mean,
Down,
he'd have to for
Creed?
sure be above Sharkbite since he's starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd put him
Hey,
above Sharkbite.
You don't have to put him there. I mean, this is your guys. If you think Sharkbite's better, you can put him higher. You don't have to go by the book.
I mean, I would put him C lower than Weevil though.
Lower than Weevil, bottom of C,
Yeah.
same tier as Swamp Donkey. On paper,
Mhm.
this team must be absolutely disgusting. I mean, they got B, CC, doing pretty. Whoa.
BCC.
Looking like Brainerd last season.
Does he know?
BBC.
Yo.
Yo.
Listen. Calm it
he
down.
mention?
But oh my goodness, a team that has gone through a lot of change. A team that I was originally on, Duluth Superiors. We're starting off with Spoopy Men.
Then you abandoned them.
Oh, I didn't. Come
Team
on.
I know nothing about.
This team's gone through a lot of changes, so I won't be surprised if you guys don't know much about them. But I mean, all I know is that I think their record since they got this new roster, I don't think it's been that fantastic, if I'm not mistaken.
Also did
No,
forfeit
they've
against
been
us, so that's where one of their
pretty good.
losses came
Oh,
from.
okay,
I think they're
okay.
doing decent.
What are y'all saying about not Ryan saying Sharkbite is A tier?
Yeah, that's just troll. They love him.
AK
I-
also said
I
Sharkbite.
love my boy Sharkbite. Met him at Worlds. That guy's
Yeah.
he's so chill. I think Not Ryan might be part of his group. Low key, I might have not met Not Ryan as well. I'm not entirely sure. Were you part of that group? I don't remember Not Ryan. But anyways, Spoopy Man.
6'5".
I don't really know Spoopy at all.
Okay.
All these
Um,
players are pretty similar in Sal, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're all around like
Yeah.
the 1450 range.
Mhm.
all 14, 15
The whole team.
range.
Yeah.
So would you rate the whole team pretty similarly then, or similar, like near each
Probably.
other on the
I
list?
personally would just on paper. I haven't actually really seen them play.
Okay. I will say from experience playing with him, SK is just a fantastic third rounder. He is a mini Carl. He defensively is so strong. He doesn't talk much. That's the one gripe I had about him. He didn't calm too much. He could do with being a little bit louder, but other than that, fantastic third rounder. And I
That
mean,
team is currently
gotcha.
3-4.
I played against Carb
Ever
Dog
since-
subbing up, and he definitely wasn't bad by any means. I think he's a good fit, but I have no information on Spoopy. He's brand new.
3 and 4. I mean, I think that whole team could, except for their sub, those three together could probably go like C tier.
All
Thinking the
three,
same thing.
In various spots of C tier.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So let's
Like-
throw down Spoopy first.
Mhm.
Just assuming.
I'd put him below Thailand's for sure.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah, I guess below Thailand's would be where I put him.
Okay.
I'd almost take Swit over him, but
What
Again,
do
I
you,
don't
what do you
know
think,
Spoopy.
J-Bay?
I'm agreeing with this.
Cool.
I like that.
Now grabbing Carved Dog. Do you think he deserves similar? Do you think he should go a little bit lower?
It would
Uh,
probably.
Right now, you're basically making a team that
I'd
is
say you take
worse than
this
Des
one.
Moines. You're basically making a team that's worse than Des Moines because they have one player in B
Uh-huh.
tier and two in C. So you're basically creating a
Yeah,
team.
but they're 2 places better in Des Moines, and
they are.
their schedule right now is pretty comparable.
I mean,
since
they're-
the new teams have formed.
They're 5 points better than Des Moines, but
They're 10.
10.
I'll tell you when I'm on that.
They're
When I was
5
on that
points
roster, I
above
did
us.
not get them that many points. So
Oh, they're only 5 points above Des Moines. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I will say though, I think
they're
a
tied
whole-
with us.
I think one whole week they played without Spoopyman. They played with Sleeper. It was Carved Dog, SK, and Sleeper. So I don't know.
Oh, was that like recently?
Yes. Yeah, because it
Okay.
was all Aqueduct. Cool eyes, says TJ.
Rage. This is the Rising Star segment
Car-
right now.
Car-
Rob
Car-
will
so-
pop in for the
So you want to throw him in here?
or the Chow segment.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
All right, and
I like
SK,
that. And
SK
then-
Sleeper. Any opinions?
SK I'd put below Whirl, I think.
Too.
SK below Whirl and Sleeper. Solid sub, honestly.
Rob will be in soon. Rob will be in soon.
He's actually for subs. I think he's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. He fell really far in the draft, but he just goes. Like he just is a goer, and I think that's good. I will say his lag was pretty horrific that one day I had to play with him. Rest in peace, Sleeper's Wi-Fi. But he just goes. So how do you rate him?
I mean,
I
I
think I'd put him
definitely
underneath Gold Dude, but
You
Wow.
rate him higher than Gold Dude Zoms? I don't know much about
I
Sleeper.
haven't played with Gold Dude. I don't think ever, but I've seen some of his gameplay. I think they're pretty comparable. I just feel bad for my boy Sway right now. I'm not gonna lie. The Sway is
He's-
pretty
We should
fantastic.
move him as we
Gold-
as we're making
Golden
this
is
list.
also the most fly dude out there.
Yeah, Gold
That is
Dude's.
a
yeah,
really good
Gold
point.
Dude's awesome.
I will say,
Yeah.
I will say, Sleeper is on the same tier of pretty cool. He's a caster, so he's got a nice voice.
Yeah, he's got a great voice.
He's got a great voice.
Hude
so-
in chat says Sleeper is dog. I can't lie.
Sleeper is dog. I can't lie. I mean, he's.
We know what else.
I mean,
Guys.
he's on the bottom of the list, so we're not saying he's
We
fantastic.
also do know what else Sleeper does like to do.
I know, calm down. But like,
Just-
but,
just-
but,
just
but like,
know.
but like,
Does it
he's
sleep?
very far down on the list. Yeah, he likes sleeping. He's very far down on the list.
Yeah.
So like,
Mhm.
I don't know. Like, we're not saying he's good.
Good save, Jaws.
Is,
We gotta
is,
stop
Sle-
on
is
some
Sleeper
people
going
left
game
here
5
saying-
and Chow though?
I do.
All right,
It's see.
that is true. Worse than Gold Dude,
Again,
but
I don't know
no.
anything about. I don't know
Oh,
anything about
first
Sleeper.
We'll just put him there. We
So,
do
okay.
kind of got to get going, and we still got 1, 2,
Yeah, we
3,
do.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got more than half the damn team. So my goodness.
Yeah,
Bendy
y'all,
Straw.
y'all got, y'all, I was gonna say, y'all gotta start picking
Go
up
faster?
a little bit, a little bit.
Bendy Straw.
Who do we got next? Bendy Straw. I would put him.
I would put him above Hude in A tier.
Really? Okay.
You
I was
did
gonna say,
not
I'd
like
put him
that.
lowest A tier.
Yeah, you do not like Hude.
We'll meet in
You're
the
a
middle.
Hude hater.
We'll meet in the middle.
I mean,
Yeah, that works.
I mean,
I almost
one
kind
of
of
you
want to
said
put
the-
Hero. I almost kind of want to put Hero above Hude
JB,
at this
Yeah.
point.
Hude,
but
Hude says hell nah to you saying
I mean,
Yeah.
Hero did drop a legacy game
was-
against us. He dropped like 470 points a game, 4 demos a game, a goal a game, 3 saves a game. Like that
he
guy
was that.
was.
He was that
Bro's-
whole team.
Bro's
He
got
was
those
LeBron
stats
against the Golden State Warriors.
Bro's got those stats memorized. You know that.
Yeah, it was
Hero-
impressive.
Hero's
lame to
in
say
his
that.
head. Hero's in his head.
Why would he be in his head if I gentleman swept him?
You? We? By
That's true.
yourself?
All right,
I
so
don't know. I'm
where are
pretty
we?
sure
Okay,
I enjoyed, like,
let's keep it going. Where?
yeah.
So are we fine with this? Do we need to move someone around? What's going on?
I mean,
I'm with
Hude
this.
himself said Hero clears him. So I don't know if that impacts your decision to like move them.
That's why I
around
say
or
I
something.
kind of want to put Hero above Hude.
All right,
And then
that
Ben
just
Benji at
was
the end.
All right, like this.
Yep.
I like
exactly.
All right, Spooky's time. Oh, I don't know if the
Spooky?
stream saw him.
I do like Spooky.
I love Spooky.
Yeah.
Spooky is absolute legend.
I think
I mean,
he's
this
mid.
is the third best team in the league right now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so I'll drive off to the side here. But
Yeah,
where
that's
are we,
the guy that got
where,
Torment.
where are we thinking about putting him?
I
What the hell?
I
Alright,
would've-
we're good.
I would have put
God,
Spooky
he's
S
hacking
tier
over
just
here.
for the
What the
simple
hell?
fact that they got Torment on to coach them.
What?
That alone gets them S
Same
tier.
jobs.
But don't you just have to pay $40 for that to happen? Like
Yeah, but no,
For
he has
Torment.
He's got connections. He's
Yeah.
got connections. He's got connections.
Torment coaches, you
They
just pay
got
like
connections
$40.
for $40.
I'd put him below. I'd put him above Thailand's.
I would put
Right.
him in B tier.
Okay.
Up here with Landon
Where at?
and Duke.
I would. That's probably where I would put him.
This team is on pace to be as good as 1 and 2, which is, I guess, pretty valid. I think they're currently third. So
Yeah.
I mean, they are three. They're only like 5 points below them.
And then
Fraudulent first
the,
place.
guy,
team,
the
but-
guy rounding out the roster,
Wait,
New.
How were we top? How were we top 3, but with a -3 game differential?
They won the
Huh?
major.
Because they won major one.
Major, yeah, they got 21 points
Alright.
for major.
Newt.
Oh, yeah,
Newt, Newt.
I forgot my franchise through.
Newt, I don't know too much about. I do know, not to call anybody out, but I know this Newt is better than the other Newt. I did learn
Ooh.
that. But that doesn't mean too much to me. I'd probably put Newt like around Skay. I feel like that's a good
I
spot
think
for
so
him.
too.
for
I
me.
think it's a good spot.
Where,
I think I'd put him below Whirl and maybe higher than Skay.
I think I exactly agree with that.
right around in this
I'm
range.
just in J-Bay's brain.
Oh yeah,
Right now.
absolutely.
Okay, the actual goat of all of Rising Star, maybe of the entire league,
F tier.
got himself a win in
Yeah, he's-
Premier. Chicken.
And
He
Premier,
did take a game.
Yes.
He did take a game off
Yeah.
of the Premier Champions
Premier
last
ch-
season.
The Premier Champion's the only guy to do it. Where we got
He
Chicken.
is
It's a real shame he
He
can't
also won
select
a
a
game in
premier this
Cal.
season because Fargo doesn't have a premier team.
Unlucky.
he
That is
also won a game
really
in Cal.
yeah,
That is
sub up
really
this season.
unfortunate. But okay, but where do we actually want to put him? Where do we,
Low
About
bottom D tier.
Who he
Bottom
won
of
in
D
Chow
tier.
against.
I'd put him in F tier.
We don't.
He knows
talk
why.
about that.
J-Bay, are you fine with this, or do you think?
I don't know if it's
deserve-
fair to put him in F tier. I would
I think he's better than.
I'm fine with
quite a
this,
few.
yes.
I think he's better than a few of these players, but
think
it's not
he's
my
better.
list.
Yeah, maybe-
I'll leave him there. I won't touch
Okay.
Chicken, but I feel
I
almost.
would put him above
Can
Buster
we
James.
can we F tier Chicken for the memes or
No, but those who know
Maybe
about
even
Chicken
above Creed.
Flag beating
Well-
me, Flo, and Doge.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He subbed up to Chow and won.
I mean, we've all seen the Astro pinch, right? There's no way he's not S.
We'll put him there. We'll put him there.
all right?
Now, look who we've got ahead of ourselves. We got Green Bay Knights.
yeah, yeah.
And
Lando is a
Lando.
baller.
Lando is
Lando
kind of
is-
disgusting.
As a
Insane.
dog.
This guy's
Yeah.
a dog. This guy's a
He-
dog.
He's like that entire team. If I'm
I mean,
real,
Yeah,
he
Zom,
is that
you-
entire team.
I
Actually,
mean,
you
okay.
guys said he was like the T-Jack of Rising Star this season.
Yeah, I
'Cause I
did.
completely
Yeah.
agree.
Okay, I think originally it was Juxo that said that, but I stole that from him. But yeah, he is the T-Jack of Rising Star. I will say a lot of their games have been played without Vile. I think probably over half of them at this point. So, although I don't think they're doing great in the standings, or maybe I don't even know if they're doing fantastic. I don't
they're
know
like
exactly.
top
They're
six.
top 5.
Oh,
I think they've had a few forfeits, and they were also one and done at the major, which are the main two reasons why they're pretty low.
I don't think. I mean, all I know is that Vile was gone for a very long time for this roster.
Yeah,
but
they're
yeah,
currently fifth.
but talk about Lando. I mean, everyone was basically saying he's a dog, but how much of a dog is he? How high up do we got him?
I think he's up there with Juxo. I might even rate him above Juxo.
I agree
But-
with that. Like when I was still on the Minneapolis Miracles team, he basically 1v3'd us. Like that was all him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, he beat
I-
us when he had Grenade in his third rounder, so.
I ain't gonna lie, Lando is kind of a dog. I think he deserves nothing but S tier, highest tier. I think I
Yeah.
personally previously rated him number 2 in Rising Star, only under Carl. So I think that is pretty fitting.
I think
for
I think a
Lando.
lot of us did that.
Land go. Flo just didn't
That
know
makes
he was a
sense.
human being. So
He's like a one
I didn't know
man
who
wrecking crew.
I
Alright.
didn't know who he was either until I asked you.
Vile, Lando's
I mean,
teammate
I don't
in
really-
crime or partner in crime.
I don't really rate Vile too high, but
I mean, when we played
mean,
him in scrims, he also looked like a dog. He looked pretty threatening on the ball.
You have to
Hmm.
realize that this team is
Oh.
5th right now in the standings, and he has not been here for like well over half the games.
That's a good point.
So
that is a good
where
point. But
He's on console as well.
his console as well. Good to
Do
know.
with that what you will.
and I mean they're 9-4. That is pretty good.
9-4,
Hmm.
and I'm pretty sure half their losses are unironically 4. I think they got some wins with subs as well, which is that's just like
Mhm.
more to Lando. But like when
Yeah.
Vile is there, I don't know what their record is. I guess we could pull up his win rate. I don't think we have enough time for that. I'm trying to get us.
I
going
think I
here.
would put him. No. I think I'd put him under Thailand's.
under Thailand's.
Mhm.
Okay,
I
flap
think.
him down
I think that's a
there,
good spot
and
for him.
we got 2 more players left on this roster, Hadron and JD. I don't know how many games JD has played, but we got Hadron. Any thoughts?
I think he completes that roster well. I haven't seen too much of him outside of the match I played against him, but he seemed to do pretty well against us.
Mhm.
I mean, they did sweep us, and Hadron was definitely a part of that.
Okay.
Okay, so would
I say-
you rate him with these other third rounders
Vile,
down
okay,
here, or
let me
higher?
get you a stat. Vile has played 18 games in Rising Star. He has won 83.3% of them.
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
That's
That
kind
That
of
is just the
impressive.
highest win rate
That
out
is
of
impressive.
anyone else.
That might be
Out of
decent.
18 games, that's pretty good.
Mhm.
That may be decent.
That might be decent.
I think I would probably move
Oh,
him
I
up
don't
a
get to
tier
play
then.
him, do I?
All right, well, we can move him up. We can move him up. You want to throw him up into here with
Yeah.
with Spooky?
I'd like that, yeah.
I think I'm not gonna lie. I was bamboozled when you put him in C tier. This guy is kind of a dog. But listen, once again, it's not my list. We're just gonna continue on here. We got Hadron. Where were you thinking about putting him right before that?
I'm thinking of putting him probably. I want to say in between
Oh.
Newt and SK,
Sure, we'll throw him in there.
but also I'm not sure if I'm the one that should be having this opinion. There might be others that know more about him than I do.
I can tell you his stats before you guys continue.
Yeah, I think Hadron's pretty good.
He's
Um,
got
he's
he
good
was
too.
53 games played, 64% win rate, 332 score per game, 0.9 goals per game, almost 40% shooting, which is kind of crazy.
It's crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
0.7 demos a
Clean up
game
crew.
and 1.1 saves a game, almost
I
1.2.
I would say he's probably pretty comparable to these players in this range. Weevil, iCosmic that come to mind, Newt. I think he is probably comparable. I think he's probably better than some of these players, but I don't think where you have him is criminal. So
And I mean, like, an S, a B, and a C tier makes a pretty good team, I'd say.
yeah, I think this is pretty.
that makes
I,
a top
I,
5
I,
team.
I think this is pretty good. I think this is
Mhm.
pretty good. Their sub. I do not know if he's played any games this season. I have absolutely no ball
don't know
knowledge on
him.
my boy JD.
They just picked him up as well because Greninja King was their sub before.
That's right. They did have
So
Greninja
he
King,
is
a legend.
JD.
Yeah, he's
Um,
quite
th-
recent sub.
This guy might be absolutely disgusting. We just don't know yet.
He is
Looking.
At 10 games, 10 games played, 60% win rate, 305 score per game,
Okay.
0.6 goals per game, 33% shooting, 1 save a game.
Just out of respect, we might throw him in D then.
I'm all right with that.
Just was the stats.
Again, I don't know him at all. I didn't get to go against him, so.
We'll just throw out of respect just for knowing that. I mean, I don't have any. I've never watched this man play. But I think that's valid enough to throw down right there. But moving on, we got Cole in the chat. He said whole KC team is S tier. What are you guys thinking about
Biased at
Divine?
all?
Rate Divine very highly. I think he's one of the most mechanical players in Rising Star.
How
did hit a Pokemon.
highly are we saying?
Or a Stink Pop.
How
He did hit a
highly?
Sting
I think it
Pop.
was. I think it was surprising he didn't go Challenger.
How highly are we thinking here?
Those who know.
What do you mean
those
didn't go
know.
Chell? He's on my Chell team.
Well, when he was drafted.
All right, how highly are we thinking here?
I mean,
Hmm.
it's hard to compare him to Carl because they have very polarizing play styles.
Okay.
I think Carl's easier to play with, but also Divine is just a mechanical demon.
So you want him up here in S?
I want him up there in S, yeah.
Do you think he's comparable to Lando? Do you think he's more like, or do you think above or under Juxo?
I would rate him above Lando, I think.
Rate him above
but
Lando.
also-
Jaws opinions?
I personally wouldn't put him above Lando, I don't think. But I don't believe I've played against him this season. So
Have-
I don't know
And
exactly
J-
how
J-Bay-
well he's playing
J-Bay,
on
have
his
you,
team.
Have you played against him this season?
Yeah, he beat us in the major in the semis.
Okay.
That was with Napier, who is also a dog.
Not gonna lie,
Napier
Napier is
is
a dog.
also Napier is a
Napier's so
dog.
Talking about Napier.
Boosted by Pixeler. What are those comms?
All right, Divine OG might be boosted by Pixlr, but we don't talk about that.
Nah, no.
He's
DJ.
boosted as A tier.
You actually don't know. But yeah, okay.
He's not boosted. He's not boosted. He owns that team.
All right, so he might only play with Pixlr and ranked. But we're not talking about ranked. We're talking about Rising Star. Divine OG throwing him up here top 2. I mean, no one's really said anything other than that. So I think if J-Bay is fine with it, Jaws is shaking his head, whatever. We'll just
Yeah.
throw him down.
I mean, like
here.
they're close to each other. I would just personally put Lando above him,
Interchangeable.
but yeah, they are interchangeable.
We'll just throw him there.
All right.
Continuing on, Shraxel.
Yeah.
I think he's the
Good
new
use,
addition to this roster, third man here. So where are we throwing him down?
Correct. He was on my Rising Star team for a little bit last season. I don't remember a ton about him. I just remember he contributed to depth pretty well. I mean, he wasn't exactly like the leading goal scorer by any means, but I just remember him being pretty consistent, like at least with like very predictable touches, which is as a third rounder or like third round level player, that is something a lot of teammates value.
I think he's technically the second rounder, I believe. I think Wendy's technically the third, but they're pretty
Yeah.
comparable. So
Yeah, I
Back-
think
back
Wendy
to back
technically
picks.
has a higher sal, but
back
yeah.
to back, they're back to back picks technically.
Cole said he's dropping around 350 a game.
Probably you said probably. All right, but
Are you talking
we're-
about
Minimum
Shraxler?
prob-
yeah,
a minimum
where-
probably.
Where are
Sorry.
Where are we thinking?
So Shraxler on this team has a
Four-
75% win rate and is
four
dropping
30
430 points a game.
What'd you say?
Shraxler has a
130
75% game win rate and is dropping 430 points a game.
Okay,
430 points. I
So
thought
he's
you
been
said
so
130.
he's been doing pretty well on this roster, and I do rate Shraxel very highly. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
But so where do you want?
Again, I don't think I've gotten to play against this team yet this season because I think how it worked out is whenever I left Minneapolis is where I would have played them, and then I think Rochester had already played them. I would put him. I would probably put him around Vile. I think that's a good spot for him.
Oh, just right here. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's actually a decent spot for him. I mean, this is the number 2 team in the league, right? Kansas City.
Believe he's up there. They are all the way up there, and rounding out that team, at least the current roster. Wendy, where do we got him?
I
Windy.
think I'd rate Shraxel higher than Windy. I think Windy I think he'd be like a mid C tier level player. I don't have much backing with that. I'd probably put him below iCosmic and maybe above Carve Dog.
Right here.
But I don't have very
can agree with
much
that.
I don't have very much to go to back that, but that's just kind of where I'm feeling based on my experiences.
Gut
That
feeling.
That is. I mean, that's decently valid. I mean, I think any higher, and this is just like the unspoken, like unbeatable team. I mean, if you have an S tier, a B, a B, I mean,
Exactly.
how is this other team even competing with them then? I mean, A tier, B tier, C tier. This team still on paper should be honestly quite a bit better. I mean, maybe not, but
Which
continue
I don't know
on.
if they've played each other yet.
We've
but
got,
yeah.
oh my goodness, the actual six man's legend, Brian himself. This guy actually is a demon.
And
I
Demon.
will, I will
Dude.
say we are running behind.
Yeah, we're running behind,
Yeah.
but it was gonna happen. I don't know what we were thinking this was not gonna take a while. So let's just
Yeah, say
continue on.
48 players
This
is
is the.
quite a few.
This is the most
It's,
players.
it's not even 48.
Pre-
It's
Premier
it's
should fly
64.
through
Yeah,
though.
it's 60. It's 64 players.
64?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
because
makes
subs.
more sense. Subs, yep.
Well, it's actually 63 because
All right.
I didn't. I was waiting. Well, they have a player now. They're just not
Actually.
on here.
I see.
They're
Single
just not on
Yeah,
here.
he's just gonna
Alright,
go in the no game.
It doesn't matter. But Brian's no games played this season.
No,
No,
he
I'm-
has 35.
35 games
35
played.
games
I was
played.
talking about St. Cloud's newest pickup.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh,
But back to rating Brian.
45% win rate,
probably
287 points per game, 0.5 goals
287.
per game. Yeah, 287. 0.6 demos inflicted.
I mean, yeah, he falls pretty in line with the rest of the third rounders.
Right, fourth rounders, you mean?
I mean, I'd put him above like
Oh well, he's dropping like third
I'd
round
put him-
stats.
Third
he's
round
got yeah,
stats?
I mean I'd put him above probably like Shark Bite. I would probably put him yeah, I'd put him about there.
I like that.
We'll say I have absolute nightmares of this player, and you should too, Jaws. Remember last season, or season? Sorry, not last season. Season
Those
9.
who know, those who know.
Season 9, Major 2, Round 3 or Round 2 of Swiss. No, Round 3 of Swiss. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. Might have lost in 4.
Yeah,
Continue
I
on.
almost teared
All
up.
of our favorite players here. Where are we putting Shig?
Big.
I mean, they're definitely the
Very-
best player on that team. I could say that.
Definitely the best player on the roster. Have been on the best player on the roster since they got drafted there. They have made a change as Seppi has got moved up to Chow, and now Brave is on the roster. Never seen Brave. I don't know how their record is. I know they weren't doing that terrible during the season, but looking to find themselves a spot here. Where are we putting?
They are
Shig?
third to last, and I was told by someone that they have 20 points. 2 of those wins were forfeits.
Wow, that is absolutely horrific.
times.
We cannot rate
So
them
they
very
should be
highly.
I think
Okay.
Shig tilts too easily,
Too easy. Yep.
which is definitely probably down a tier. I'm even thinking low B, high C tier even for a first rounder, just because of like that tilt factor.
I would agree with that. I mean,
would
like
you
we
compare
scrimmed
them
this
to
team with
Schraxel or
Brave the other day.
Tylands more?
Yeah, we did scrim this team with Brave the other day, and it was
It was. I mean, it was a blowout.
Okay.
If you could
difference
count
between them and our actual match was kind of like night and day.
Yeah.
David, is that you on the MCS?
All right, so
What?
where are you thinking about putting this player? Do you
Someone's
compare
in our
them to
chat on the
Schraxel,
MCS Twitch.
Schraxel or Tylands?
I'd put him in. I put him closer to Schraxel, I think.
Throw them down in the bottom of B. I
I
think
mean,
that's
again,
I think that's
they
fine.
are the best player on that team.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I still rate them pretty highly, at least as far as it goes for actual gameplay. But yeah, mental is. I mean, it should be accounted for, obviously. So if you think they should go right there, and also they're not doing
We
so
don't have a
hot.
s-
They're not doing so hot in games, so you can't really rate them that highly. So I think that's pretty fair.
to be fair.
Looking at the rest of the roster, we got Brave here.
Brave is someone that he's someone I don't like playing with and someone I don't like playing against, just because I think the floor to ceiling gap is pretty high for this player.
Okay.
It's a very big gap.
And
Yeah.
obviously
like
their
they have,
season
they
has
have,
not
they
been.
have a decent amount
unpredictable.
of pop up.
I mean,
no,
he
does
I
have-
mean,
He has
This play-
pop-up potential,
Brave
but he's
is
also very
new.
unpredictable.
This player is pretty
Yeah.
new, so
I think he only has
I don't
one
have
mode, and it's just go go go.
yeah I don't have any ball knowledge about Brave, so I'm not going to try to even pretend. What you guys are saying.
again,
I mean, honestly,
I just saw him
from
in the
what
one
you-
scrim, and that scrim was not good.
You guys said high floor, high ceiling. That unironically sounds exactly like Swamp Donkey. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know how good they are, but you just described Swamp
I
Donkey.
mean,
would you rate them
I
there
would
or
put
lower?
them lower than like Carve Dog, I think. At least,
so,
like they're
like, in
definitely.
here?
I definitely wouldn't say they're as good as Windy.
So like in this range.
Yeah, I think
I
that's a good
mean, they're
spot.
one of the worst teams in the league. You have to account
Yeah,
that. So pretty.
I
This
would
is pretty
almost
far
put
down.
Whirl above them.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
that one spot makes a lot of difference, Zoms. Calm down.
Iwu in Ninji. Oh boy.
But I put those guys at the same tier. Loki.
I think. I mean, I know when that team originally got drafted, it was Spi, Shig, and Iwu. They were like 150 under the Sal cap or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And they did not have any good games at the start. I think they got one good win against Bloomington.
They reverse swept Juxo's team. I think.
Yeah, they reversed Bloomington. They reverse swept Juxta, which was pretty funny. So I mean that's at the start of the season. Since then, no real results. You're gonna have a hard time placing these two players. I think Iwu and Ninji are decently comparable. So, what are we thinking for Iwu? Fantastic GM, but did not
Very good GM.
and especially in CSA.
I think I'd put him just above Buster James, but I also don't have much backing on that. So if anybody violently disagrees, then I'm perfectly fine with that.
Haven't heard any screaming or hollering yet, so I think and Ninji. I mean, this person has. I mean, just looking at the stats, they have debatably the worst stats in the league. I think we saw.
I was gonna say if there's anyone that should go in F tier, it's probably at least Ninji.
I agree.
But
Unfortunate.
it's not their fault that they were basically like almost forced into a starting role on the roster for a bit, right?
I don't know. I don't exactly know. I will say I do think they got a little bit overdrafted, a little bit of a friend pick, and I believe that would have hurt them. I think if Ninji was subbing up on a different roster, they could have had a lot more success. But because they were already under sal cap by I think nearly like 150, maybe even 200 when Ninji was on the field, it's just what do you do? It's really unfortunate, but that's what's going to happen to your stats when you are put out there and your team is just like far under like basically cap. It's unfortunate how it crumbled, but that's how the cookie crumbled. And moving on, looking at Fat Baby here. Moving on to the Minneapolis Miracles.
Fat Baby,
I'm
gonna be real.
His old teammate.
I'm gonna be real.
I heard a lot of things.
He's okay. He's a good guy. He has a lot to work on. He definitely, I wouldn't say deserved to be a first round pick as high as he was. Unfortunately, I would put him
18% win rate, 268 points.
Yeah, he's
He's
probably like it's the worst team in the league. And I don't know that we played them.
Sorry, say that one more time.
It wasn't
what
great.
Was that win rate?
18%.
Oh,
they're 1-11.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, yeah, that's.
They're 1-11, and I think their one win was when Power subbed down or was
it was.
down.
I casted that series.
Oh.
And it was not a sweep either, and that was against a Duluth Superiors team without a first rounder.
Yeah, like it's not a good team, unfortunately. I assumed once it was like him, Gerg, Napier that it was going to get a lot better. According like standing wise, it hasn't looked like the case. But again, he had a lot to work on. He never really played threes.
I heard scrims are
He's
going
still
well
learning
for
how
them
to calm.
before they picked up Gerg and everything. So I thought this team was going to be good, but I mean, since then I don't think they picked up.
Before they picked up Gerg was with me, so.
No, I mean.
Yeah,
as they were picking up Gerg, like in scrims.
Oh,
with Gerg,
okay.
Like
yeah. That's what I heard as well. But to be fair, like when we were scrimming together, I want to say our scrims were going well too. It's just the games weren't.
Oh, I just dropped him.
So
okay, so where are we thinking about? Where are we thinking about throwing Fat Baby down?
I'd put him. I mean, he definitely he didn't deserve to be a first round pick. I'd put him probably. I'd put him below J-Bay. I'd put him.
You're thinking all the way up here.
I'd put him below
this is the top
Duke.
of the first rounders.
I think I'd put him
below.
Yeah,
maybe
I was giving him a
C tier.
little bit of credit. I'd still think skill-wise,
Shig's a first
I think
rounder.
he's still better than Shig.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want
skill-wise, he's still better than Shig. Yeah, like they're very close to each other until he learns how to play threes better.
Are you taking Fat Baby or Tylands?
Fat Baby.
Okay. Then
yeah.
J-Bay, any opinions on this? Do you agree with this spot for Fat Baby?
Yeah, I would be in agreement. I mean, obviously Jaws knows more about this player than I do, but from
Alright.
what I've heard, everything checks out.
Yeah, I mean they're on the bottom of the entire uh, list for a reason. So being next to one of the other top bottom teams, it does makes a little bit of sense. But looking at a teammate that just got imported in, 1-for-1 trade with Jaws, I believe. So this was your replacement, and the team has not gotten better since. So where are we slapping down Gerg?
True.
Gerg's another
I
one of those
rated-
low floor, high ceiling
Gerg.
players for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rated Gerg high going into this. I thought him and Napier going to that team was going to make a lot of difference. Again, it hasn't seemed to show up yet. I would put Gerg probably, like, just based off of performance with how they've been playing as a team, probably around like Worlds level.
Fat Baby is in the
Wow.
homie 6-man grind right now.
Of course.
Okay, good.
He's on the
grind.
grind.
I did tell him to do that, so
I do think that's one thing Fat Baby does need to do. That's one thing a lot of these players
Threes.
need to do is just they need to play threes. I mean, threes is
yeah,
completely
six
different
mans
game mode.
especially because to get those comms in,
Just
Yeah.
random people you never
if you
played
take them
with before.
seriously.
Yeah,
but-
6-mans,
Yep.
even combines. I know combines were not as, you know, there just weren't as many combines this season. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So he didn't really get that chance to get that experience in there. So going into the season basically dry. A little bit unlucky for Fat Baby, but Gerg threw down right here. Let's round out the list with Napier and Dill Pickle.
I also rate Napier very high.
I do too. I mean, he did fantastic in the major, but since moving to this roster, they have not gotten a single win. Despite even if you have these two players very low, if you have Napier high, I mean, it doesn't make sense for them to be still the 16th seed.
Yeah, it's so tough because Napier is someone I've looked up to pretty much my entire time playing this game because I teamed with him in college. He was like Champ 3 GC1 level back when I was Diamond 2. He was a great mentor for me. So
This is a bit
it's tough to
Mentor
see him
Napier.
on a
a tier list.
I mean,
this
Napier
low.
was an insane major in KC.
Dude,
Let's not forget that.
I'm not gonna lie.
miss
During Major
Napier, bro.
1, Napier, oh my goodness, he was a
He
carry.
was the best player on that team. He was a
On
demon.
God, he was. That's what I'm saying. Like we're
I
talking
miss
about.
him, bro.
Man, I think Napier is so underrated. I think this guy is completely insane, and the fact that they haven't been winning is shocking to me.
I just think it's not a good mesh because Napier's always up the field, and then Gerg has high ceiling, low floor, so he's not very solid. And Fat Baby isn't very solid either, so you're not giving him the time he needs to just be
Yeah.
a demon.
So,
yeah, he's very
that
smart
and-
off the ball, very good at demos. He leads
yeah.
novice.
So do you think
in
he's better
CSA
or
in
worse than
demos.
Gerg?
I think he's better, but that might
Okay.
be some personal
How
bias.
much better? Do we think he's going up to iCosmic? Do we
I think
over
not
to
much.
Talents?
I want to say they're just like, I want to say polar opposite play styles, Gerg
Okay.
and Napier.
Yeah,
So
it's so hard to compare better
Okay.
to worse
Yeah.
because they are very opposite play styles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find a player in the same tier that's comparable to them. Unfortunately, there's not really many. Maybe Carve Dog is the best comparison, but all these
Yeah.
players kind of play different from Napier. Napier's a very smart player, but we can. I mean, you said better than Gerg, so do you think this much higher? Do you want to put them side by side?
I put him above Carve.
Okay. Any opinions,
It's just not
JP?
for me.
I'd put him above Windy.
I would probably put him above Windy too.
Napier is unbelievable in my opinion. Genuinely carried that team during that event. But let's continue on here. We got our boy Dill Pickle. Oh my goodness,
I love Dill Pickle.
love my boy
Pickle.
Dylan. My boy Dill Pickle. Let me tell you,
His name is amazing.
first
I
ever,
put him higher
first
than
Dylan
Ewu.
to ever do it. First Dylan to ever choose that name.
Higher
put
than
I
Ewu.
put him higher than Chicken.
I would also put him higher than Chicken.
Yeah.
He
That's
had
about-
he
I think
reached
that's a good spot for him.
1470, I think, a couple seasons ago, in ranked.
Mhm.
I think since then he might have been chilling in Champ 3. So I don't know if ranked and CSA or sorry MCS are not comparable, but no higher. This is the best we got for. I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen Dill
This
Pickle
is
on
the
a
worst team in the league.
Yeah, the worst. Not only the worst team in the league, but last season as well on. Winnipeg got dropped almost immediately in day one. I mean, unfortunately, Dill Pickle has had a pretty rocky road in
First name
MCS.
basis,
So,
Dylan,
unfortunately
did you
for
just
Dill
leak his
Pickle.
name?
Dylan.
Wow,
Just
Dill
using his
Pickle.
government name like that.
me when
Dylan,
all right,
Dylan Pickle.
man,
Me, when every person named Dylan is nicknamed Dill Pickle.
the largest jump known to man, biggest leak ever.
I
Getting
have
on to the
to-
next team here.
I have to pee real quick. You guys keep
Yeah.
going.
You're good. I believe this team is also a top team. Buffalo have been doing fantastic for themselves.
Yeah.
Nero.
9-2 record. Definitely a very solid team. It's unfortunate that they were first round exits in the major one.
Yeah, and since Desi has joined the
Nero-
roster, I don't think they've lost. I genuinely don't think.
Yeah.
I think they have. I think they're
Yeah,
undefeated.
they have. I think. Yeah, their first 2 losses. I think their only 2 losses were in like weeks 1 and 2 well before Desi joined the team. So this is a team I rate very highly. I don't know about Nero a ton because I haven't actually faced this team yet.
I'm just gonna
But
say
Nero being
minimum.
the first
I would
round on
say
a very solid
minimum
team.
A tier, if not higher.
Yeah.
Nero is kind of disgusting. I mean, you're on one of the top teams in the entire league since Desi joined. Undefeated. I mean, it would be criminal to rate this person any lower.
I don't know a ton about him. I don't think I've even seen him play before. But just on paper, that is what I would go with. I don't know if he's better than Hero or where I would exactly put him in A tier.
I would probably rate him above Hero. I don't know if scratching S tier. But
That sounds about right.
Nero is pretty disgusting, and I think I went a little low on them. Hello, Jaws.
Oh my god.
We threw Nero down in the top of A. I don't know if you were in agreement with that, but considering they are 9-2, their only losses were in the early season, and unfortunately they had a really, really bad Major 1. But since Desi has joined the roster after Major 1, they are undefeated. I don't even know if they've dropped games. Genuinely, they are that good.
They are a very good team. I mean,
Nero is gross.
was Desi
Nero-
drafted to that team?
Desi was
Nero
not.
was
He was
drafted.
a retirement pickup.
Nero was drafted. A5, I believe, was drafted, and Desi got traded. I think Newt was the original third on that roster. Or maybe Newt
Nero
was
was
the sub, I don't know.
originally Nero was on my superstar team in
Yeah.
CSA,
Moving on though,
but he was our 4th, so I had to drop him.
A5.
So I do know he is gross.
See if we could wrap this up in
I-
by the end here. Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully like 10.
I rate
less than
that
10
whole
minutes.
team very highly.
I told Robin Stewie
A5 doesn't play
we're,
anymore though.
we're hoping for an 8:30 start time for
Yeah.
our Chal.
Yeah, Charles should go
almost
a
like-
lot faster because we got so many less players. But A5, let's throw this
Yes.
guy down on the list. Where are we thinking for A5? If I had to put him down, it'd probably be somewhere in B. I rate A5 very highly.
I think Desi is better than A5.
Oh,
I would
Really?
rate
I can agree
Desi
with
higher.
that. I don't think A5 plays on the roster anymore.
He doesn't
I
play
think he
anymore.
does.
Does he?
are
Oh,
you
he
sure?
doesn't?
He doesn't. It's Newt.
Yeah,
Really?
Are you
Mhm.
sure?
I think so.
Is that because Newt's better, or is that because of availability?
I think it's
I-
because of salary, because A5 was watching.
Oh, so
Yeah.
A5 is literally too expensive for the team. So while they were
Rob
playing,
has an answer. Rob has an answer. Let me drag him in.
Newt was the original 4th.
Rob,
Hello.
tell us
Hey,
what's
Rob.
going on with that Rising Star team.
Okay, so let me mute the stream first because there's a crazy echo. So A5 was drafted as my second round pick, and then Newt was originally my 4th round pick. But Newt has been way better than advertised. And A5, this is like his first real league experience. So he's a GC2 twos player with a 1051s peak. Like he's exceptionally individually good, but he is taking a second to get accustomed to playing threes with people as good and as fast as like Nero and Desi. Newt, however, was a 1500 threes peak from like free to play. So he has a lot of threes experience. So he's filling in and they've been on a tear with him. However, A5 is individually a better player than Newt.
'Kay.
That's all. Okay, thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
We'll see you soon, Rob. We'll see you soon.
all right. So A5, let's throw him down on the list.
Alright.
So
Once again, I rate this player very highly. But how highly do you rate him?
I think I mixed up my Newts earlier. A5. A5, I want to say anytime we scrimmed against them, he
What just
was not
happened?
playing.
What just happened?
Yeah, I have
So
not
I'm
seen
not
him play
sure.
for this Rising Star team.
Sorry, my cat just sat on
Yeah.
my screen and something just changed. What
you-
happened, dude? Actually, it looks good. Okay.
Oh, I say
Looks good.
everything looks
Alright.
normal. Yeah. I mean, from what Rob just said, we probably rate him higher than Newt, but
Crash.
Okay, what?
I'm back.
his
My
All right,
Discord crash.
let's throw down Desi and Newt, and then we'll throw A5 accordingly. Apparently, A5 is better than Newt, but Desi undefeated. Where are we throwing him?
I like Desi a lot.
He's
I would
top 10.
probably. I
Top-
would not put him top 10, but I like Desi a lot. I'd probably put him around. Probably around there. I think I would, in terms of actual skill and playing with, I'd probably put him above Fat Baby.
I'd put him above Shraxel too.
Okay, that works
Okay.
for me.
And then looking at Newt,
Which is crazy to say because I'm pretty sure Fat Baby has like 200 or higher Sal than Desi, but
yeah, but I mean, we've seen players get far, far, far better in one season alone.
True.
Desi has that threes experience and just fits in that roster nicely, alongside Newt. So, what are we thinking?
I would put Newt probably above Napier.
What I was
Maybe below Napier.
Didn't you guys say that the other Newt was better, or was it the other way around? Was this the better
No,
Newt?
that's what I just mixed up
Okay.
my Newts.
Okay, so
Yep.
this Newt is better. Okay, and then you said A5 was probably better than Newt, so top of C, bottom of B. What are we thinking? You said better. You said better than Newt. So
Well, that's from what Rob was saying.
I
I haven't seen A5 at all, so I was totally going off what Rob said that A5 is like a better player than
I mean,
Newt
even before
as a player.
even before, I mean, with A5, they were absolutely dominating. They lost. I see that they lost a major because they lost a major with Desi and no Nero, so they did not have Nero, their top player.
That's good comms.
So that's maybe why they did so poorly in that major. Even then, I mean,
Bladed Bay, you missed your shout
so
out at the
top.
start of the stream.
but yes. So
Josh,
A,
that you
A5.
mentioned.
I mean, we could just leave A5 here if we don't know too much. But I think this is.
I'm
I
okay
think
with that.
I honestly think this is a little bit criminal. I think A5 is pretty disgusting. But
Eli just put a question.
we'll just throw.
He's not
We can
should
talk about
answer it.
that later once we talk about Chow. Let's just keep on going. We're running out of
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
Dosing.
Yeah.
That's.
I was like, again, I don't know anything about A5.
All right, Jose.
so-
Let's be honest. All right.
Jose, F tier. Yep. Move on.
Jaws right there with
Jaws, A tier.
All right, all right, all right,
Jaws,
be- be-
S tier.
all right,
Liquid
being
Ice S tier. Liquid Ice S tier.
Being
True,
honest,
true.
being
Both of us.
honest. I mean, Jose has to be up here somewhere, right? Correct. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
That guy's a demon.
I put him. I definitely put him S tier.
S tier.
I am biased. He is my teammate. I would put him S tier. I'd
number
probably
one,
put
and
him
it's not even close.
bottom. I'd probably put him the bottom of S tier, but sure.
So you wish Juxta was your
I like
teammate?
that for Jose.
Understandable. Understandable. I do too. I would too. Jaws.
Yeah, true.
I carried that guy in CSA.
Wait, what are we doing moving Jaws? He's in the good spot.
Okay. That's
Wait,
so
do I need
true
to get
and
my
real.
do I need to get my season 9 land medal?
All right,
That's-
shut
I think it's
up.
right there.
You're lucky I didn't play in season 9.
Oh, I think that's what everyone keeps saying. I couldn't
God.
make
All right,
it.
seriously
you know.
though, Jaws. I mean, since you've joined this new Rochester roster, you guys have been playing pretty well. Went on a
Yeah,
tear
big
when
win
you
against
originally
Bemidji.
joined. Big win
Yeah,
against
we beat
Bemidji.
the number 1 team in the league.
Knocked them down from 1 to 2.
Mhm.
I mean, you guys are
We
gotta be
also
rated pretty highly,
Swept
but
St. Paul. but-
would where are we throwing Jaws? I mean, all the other top second rounders are in this B tier. Where do you think you find yourself?
I'm rating myself.
Well,
J-Bay, where would you
I think
put
I
me?
think J-Bay should rank you because you ranked J-Bay.
That's a good idea.
I would rate you in
Mhm.
between Duke and Landon.
Okay.
I'm definitely open to other opinions though.
Jose, where would you put
Putting
me?
your own.
Jose?
Yeah, it looks
Jose
like a
doesn't
good
know.
call,
Speaks
I'm not gonna
volumes.
lie.
That's pretty good.
No, I agree with that.
That's pretty
Liquid
good.
Ice, also S tier.
All right, let's calm down.
Okay.
Love,
He was
love,
shooting
uh,
50%.
love my
yeah, I
boy,
was gonna say
love-
popped
love-
off.
good
love,
comms.
love my boy Liquid Ice, but we got to be reasonable here. A lot of the other good third rounders here are down or in here in C.
D tier.
C. I mean, look at all these other third rounders. We got
C tier.
iCosmic, we got Napier, we got Newt in A5, we got Tylands. Where?
I probably would put him above Brave. and I'd probably put him above Whirl even, but right about there.
Right about in that range. I
maybe-
mean, looking at iCosmic that you just played last week, I mean, comparable or better?
Jose, what are your thoughts on AK saying Jose over Blasky is scandalous?
That's just real though.
I think
Blasky.
I think him questioning that is
Oh my!
blasphemous.
Not Ryan. This guy's actually the GOAT. I seriously wanted to create a super
Not
team.
Ryan and Scrims is actually S tier.
Not Ryan and Scrims actually
it is.
is probably up here. No troll. Get your
Whoa!
screenshot. In
Is-
Scrims.
He's not
It's not
Ryan.
even. It's not even troll. That guy was
What's that?
picking on me and Zoms for like
Bro,
an hour straight.
Is-
You don't know,
is
bro.
not Ryan and Scrims like has in
Still two
combines?
teams.
It's
GPs.
better, bro. You don't understand this.
Better?
This man in combines is hitting every shot, never missing, absolute slotting, and then once we get into
It's
the game,
like-
he gets a little bit nervous. Which is
Yeah.
which
It's
is
like Gerg
understandable.
and Six Mans.
Those who know, dude. Gergen Sixman is
Oh,
a demon.
that he is a demon.
But for
Yeah.
not Ryan, I mean, genuinely, me and what was his name? Carl wanted to form a super team with not Ryan. I just don't think it fit. That would have been a fun team.
Nasty.
But we ended up going
I
different
mean,
ways.
if
I mean, Liquid Ice did claim that not Ryan is better than him. He said that multiple times.
And Liquid
Yeah.
Ice is in the chat right now.
he is,
Yes.
Above
I was gonna
me.
say if not Ryan was on the team earlier, he probably would be starting instead of Liquid Ice, maybe. But we've been playing with both of them, and they both played, especially Liquid Ice in
So-
that
so
last
you
game
think
we
they're
played.
comparable?
Last 2 games we played.
I would
put
not Ryan
above Liquid Ice, yeah. But
I would put him
uh,
above.
Seem very interchangeable.
Like Wendy or something. I don't
not
know.
right above Windy.
That's interesting.
It feels like when I played with him, he was in that scrim. He was really good, and then when I played with Wendy, he was kind of a liability until he hit that shot in 0 seconds.
Fair.
Okay.
All right. Last
That's
two
all- I
teams
mean,
here. Kicking drop. I don't believe they're doing so hot, but where do you got them?
St.
They are like
Cloud,
10 or so, 11.
They are.
I
They are
thought-
6
yeah.
and 7 with
Okay.
5 major
They're
points.
they're on the up. They're on the up.
They have a -8 game differential though, so
Here,
Where-
I'll be right back. I gotta
I
go.
will also
Where-
say they have a new like top player.
Where do we got?
Nate,
Where,
right?
where do we got kick and drop?
Yeah,
I was
they have
saying,
Nate.
should we do Nate first?
We don't have.
Oh, he's
Nate.
not on the
Nate-
list.
Not even-
Unfortunately, we
Nate's
do
not
not
on the
have Nate.
list.
Got
Nate,
Okay.
Nate was added like a few days ago.
I would say
I
kicking
didn't even know
drop.
he was added.
People did not know that he was a drop shot main before getting drafted. So I think he got pretty overdrafted. I think he would have been a fantastic second rounder, but where he got drafted was a little bit unfortunate for him. I really do. I think he could have been a fantastic second rounder, but unfortunately, I just think his salary was put way too high. I think they did him a little dirty in the committee.
Okay. So like above Thailand's, like that area, or higher?
I
don't
would,
know kicking drop.
I would, I would
maybe-
I would probably put them Fat Baby and Kicking Drop and Shig all around the same
Okay,
tier.
that works out.
Just if I was ranking them,
think
but
that's most
but if you
appropriate.
guys don't have much ball, if you guys don't know about
I don't know
Kicking
him.
Drop that much, that's
I don't know the
Breakout
kicking
main with
drop.
very unique camera settings. I don't know if you guys have
yeah,
seen them.
they're a little insane. They're a little insane. Maybe that's the meta. Lemon. Oh my goodness.
Lemon.
I actually love Lemon. This guy's pretty cool to watch. I've casted for him quite a bit. Once again, I think they're solid, but they just have been. They've had a lot of troubles getting started this season. But now that I think they have Nate, I think they're going to start doing very well for themselves.
Yeah, I could agree. From
Sometimes
I mean,
teams
from
just
what I was seeing,
perform-
Nate was. Go ahead.
Teams like if there's a lot of like roster confusion during the trade window, sometimes teams will just naturally perform worse because they don't know if they're like on the block or if they're moving to another team at the end of this week or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes teams just naturally just I don't know check
How-
out, if that makes sense.
Nate just joined the roster, right? Like
Yeah, he
before
He did.
last
He
game
has
or
not
after
he
last
has not
games.
had a series played yet.
Basically, it was in between the time we made this list and now. So a little bit unfortunate. He just got he missed out on when we were making this. So, but
Okay.
Lemon.
I probably put Hank. Oh, Lemon, right? We're on Lemon.
Oh, we could do both of them at the same time.
I was gonna say I'd probably put Hank. Probably. Is Hank starting or Lemon?
Believe Lemon.
I think
If I-
Lemon's starting.
I think
Lemon is
I
starting?
could be wrong. I could be wrong. I think Lemon would.
I'm
would be
checking
the
right now.
starter.
Lemon is starting.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll say I traded.
I
I got
Yes.
Hank. I traded away Hank for Pat Down, and I think I rate Pat Down higher than Hank, to be honest.
By a bit or pretty close? Do you think your team
I
feels
think
a lot better?
I think where you had him now just then is a good spot for him.
All right, we'll throw them right down there. And Lemon,
Damn.
do we think should go a little bit higher, a little bit lower?
I think he's good there.
All right.
I think I'd put Hadron above Newt. Actually, can we move Newt to the bottom of C? Yeah. Yeah. I like that better.
All right. JB didn't say
If
anything.
JB agrees.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, I like it.
It seems all right. But moving forward, our
got
last
four
team.
players
Oh,
left.
this is an
Four
interesting
players
team to
left.
talk
Red
Four
about.
players left. All right.
Wizard. Oh my goodness, a player close to home for JB. Where are we throwing
Yeah.
Red Wizard down?
This is a player that he after he got drafted, he just hit 1670 in twos. And
Pretty good.
yeah, he's just been on the up since. So I rate him higher than me. I put him probably bottom of A tier. I
Yeah.
think that's a good spot for him.
I really do think Red Wizard was a steal. He's absolutely disgusting. He's been on the grind lately. I do rate him. And I will say when he got drafted, you and Red Wizard, JB, were like a fantastic duo. But I think that's pretty valid. I don't think I would disagree there.
Yeah, true.
we
Only
got-
one person in F tier.
Yeah. I was
could-
looking at who else we could maybe move down.
it
but
would have to be pure.
Pure. Yeah.
There.
I still think Chicken can go in F tier, but
Hey, don't diss my boy Chicken. V
That
Storm.
won a premier game at LAN.
V
What
Storm.
are we talking
V
about?
Storm.
uh,
What are we
I'm
thinking?
pretty-
Where's this team ranked right now? Do we know?
we just
They
swept this
are-
team
I
on
think
Thursday.
they're 5
So
points out of a land spot. I think they're
check right
6 and
now.
7, maybe 30
so-
points.
so
Yeah,
they're
they're in that. They're in that group
35.
where there's 4 teams right now that are 6 and 7.
Mm,
Yeah, they're 5 points out of a land spot. They have a better game differential than that team ahead of them.
So looking at that, a lot of these good teams have their second rounder around in B tier. Do we think they're one of those teams?
I think where V Storm currently is a good spot.
Oh, I just dropped them down there. Okay, so throw them down right there. You better
I
or
mean-
worse than Thailand's?
Look,
With this new roster, he has not played great.
yeah, like I
Because-
said, like this last Thursday we just swept them.
Do you think if
And
Thailand's was on the
I
roster,
want to say
they'd be
some of the
better
games
off?
weren't even close. I'm not sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's hard
most
to
of the
say.
games weren't even close.
No, I think
Maybe
Jose got like 700 points in one game. I got
I
700 points in
I
a
was
different
dropping
game.
a good like 570 points that series per
Yeah.
game.
All right.
It was not pretty.
I dropped them from B to the top of C, because of what you just said. It's pretty much the same
Okay.
spot, but
Yeah, that's.
works. Shaded.
I was gonna say I
I know
think
Shaded
I rate
and-
Shaded higher than V Storm.
I know. Really,
The ones-
I thought Shaded and
Yeah,
Blade were
Whitlock,
swapping.
agree.
Whitlock just said, "How do you guys have Sway ranked when he hasn't played any games?"
Because Sway's a dog.
yeah, that was mainly Zoms
Alright.
just talking him up,
All right.
right?
I would have put Sway
Yeah.
a lot higher, but
I
that's
did-
where we. Threw
I didn't know him at all, but
I don't know
he's
if
Oh,
that's
I have no
awesome.
idea.
Zoms over here.
I do not say that was me. I said Sway, Swit, and Weevil were all equal in my mind, and you guys said let's throw them down here. Do not ever come at me ever again before I get mad.
So, I think we could put.
You said he's better.
Actually, better. Yeah, I know. I don't know if he's a whole. I mean,
This team
whole
seems
tier
absolutely disgusting.
better, but I know. That's.
On
I
paper,
think that's
this team
better.
seems pretty gross, but they have not had results.
ACC.
I mean, you
Well,
were
I mean-
prepared to put V Storm here, so it would have been ABB.
Yeah, I would put.
Alright.
Something's not right.
I'm not gonna lie, I would move V Storm a little bit down and keep Shader where he is. if I
Because
were
on,
him.
I mean, on paper right now, if you had it like how you, if I hadn't changed it, this team's slapping Bemidji, who's currently what 2? Like they're slapping them.
Yeah.
Maybe not
Bemidji is
slapping,
2.
but I mean,
Not slapping.
yeah, I would.
Is V Storm better than A5?
I mean,
A5 might be criminally low.
Yeah, I'm thinking the exact same thing right now.
we just throw A5 at the top of C.
I can.
let's just do that because we don't. Once again,
I
we're
think that
basically
works.
because I think A5 is
we're-
pretty disgusting.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then Bladed Bay, obviously F tier because he was complaining about it earlier. So
Bladed Bay made the graphics. He's an
true.
absolute legend.
Graphics.
Genuinely Bladed Bay, the last player
maybe
on
he
the
gets
list.
his own tier.
He I mean, goat of the MCS scene. Second place in season 9. Absolute legend. Carried
I had to drop
Juxo.
him from my CSA team.
Genuinely would probably put him right here.
Just never let it go.
Take your screenshots.
Oh, whoa!
All
Take
right.
your screenshot.
I
right
don't
now.
hate that.
But okay, genuinely though, I mean, Bladed. Honestly, I think he's gotten a lot better. You know, he was subbing in for a while. I don't know for who, but I mean, they were winning games. They beat my team when I was still playing. To be fair, my team was not fantastic, but they did beat us in round 1 of Major 1. So I don't know how that would compare. I think putting them around Chicken would be pretty fair.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair. Do we
All right.
move Buster James down? No.
This is your chance
No.
to go through and change everything.
Yeah, one last scan of everything before we wrap it up. I mean, let's look at the worst players or the worst teams.
How many S tiers do we have?
We had quite a few. I think in the end, I think we had five.
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 I think
Just
five.
looking at
I think
S tiers.
I think
Five.
five.
Five
I
A
think five
tiers
is
is crazy.
I think 5 is genuinely the max of S tier you can have.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, 5 is a good number. I think 2 F tiers seems a little. I mean,
the problem is there's just not many players that are genuinely okay. I don't want to say
Genuinely-
that. Like genuinely like being a detriment to their team, and I think these two just.
Yeah.
I don't think they're even. I don't think Pure should be here at all. If I'm honest with you. Remember, everybody. This is Jaws and Jay Bay's list. We're just here along for the ride.
well,
Keep
I
that in
don't think you
mind.
can't put Ninja. I don't think you
Um,
can put Ninja there by themselves.
I don't think Ninja
I don't-
can go any higher. The stats are pretty horrible.
I know.
One of the worst teams.
I know.
I think this is the right place. I think Pure just got maybe it dropped a little bit. I mean, we could just put the bottom few people here.
We could
Buster
probably
and
put like
Ewu.
Kilo down there if he. I mean, just based off of Sal. Obviously, he hasn't played any games, but
No
No,
games.
just keep the
No
just keep
games
the
played. I
numbers
just
fair.
I just don't think it's fair. For Kilo.
yeah,
And Kilo's also an all-star in
There, we could just do that.
for
Academy.
Academy. Yeah, but I mean, Academy. I feel like Academy versus Rising Star is a bit different.
Yeah. There's our list. Let's. I'll save this right quick.
Good.
Yeah, we want
But
to. It's too. It's
J
too
Bay's
big.
list on it.
Download image.
Oh nah.
And I'll save that.
He gets the full credit.
Beautiful,
Fully
beautiful.
J&J.
prepared to get flamed for this.
Yep. So we got that list
Flame
out
all
of
you
the
want.
way now. What a fantastic list. We can't
Izzy
exactly
an
take
F tier.
we
Eli an F
can't
tier.
exactly, but get a picture of all this. But we'll scroll through it one more time. We got S tier. We got Carl, Divine, and Lando. We got Juxo and Jose all up here in S tier. I don't know how Jose got up here, but here he is. I'm not gonna go through every single player, but you can take a look at it.
I said I
one
was
last
biased.
You can just say I'm just right off the top of each tier.
Nah,
The best player of each tier.
We got to wrap this up. Let's just scroll
Yeah,
through.
true.
And
Yeah. You did spend
awesome.
an hour 50 on
Hour 40.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, about an hour and a half on this, but nice. We have gone through Rising Star, and now I think it is time for Challenger. Thank you, boys, for joining us. Jaws, JB, give it up
Of
to them.
course. Yes.
Thank you. I mean, my ball knowledge is very questionable, but on the real, it was such a pleasure to be
Absolutely
here.
insane list that we've just made. Hopefully, we'll make an appearance. Make sure to leave that video, boys, if you could, for me. But
Will do.
moving on. Thank you, boys. Have yourselves a wonderful night.
Appreciate you guys.
Moving forward
you.
into Chow. Hopefully, we can get going here pretty soon. Let me pull this
AK
up.
AK just popped. By the way, so
Why is this
Oh,
guy
hello?
here?
I see Stewie. I do not
I
see
just dragged
Rob
in. Rob is in here.
in the control room. No, in the video.
Oh, in the video.
I see
Oh,
Stewie.
Stu is in the video. I didn't.
I
see
see
Rob yet.
Stewie.
I see Stewie.
Let me drag him over. Let me get this beautiful lad in the camera here. Sorry that took so long, boys.
High
That-
S tier, low S tier.
I underestimated just how many players there really were in Rising Star. There are.
We also did underestimate the J-Bay and J-Bay and Jaws how much they'd yap. I didn't think
click on
Rich.
OBS real quick.
Just kept on going
No,
and
no, no.
going and going and going and going. I
Yes,
swear
yes.
you guys were duplicating players at this point.
I know.
Alright, Now let's get ready for Stewie and Rob. That'll take 3 hours this time.
Rob's hitting the what are those things in front of the car parks?
Hold on.
The
Let me-
wiggle.
The
whatever
guy, yeah, the
hell
guy's going like that.
There he is. What?
Come on, quit playing.
I love that. I
Ooh,
love that.
CSA mentioned in the back right of his
that's what-
cam.
Oh,
Oh.
hold on. Let me actually fix this.
Whoa,
Up.
whoa, whoa. Oh, we're promoting a different league. Look at this guy. All right.
We're literally talking about that league today.
It's okay. Hold on. I'm trying my best here. Here we
Giad.
go.
Giad.
All right. Let me throw this guy down here. Let me place this with Rob. Well, how you doing today, Stewie?
I'm surviving. What are you up to,
Fantastic.
Zoms?
Oh, we are just chilling. You know, I'm trying my best to make the stream not look absolutely horrible, but you know, it is what it
Good
is. It's a
plan.
little bit scuffed here and there, but we are just chilling. I think we are almost ready. Let me.
Yep, we got Rob now. We got Rob in there now.
There we go.
I will say, Wesley is no longer going to be on our Prem segment. We have the other Bemidji player
Cool.
in Mace, so it's Mogi and Mace instead of
Fire.
Mogi
Yeah,
and Wesley.
things got pushed back quite a ways, and we are just running on the fly here. I think that looks good. I think everyone. It's a little bit scuffed, but I think we're gonna survive. But moving on, we got ourselves Challenger, and I mean,
Rob and Stewie.
yeah, Rob and Stewie, welcome once again. I asked Stewie how you were doing, Rob, yourself.
I'm doing great, man. Having a
Whoa!
great time.
I heard you twice. Was that just me?
That
One
was
second.
just you.
What
was
was
just you.
Muted
that?
in the video ninja now, so now we're
That
fine.
was it. I started
Nope,
freaking
don't
out
even
for a
worry
second
about
there.
it.
I think everyone
I
heard that
got
as
you.
well on stream, but we're
Yeah.
getting going. But yeah, seriously though, it's a pleasure to have you both on here. Both kind of big shots. I was surprised when you guys said you guys want to do this. I was super happy. This one should go a little bit quicker than the Rising Star one, as there are 16 less players. But let's not waste any time. Let's get this underway. Start off with Bemidji. What do y'all feel about Bemidji?
You can talk
I
first.
mean,
You can go ahead.
like, it's like a team that you run into in the major, like winners round one. And if I rank them lower than they actually are, then I'm going to losers round one based off of that. So I mean,
I mean,
I'll
also,
give Solus A tier for the
Mm.
fact that he has proven himself at a higher level than I originally thought, but I don't know.
It's also an
I'll give
individual
Solus
tier
A
list.
tier, and I
It-
don't
it-
know how to do.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's an individual tier list for Challenger. So if you think this person is a good team player, but individually is just some garbage, you can put them low if that's what you think. But I mean,
That's true.
I mean, so
I think
far,
Solus is pretty good.
yeah. I mean, they did well. I mean,
Um,
didn't they win in Prem as well? They won the major.
Yeah, they're also were part of one of our 2 losses this season for Omaha. Granted, it was like week 1, week 2, like very early on, and we had some stuff to figure out. But
Mhm.
one of the more they were a huge reason in that, right? So one of the more impressive players that we've come across this season. So I have no problem with.
I'll give him a minute. I'll give him an A at least.
All right, fair enough. And how about the rest of the people on that roster? We got Flushi and Kirby.
I would just put him Flushy in B and Kirby in C. Just
Yeah,
1, 2, 3.
I'd agree with that. I mean, you can go up and down the roster, but it's kind of rare to find their whole team together in a match. I did not play their full team, so I'll just
They're
go,
also-
I'll just
They're
agree with
they're in
Rob.
14th right now.
Yeah.
Does honestly, but does ABC seem like they'd be a higher team than just 14?
Well, they just got. So I heard you guys. You're talking about like Dilmac and making a thing out of his name. He, I
Those who
believe,
know.
was their third for the majority of the season, and they just acquired Kirby.
Mm.
So I do think that Kirby was a little bit of an upgrade.
I agree.
I don't think. I mean, that's maybe takes them from like 14th to maybe bottom half of the top 8, right? Like that. I think that they're like Kirby's a very solid player. Flushy's a very solid player, but they have dug themselves a little bit of a hole that they might have a tough time digging themselves out of.
They would have to majorly perform at the major.
Yeah.
But you still think they're
They have to
capable
play
enough
out
to
of
do
their
well.
shoes.
They have to have a Cinderella run
A,
at
and
the major
C.
to do well.
I think A, B, and C is fair and makes sense and kind
Yeah.
of tracks with
Dark
the
horses, you never
expectation that
know.
we all have for them.
Fair fair enough. I mean, it's hard to have too much an opinion without any context of other players. So, Solus A, Felucci B, Kirby C. Let's find out what you think about the Bloomington Maulers.
Real quick, are we comfortable with potentially adjusting players from tiers?
Yeah, of
once we
course,
get
of
in there
course.
And have
Yeah.
more point of reference. Cool.
Yeah, if a player
Good idea.
if a player you think is like, dude, how is this guy here still after like half the list?
Yeah.
We will move them. That's really what
Cool.
took Rising Star so long, is that we just kept on going back to these players that we'd already put down and removing them. Like A5, we were like, dude, this guy's criminally low. Like we know, like
I know.
like I
Yeah.
dude, and trust me, I would some of these picks
No,
that we had were
I'm his
absolutely
GM,
criminal.
I'm his
but
GM, and I
Oh, it
go.
was
I think,
insane.
and any given day, he goes between an S tier player and an F tier player. Like quite
Yeah.
literally, one of the highest ceilings, but also one of the lowest floors. Is that it's impossible to rank, right?
fantastic, yeah.
So I mean, moving into it, I think the way that I like to do tier lists is I kind of just like throw slop at the wall and then adjust it. That way
Yeah.
we have all the context. So
Alright.
like Stewie, any contention with throwing Tashega just an S for now?
Ooh, awkward
Okay,
silence.
Awesome
there.
in A. Awesome in A. We'll go next and come back to the specific.
I mean, I'm Rob. I told you beforehand this entire time I'm trying to get good karma from this. Like if I throw these guys
Oh.
in a S tier, whatever, throw them an S, put them an S, put them an S, put them an
Hey,
S.
Shega,
Put them
Oh.
an S,
Put 'em
put
where
them an
you
S.
wanna
It doesn't
put 'em.
matter. Put them an S.
Stewie, weren't you
Because
a
if I
part
lose,
of?
because if I lose to him, Zoms, if I lose to him, just lost to an S tier player.
That's so true. That's so true.
Ooh.
That's it.
And I will say, okay, I know we're not
Put 'em
talking
in S.
about.
Put 'em in S.
I know what is it called? We're not talking about Prem. But we're talking about Challenger. So you gotta rate these players off Challenger. But when he subbed up to Prem, he was an absolute menace.
He was an animal.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I mean, he had to play with Ches and Clash DA, who are absolutely horrible. I'm lying. But
Okay.
but you know what I mean? Like,
These guys are C.
but like I mean, I think I remember you guys gave him like the MVP for that week or whatever it was. I mean, Shega had an absolute
Yeah, they did.
fantastic performance. Do you think that transfers over to Challenger or not so much? I mean, clearly, if you throw him in an S tier up here,
I mean, it's a different team dynamic. Like he's going from being like arguably the worst player on his team to, I mean, the best. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a little different.
It's not even like just like barely the best, like
So
He's-
clearly
he
the best.
has
player.
like he has like in this situation he has super high expectations versus in Premier you kind of going into it like, you know, if he screws up or something,
It's
it's
kind of
expected. But
Yeah.
yeah, but
So
I
then
don't know.
let's just look at where he was last season. He was the best player on the #1 team for the majority of the season in Chow last
so
season.
S tier, Rob, S tier.
Alright.
And yeah, and while like I think there's we'll get into it
How-
later.
how
but
are they
there's an
doing this
argument for busy over him now. I think at that time he did clear Busy and Flow by a fair amount, and I think
They're the 8th
it's
seed.
silly to not
they're
look at that.
they're
as well.
6 and 6.
okay.
We
Yeah.
just
And-
beat them an hour and a half ago.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
So if you have this
So-
player in
Almost
S
on
tier,
shadow.
that's probably. I mean, you probably got some real recency. You know, you're how'd that match go? I mean, Stewie, I would say your team is one of the best. If
It was
not
a 3-1,
3-1.
and they didn't play with
Um,
they didn't play with Pops though.
They did not play with Pops. Okay, so
No.
that'll
Who'd
hurt
they
them
play
a
with?
little bit.
Worth noting, Tashega is one of 7 players who has played more than 20 games and is averaging over 400 points per game. So
Hats
so
off to him.
Fair enough.
tossing him in S, statistically, at just like top 7-ish area, he has the argument for the resume, for the statistics. So I think,
All right.
yeah. no problem.
What about
I
the
mean, it's a
rest
winner-
of the
again,
roster?
This is a winners round 1 team, Rob. I'm telling you.
I would toss
is-
I would toss Clash in C and Pops in C.
I would throw Clash in C, and yeah, those guys are C. They're terrible.
I didn't say that. Just to be very clear, that was not my verbiage. I said, okay.
Oh.
I mean, Clash is this is a Rob is a winners round 1 series right here. Like,
Oh man.
if you know, these are the people who like would go into a series against me saying like, we just gotta steal one game, just steal game 1. Like, steal? Like, you can't even beat me in game 1. You just have to steal it from me. Like,
Maybe.
ugh.
Better or worse than
talking shit.
better or worse than
Like-
Kirby?
No, they're both better than Kirby, but
I agree with
Okay.
that.
Okay.
they're definitely C. But
Stealing a game. That is
To me-
pretty funny.
To be very clear, when I do my tier list, I normally change the names of the tiers a little bit. Like that way I have a more clear category of what I'm doing.
yeah, because
So,
like
for like S tier, I think of it as I made a tier list a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
I made a tier list where number 1 was I think you're cracked and have a real argument for the best player in Chow.
yeah,
And it's easier to say this guy fits into this list than it is some hypothetical letter you're throwing at the top of another one.
I was thinking about changing the tiers to just like 1 through 5, 6 through
Yeah.
whatever, and like
like
doing that.
numbers based on their but I mean I
Yeah.
guess it's easier to rate them if you have like letters like this, but at the same time I have no idea why D and F are even a place. Like I don't know if anybody's that bad.
We're gonna
Some
get
people,
to
some
it.
people will be that bad.
Some
Some
peop-
people
You
are
kinda-
that bad.
You kind of just
Some
you kinda
people
just gotta
aren't
get.
that bad, Zom. Some
Oh,
people
you
are
kinda
that
just
bad.
gotta-
Some people
Some
are that
Zoms is
bad, it's
here.
that- hold on. There's
It's in
some
comparison to the rest of
duos-
this.
No, because there's some duos that are so high sal that their third is supposed to be the worst player in the tier, and they're supposed to be a rising star player. Their salary, like I'm just gonna come out and say it. Like I think Seppi is great for his salary, right? Do not get me wrong. I think he's performed exceptionally well for a 1540. He even took us to game 5, right? Which like doesn't really happen, at least not this season. And that said, like at an individual level, he has Nutmeg and Eli on his team. Like he is supposed to be the worst or one of the worst players in Chow, and he feels that he isn't that bad, right? But the expectation is set by via salary, and if you're 100 salary lower than everyone else on the field, like there's no shame in saying that you might overperform your salary, but that would still be below the next guy, you know? And so I think it's important to say this isn't based on how you perform versus your rating. Everyone is being compared to the borderline and the SSL players at the top. So to say that your DNF tier compared to 1900s, like someone's got to be pick 48, right? Someone has to be
Fair
the
enough.
most in the tier, but that person is supposed to have the best teammate. So it
Yeah.
goes both ways.
Fair enough. All right, we don't want to get too off topic.
Just want to
Alright.
clarify, I'm not shitting on anyone by putting them low. Anyway, so yeah, moving on. I'd just throw Stratus in A, just without a doubt. I'd be comfortable with S if you want. That dude is mechanically just
gross.
a monster.
Kid's a
Yeah.
monster. Give him
I
A
think-
tier at
throw-
least.
throw
I
him
think
up.
actually
Done so much
better. I'd put him above Solus. There have
Cool.
been like there was a list that somebody came out with where it said like somebody that could take over a game. He's somebody who could take over a game. Like if he plays well enough, he doesn't even need teammates. I mean, he can score all the goals if he wants to.
Yeah.
I kind of agree
Did
with
you
that.
guys see his clip in a MCS?
Yeah, I
The like
did. It was filthy.
ceiling
Yeah.
to double to pancake.
It was
The-
gross.
insane.
The reset to
disgusting.
musty to pancake to shot, like yeah.
Yeah, if I score that, I'm immediately retiring. I'm
Arsenal
not gonna lie.
reset to
Get
musty
him
to
out
pancake
of my
to double.
division. I don't know why he's in my division. People with me should not be able to do
So
that.
Yeah.
Rob, well, yeah.
Cool.
So,
So
what about
then,
the rest of that team?
Pillow.
So what about the rest of the team?
Pillow
Pillow
and
at
Mal?
LMD.
Pillow and Mal.
I'd give Pillow B tier and I'd give Mal C tier probably, or
I agree.
I don't know. Mal's obviously won challenger before, but that was a whole nother. That's a whole nother
Yeah.
story.
Also,
Like,
Top
again,
or
like,
top or
yeah.
bottom of these tiers?
I think we wait for that and figure that out
Okay.
at the end. I
Okay.
personally want to get everyone in the tiers so we can visualize it because they might be at the top now, but then that might change and we might have
Yeah.
to move them up again.
Fair
So
enough.
I just want to fill the tiers and then we can go with the individual comparisons, and then
Mhm.
it just
Fair
helps
enough,
me
fair
think
enough.
about it.
I
Fair
kinda wanna, like, I want to put Stratus in S tier so bad, but I don't think Rob's gonna let me.
I'm cool with it. He's an
I
incredible
just do
player.
it. Do it. Do it.
Throw him
do
up
it,
there.
Do it. Do it. Throw him
so
up there.
So you think he's closer to Shega than Solus, basically?
He is closer to Shega than Solus. Yes.
Right.
S.
There you
S,
go.
Fun
S.
fact: Chega and Solus are CRL teammates.
Hooray!
Didn't know that.
They are indeed.
Hooray.
Wichita
I would
State
toss
B team.
Rick in A and then Carl and Straight both in C.
I will say Rick, since he's joined the roster, didn't he got top 4 at major, and then he left, and then when he and then he's been gone basically. He's only gotten top 4 at majors, so there's not much information on him. I think he is disgusting. We just don't know yet.
Yeah, we just
so,
got to see some
so,
more.
so the fact he's already in A is already pretty good. I think later in the season, I think he might make a name for himself, and I think he just got
How
back.
do I get good karma out of this? How do I put him super high?
All right,
I think A tier is pretty high.
Stewie.
Yeah, A is
Stewie,
good.
relatively,
yeah,
you can put people wherever you want. You just have to put yourself F tier so that all looks good.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
obviously. I mean, I'm gonna do that from the beginning. Just,
Oh, of
you
course,
know,
of course.
Because
All right.
if anybody, I've beat any of the guys above me, it's an upset for me. I mean,
Oh, that's what I'm
I'd say
saying.
I'm.
Yeah,
That's
but you beat the
exactly.
guy above you, then you steal their spot.
That's true.
I won't go that far, but would
That-
you say C tier for Carl and Straight?
Yep, I'm comfortable, and not the bottom either for either of them. I don't know where I'm gonna end up having them, but I
I
think
put
that
him,
they're
both above Pops. I think he's safe.
they're both very solid. Like if I had like a quote unquote dream third round, both of those players were heavily.
Yeah,
on the
I'd like to play with Carl, to be honest.
They're both great, like great value for their MMRs. They're both great players, cool
Yeah.
dudes. So
Yeah,
I
these
think
guys are
that's awesome.
C.
Yeah. Up next we got the Unk team.
Yeah, we got Fire Vet, Bob, and
Chicago?
Uncle, who
Yeah.
were,
Yeah.
they had their claim on first seed for a while, but ever since Major 1, they kind of had a little bit of a fall off. Opinions.
No,
I don't
Mac,
even-
the No Mac Randy team.
I don't even know who the best player on this team is. Like,
Yeah.
they don't. None of them strike me as like a first round player.
Yeah, they're all kind of in that like second to third round.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't know who the.
I would put
You'd probably go
Fighter
Bob.
and Bob in B tier, and then I put Stan in C.
I'm good with that. I'd put him above Pillow, to be honest, but
Maybe I think it's close. We'll come back
we,
to
we,
that.
we, can, we can order everybody later. And where'd you say Uncle Stan? So you
You-
said C?
I said C for now.
C,
Maybe
C,
like above Kirby.
C's getting pretty full, everybody. C's getting pretty full.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, it's the average.
mean,
It's where the
yeah,
most-
everybody's
we gotta
average.
start making
Yeah.
some hot takes.
I'm just gonna,
Then we got the only player on that Des Moines Derecho Chow
I mean,
roster.
Des Moines
I don't
pretty
even know
good. I
him.
mean, he's
I don't
one
even know
v
this guy.
3ing, so.
that is
Um,
true.
Pull up his track record.
Adola,
And
okay.
Rob and I both talked about Adola, and we've never seen him play. So
Everyone else thinks he's cracked. I've never seen him play.
I've
think
heard
he's
he's disgusting.
cracker.
Yeah, I
He
got the
looks
joy. I got the
good.
joy of playing against him. And he had potentially the worst duo Challenger has ever seen on his team alongside him. Ari Arts and
Ren and
Ren.
Ari.
Unironically, Adola was doing what he could. I mean, no hate, but all the hate to no hate, but all the hate to Ren and Ari. But like, I'm sorry, Adola was insane. Like,
If you want to,
needed
I'd
some
be
help out
comfortable
there.
with like towards the bottom of A tier.
yeah,
don't
I
wanna
think
put
that's
a player
I
that-
think that's
I'd give
probably
him
fair.
I'd give him B tier.
Because I think
That-
if you're better than the other people in A tier, even if you have Red and Ari, like you're still a threatening team.
Nah,
Like,
we're
you're
putting him in
still-
A tier.
Rob, if
top
we
of A tier.
Rob, if we gave you
Nah,
two
top of
Seppi
A.
the first, how are you doing?
No, but that's my point though.
Okay.
is I'm not better than those guys.
I'd put $1 in A tier.
So
Oh,
I
okay. So we just rage bait.
Top of top of A tier. Top of A.
Whoa.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah, top of A tier.
Okay.
Top of A tier, Zoms. Put him up there. Put him
my-
at.
That's
Oh
up.
my.
Top
Whoa.
of, top
Whoa.
of A tier.
Whoa.
Top of A
Put him in
tier.
S. S.
A for
Throw in
Adola. A
Mamba.
for Adola.
A for
Do we-
Adola. A for Adola. A
You
for
said
Adola.
top of S tier Mamba.
Oh,
Top of
What
A
about-
tier.
Oh, A tier.
I'd put him, I'd put him in A tier too. No, S. Give him S. He's won multiple majors in Challenger in past seasons.
He's an incredible. I mean, but like, that's okay. Like,
Hasn't he been
put him
kind
in
of
S,
mid this
Rob.
season though?
no, but there's a difference between. I'm okay with him putting him in S, but I'm not okay
Yes.
with the reasoning being that he was good 4 seasons ago. Like, that's not what we're here to do.
Put him in S.
I'm comfortable with that. I think he's an incredible player. I just don't. You just have to think it's because he's that good, not because he won other majors.
So
Okay,
do you
okay.
think if Mamba right now was replaced with Shega or Stratus, their
I
teams
would-
would be
I
doing
would
the same or better?
Put Mamba. I would actually take Mamba over Stratus personally. So I would.
Okay.
So yeah, put him in S.
Put him in
I
S
would
then.
agree with that.
He's an incredible.
Yeah,
player.
put him in S. Put him in S.
I'm putting
Fair
him there
enough.
because I think he's good, not because he won majors 4 seasons ago.
Hey Rob, I have a question.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Can we put Solus in S?
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
if
How
you
many
want
people are
to.
gonna be in
S
S?
S
How many
for
people are
Solus.
we
No,
X
no,
tier?
no, no.
S for Solus.
Okay.
Shut up.
Mikey goes into C tier, and Check My Circle goes into C tier.
I'd even check my circle
I'd
D
put
tier.
I think Circle's better than Mikey.
I'd put Circle in C tier and put Mikey in D tier.
I'm comfortable
First
with that.
player to crack D tier.
I was just gonna
Mikey.
wait. I was gonna wait until we had more to like
Oh,
let
man.
that overflow in, but I'm comfortable with it. I don't.
Green Bay's coming up after this next team.
I
Powerhouse.
Those who know,
team
those who
right
know,
there.
those who know about Green
Those
Bay.
who know about Green Bay, powerhouse team right there.
This might be a
I'll break
Tom.
your whole team down for you, but go ahead, Rob.
Made its Nate S DJ A. I would put Dicey bottom of B, top of C. Dicey middle of C.
So you
I'd
said
put,
Maid's
I'd
Nate
put
S,
Dicey in
DJ A, or where was it?
Somewhere in
tier.
A.
Okay.
And
I'd put him in A
Dicey,
tier too.
And
I think
Dicey.
Is
that
that Fargo
Dicey-
team doing better with Dicey or with Hude?
They're doing better with Hude.
Yeah,
They
they
were-
were scarier to me
Alright,
with Uday than Dicey.
Put him in
And
C tier then.
I would put Dicey right below Straight for right now.
Okay.
I think that he's a solid third rounder, but that's
We can come back
Yeah.
to it. We can come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
T-Jeff. We will be putting people below. We will. We're just gonna move them. Don't worry.
Cole, don't you
Barry-
don't even
Put
oh,
Barry at the
dude,
top.
Rob,
Put Barry at
Rob,
number one.
Rob, let me break this down for you. All right, Barry, dude, like that's literally an insane talent. Literally one of the best players in the league. Not
The
quite to my
best.
level, but like
No, he is
literally
best
one of the
player
best players in
Chal.
the league.
He is
all right,
the best player in Challenge.
and you got what? Nyrome?
I agree.
Bro,
Nyrome-
dude, Nyrome, dirty work. And then
Nyrome
Reese,
hit it.
Jesus Christ, dude, I think Reese is cheating. Some
Ni-
games
Okay.
playing against
Okay,
him.
so-
Like, holy crap.
Nyrome hit a musty on my team from half field.
So I'm not gonna use my
GG.
YouTube
Put them all in
words.
S. Put them in S.
Has you
Put 'em in
lost?
S.
Has
Get
you,
him an S.
has do you know
Get
you
him an
lost to
S right
chicken?
now.
Anyone could beat your team, bro. Dang. Oh my.
Put him in S.
My team just swept Barry's team, and it wasn't
in
even
S.
that close.
Put them in
Barry
S. Put them all in S.
Like 70 over
Alright.
Sal has with
Don't put
Divine
them all
OG.
in S.
What?
Don't put them all.
Yeah,
in
we're
S.
not
Put
putting
'em
them
all
all.
in
We're
S.
not putting them all in S.
Dude,
But
we can't. We have to actually make lists too, along with the content. They can't have everyone in the S tier.
hooray,
Yeah,
everyone's
Rob,
S
if you
tier.
Put everyone in the S tier, and then you're in
But-
B, and you
but
beat somebody in
That's-
S.
I'm here to make a good tier list. I'm not here to farm.
Yes, Stu.
credit.
Just lock in, Stu. Lock in.
All right.
So Barry,
right.
Barry and S, Nyrome, I'm comfortable with bottom of A or top of B. I think he's incredible.
Wow.
And then I would put Reese towards the bottom of B.
But just on paper, this
I
team
think
already is.
Reese is better than Pillow, no?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, sure. You can put him above him.
But
I don't think
We
that
can
Reese is gonna
reorganize
end
stuff
up-
in a bit.
Yeah, cool. Let's keep it going. I just want to also make sure we stay on pace because we're going late as is.
You guys are doing
Uh,
fine. You guys
could
are already
throw-
on pace. You guys are good.
We could throw Haz and JDE both in A tier. I'm comfortable with it.
I will say after we've picked up JDE, we have not lost a series. We swept
Divine OG,
Barry's team.
How
He's
does that?
subbing.
Because he's not on your roster.
He's subbing up
He's playing-
permanently.
No, I
Yeah.
know. Well, okay. So I
It's
think
kinda-
there's
it's
a
kinda
rule
like
against,
Carl.
like doing that forever.
And
Like
I don't.
you
There's.
have to get him.
I don't think there's a rule. I don't think there's a rule. I think.
So the salary cap for you is just 50 higher than for every other.
Oh wait,
team?
the salary cap doesn't fit.
No, it doesn't.
I know.
No,
I know.
he's like
I know. There's a
85
one.
or
I know there's
something,
a
it's
one.
insane.
I think there's like a 1% rule.
I know,
or
but
something like that.
1% of 5,000 is 50. So like it's 50 MMR more than anybody else gets. So if that's not a rule, then I'm going to propose something to the board like tonight about it because that should not be allowed to be done permanently, and I believe it was rejected in the past. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, then they
we
are going to
can-
need a pickup then.
Yeah, because you can't just have two players and a rising star player, like, or if you can, like, if you're on your challenger team, he's got to be on your challenger team.
Because as far as I know, he's not. That's not the only team doing that. It's also
Yeah.
that's what Carl's
No,
doing. It,
I'm-
so
I know,
yeah.
and it's not. It should like you're on two rosters, but like, so what's the difference between subbing up and subbing down? Why couldn't I play on my rising star last
Mhm.
season? I could have just had an open spot and played down. Like, no, that would have been blocked. So
That's
I,
true.
we'll
Because that means every team
um,
right now is basically you can make completely
50%
you
of-
can make
yeah.
you can make far more broken rosters if you start abusing
Bro.
this right now.
You could give me Swish in a 1700. Like, you want me to put a 1700? Like, get a 1680 on
I
my.
mean, those who know about Blada hitting 1900.
Yeah, right. Well, he's amazing, right? Shout out, bro. I'm just saying, like, that's not a rule. He just got better. Like, your team just has 50 more salary cap than every other team in the league. Like, that's a silly thing that exists. Like, even though if it's within the rules and you guys are utilizing it to your advantage, like, kudos to you. I think
Yeah.
that's not something that the league should be encouraging. We don't want that. Otherwise, every single team's going to do that, and there's just going to be 2 people on every child team.
Yeah, we're just getting held back because of the there's not really any people.
I
that
get
we
it.
can
I'm even fine with it for league play. I just think like come land time, bro should not be able to play 2 lands on both rosters. Like that seems silly. Anyway, if we're ranking him, I would put him like around Kirby
I agree.
probably.
Any
Yeah.
words to
Sorry
it
for
for
the
Divine?
yap on the rule.
Yeah. Jeez, Rob, shut up.
Yeah,
Moving
I
on.
should-
All right.
I think
Yeah,
about rules a
Capville
lot.
USA over here. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
Okay.
That's fine. Nutmeg S tier without a doubt. Like
Uh,
top 2 player on this list right now.
no,
Oh,
What do you want to do?
I'd put him in A.
No, put him in S.
I wouldn't even
can
put him in
then-
S.
And then Eli, we can toss an A. But Nutmeg, I mean, he has a higher 2-speak than you do. Like, how can someone who has
Did he make
like
top
19
64 though?
Okay.
Ooh.
I
Oh.
mean, he's a really incredible. I'm not saying he's better than you, but like, there's 3 players in the entire tier that have a higher 2-speak than you, and he can't be like the 15th best player. Like, he's an exceptional talent. He was drafted top 3, one of the only SSLs in the tier. He was on a monster roster last season that had to try to make a push. He has to play with the lowest Sal and Chow, and he just took the number 1 seed who hasn't dropped a game in 2 months to 5 games with Seppi the First. Like, I don't know. That sounds like an S tier player. to
I
me.
mean, I just don't see it, but throw him in S then. That's fine with me.
My team just swept. My team swept them.
Do you think he's more
Yeah, I
comparable
just- I
to
just
Maintenance
don't see
Nate
it.
or like Soulless or Adola? Like that's
I
basically what it
I
comes
think
down
he's-
to.
I think he's more
just, like-
comparable to Soulless than made its
Right.
Nate.
I mean, I think they were teammates last season, and they were like one of the most terrifying duos in the league, and they're both SSL players. Like, I think it's. I mean, let me pull up the stats from this season. Let's see what we got for Nutmeg right now. 370 points per game. Not the greatest, but again, like, it's tough when the defense, like when we played them, we just like only focused on Nutmeg and Eli. And I think Seppi led their team in points per game, but like
Oh hell no.
that's because
Hard
carry.
we're focusing on shutting him down. I don't know.
Yeah,
If
respect
you
on
want to put him,
Seppi.
if you want to put him at the very top of A, I'm okay with it. But like he is a top 10 player in Chow, hands down,
Based off of salary, yeah.
based off of skill.
I mean, he still is top 10 currently.
Based off of
We'll see.
salary.
You are a part of the numbers committee that gave him his salary.
I did not actually rate his salary.
That's
the one
your
I didn't
fault
bring,
then.
but it-
Then you should have rated him. But he is rated. The league has decided that's where his salary is.
You can put him in S if you want.
Put him in S. He's an exceptional player.
I would agree.
He is a very good player. All right, I'm sorry.
I'd
him in
put
D.
him
Hot
in.
take. Hot
This guy is D
take.
tier.
All right, Seppi
Put
the
him in D tier.
first. Where do we rate him?
Put him in D tier.
Yeah.
He's great for his Sal, but like he's
Put him in
also
F.
literally 100 Sal lower than everyone else. He
Yeah.
low key he did well against us. I wouldn't put him. I don't think he's notably worse than the other people.
If we don't have anybody in F, we can delete it later, but we'll see. We'll adjust things as it goes. I'm sure things will.
I think some people from A will probably make their way down to B.
I
and some
agree.
People from B might make their way down to C, and so there will be a trickle down, and I'm okay with it.
I agree.
I've
I
never
agree.
seen Ecrux play in my life. I'm going to abstain from this one.
The best player on this team.
I mean, they did
And-
go from like last place in the league to now they're the
he-
seventh.
I'd put him in S tier.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Is he that good?
I don't even know who
would
he is.
say I'd actually say Ecrux is a better player than Nutmeg. That's a crazy thing to say, but he is. I think you'd be
Based on-
surprised, Rob, as to watching Ecrux.
How
play.
many series have you ever watched Ecrux play?
A lot, because I played him in another league,
All right.
as well as obviously I played him this season, but I've
Yo,
played him in another
Flo,
lead
shut
and
up.
watched him
Has
compete
into
in another league.
F. Shut up.
If you want to put him S, you can. Yeah,
I'd put
DJ,
him in A.
I
And just
I
give him
think-
A for now.
I-
I mean,
I- I
they're
think-
they're however many series have they won in a row? I mean, he jumped on that team with Papo, and they beat us.
I
They've
think
got a pretty good
I think
team,
at
so.
some point we're gonna try to maybe. I mean, maybe 6 people max in S. So we'll
Probably
decide
not.
that
Yeah,
later.
probably lower
we-
the amount of
We'll
people
decide
in
that
S.
later. But if you want
I think
to,
it should be
You're-
5 max
but-
because it's a nice number.
yeah,
S tier is max 5.
We'll figure it out. But if you want to throw them up there for the conversation to be in that top 5,
Sure.
why not? You know,
I'm down to limit it after the fact.
yeah, we
So
can
scroll
move it
down
around.
for me, Poppy.
But
Let
if
me
you-
see what's next.
If you want to make a conversation, we have Papo and Power. Goat.
Put them both in B. I don't
yeah,
know.
I'm on the edge of B and C for both of my.
Yeah, I mean, they're structure players. They're important
No,
for
I like
winning.
them in B. I actually like them both in B. I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean they're structure players. Like they're not gonna take over a game.
Power's pretty
I mean,
mechanical for like the fact that he's 3rd round Sal and he's this good too. Like he's a really solid player, and Papo has been a part of a lot of winning teams for a while. So he just gets the job done. So I think he's good. Yeah, I like the B tier placement.
All right.
Where is it?
So you would
how do we
prefer
wanna do
Power
this?
over
Do we
Carl
want
or
to-
Clash?
I would prefer.
Robin, Stewie, leave yourselves for last.
Okay, I would prefer to. I think I would. Oh, I think I would switch Clash and Carl, and then I would like that most.
Oh, just these two, Clash and Carl.
Yeah,
And you're fine with. Okay, we can talk about it more later.
I
But
am.
I was
Yeah,
basically
I think
wondering
he's-
because on paper now we
I
have an
think that
S and
Power-
S and 2 Bs. I mean, this team's gonna be top 3.
I mean, you guys have been talking about how they've been winning for so long, right? Like,
I mean, they went,
so
they
I-
went
Yeah,
from
they went from
16th to 7th.
16th to 7th.
So maybe they are a
yeah,
top
that
3
makes
team, just haven't
sense.
been given the
I
chance.
also think that Power fits into a higher level lobby than those people below him because his mechanics are just like they might not be the flashiest or best thing you've ever seen, but they are so smooth. And he is part of the only other team that's beaten us this season. And like again, granted, it was not our best match, but no one else did it. Like, so I don't know. Huge. I've been impressed by Power for a while, so I think I'm okay with him in B.
I mean,
even though a
yeah,
lot of people
fair,
probably
fair
put him in
enough.
C.
Fair enough, but you were just talking about 2's rank with Nutmeg, and I actually think Power has been champ 3 for the past season.
Well, that's probably because he doesn't play. He would not be champ 3 if he played.
I think he has
I mean, I
500
don't play.
games
I
last
don't play
season.
twos either, Rob. So
Well,
But
I
hey,
know,
that's
Stewie, I'm
that-
not talking
okay.
about you.
I know
think
it's
you're
kind of out of.
right.
I know,
Nutmeg,
but
though,
I'm just saying,
you
like
brought
talking
that
about two.
up.
I'm just saying talking about if you're talking about 2s with one
Yeah.
player and not another. I mean, I think it's relevant. I think we're playing 3v3. I don't think we should talk about 2s
That's
in general.
Fair. That's fair.
But
yeah, I agree. I don't play twos enough at all as
Yeah,
it is.
But
I
I
have
think
an
we can
actual
talk
accurate
about
rank.
twos to say that you're really good at going quickly and playing efficiently and supporting your teammate, and those things don't make you a great 3s player. But to say, wow, Nutmeg does those things and plays so fast to get to 1950 and 2s that, like, if
I
2s
would-
rank didn't mean anything, all of the players in our S tier right now probably have all of the highest 2s peaks that we have. And so there is whatever we would like to say, it might not be causation, but there is some correlation between having like Barry hit 1950 last season. Tashega's been borderline SSL forever. Made its Nate hit 1900. Nutmeg hit 1900. Right? Like the only SSL 2s
And what about
players
Rick?
are the only ones. We don't know Rick. We just said he might be an S tier, but we
SSL.
don't know him well enough.
all right,
But we don't know.
I'm
him,
just
right?
I'm
So
just
that's a
joking.
great-
I'm just messing.
but
I
actually,
had to bring
but
it up. I had to
actually,
bring it
that's
up.
a great point. I know, but that supports me. That supports my point. We have him in A only because we haven't seen enough from him. If we've seen, he's the one that we've said could make a push into S, and he has that SSL2 speak. So that's a great point. It's the level of speed and mechanical consistency required to get there that I think there's very heavily correlated between just being a good Rocket League player and Yapsesh.
I mean, you
Those are
can
no-
be a high level twos player, but not have this speed
That's true.
to compete.
Um,
There are plenty of players who are
Captain Cat.
slow
Those who know.
that are good at twos because they're better. They excel in different areas other than speed,
That's true.
and that will not correlate at another game mode.
You're
Alright.
totally
Besides
correct.
maybe ones, but
But all of our highest 2s peaks are in the S tier, and that means something. whatever you want to say it means, so be it.
I'll throw you two
Do you
down
want
here
us
at the
to rank
bottom.
our teammates, or do you want us to abstain from ranking our teammates?
I would rank our
It-
teammates.
In the Rising Star, we let you do really whatever. It's basically just like the other person was ranking the other person, and maybe with a little bit of clash. But you can rank your own teammates, and that's valid. I know you're maybe going to be a slightly biased, so we'll see what happens.
I'm gonna try
I
to not
mean,
be.
yeah.
I'm gonna I'll look to remove it.
I
as
mean,
much
you can be biased with Swish. Have you seen the stats on the season? How many goals that dude has?
he is in a, he
He's more goals
leads
than
the league.
me.
That's true.
So you
Goes
He has
to
a lot of
go.
goals.
so what we're thinking about dropping Swish.
You could say I only have one less goal than you. All right, I have 25 more games played, but that's not relevant. So
I also didn't. I also pretty sure I missed 2 weeks and Major One, but Major
No,
One doesn't
dude.
really count. But I
Just
did miss 2
ignore
weeks.
the 25 more games played.
Yeah, I ignore that. We don't talk about that.
I go if we're going to Swish next. Like I genuinely have felt that. I like to think about. I mean, you can put him there. That's okay. I like to grade players by, do I feel threat? Who do I think is going to win a 50 when they go up against each other? Like if two players are going in the air, like to me, Barry is the epitome of just like I'm gonna win every 50. Like he is kind of the baseline of the best in Chow for a while. And not saying like the best player, but like if you want to be a top 5 player, you got to be able to beat Barry on 50s. Like that, you got to be able to get it past that guy because no one else can. And I genuinely, when we played Green Bay, Swish averaged 100 more points per game than Barry. I don't think that he's better. However, there is not anyone who I felt like Swish hasn't been able to keep up with.
He's 52 goals on the season so far.
If you're talking about this
he's
Green Bay team,
exceptional.
all I'm saying, me, T-Jack, and Aqueduct, you don't even know who Aqueduct is, but let me tell you, that absolute specimen went to 5 against this team. That's all I'm saying. We went to 5 against them. So I don't, you guys keep saying this is the cornerstone player of the league, and Aqueduct and Zoms took him to 5. What are we talking about?
I mean, y'all have me and JD and A, and we just finished sweeping that
I mean,
Barry team.
that's fair.
Pretty handedly too.
I don't think it's because of Barry. Like everyone was comfortable putting him at the very top of this list. Like I think like personally, I would have Swish in my top 10. I am comfortable anywhere from anywhere in S tier. I probably am biased, but also like I'm kind of butt and he's got me winning everything, right? Like I think he's an exceptional player. I would put him top 5, top 10.
Okay.
I'd give him A tier at least, if not S.
Blot.
I mean, I didn't get to play you guys, so I don't really truly like. I've only ever watched him play, so I've never played against him. So I don't know. I'd give him A tier at least, if not putting him into the top level. But again, like we were talking about, however many people are in S, you may want to just put him in A for the fact that you don't want to have 300 people in S tier.
I'm comfortable with it. I would.
I mean, the players around Swish are still insane.
That's true. That's true. It's tough for me then. I try to visualize what makes a team great, right? And maybe it's having 3 really good players, but it is really hard for me to visualize. Like we haven't lost a series in like a month and a half. Like since week 2, I think we just haven't lost anything since before Major 1. And like if it's tough because I don't think that I'm better than these players. Like I think that I'm at the bottom of A tier, maybe. Like I think that Blodot is around there too. And so if we don't have any players in the top 15, like it's hard for me to think about how we're winning all of these. And if it's not me and it's not Blodot, my head really wants to put that dude like top 5 because the best player on the best team kind of has to be in that elite area. What are your guys' thought processes on?
I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason SGA got MVP. It's the best player on the best team.
I don't know. Yeah. For me, like I know I've said this before my tier list is even made. I still rate you, Rob, very highly. In fact, when
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that, I think there's a lot more than mechanical skill. I genuinely put you higher than Swish. I know that I'm kind of singled out here. I don't know if anyone will agree with me here.
No,
but
I agree with you,
when
Zombs.
I'm putting a name down, I mean, there's a reason why, Rob, you made my top 10 list and Swish didn't. I genuinely just believe like my list would have went 10, 11, 12, or maybe not 10, 11, 12, but 10, 11, you and
Something
Swish,
like
and then
that.
Blada is
Yeah.
like he's soon, like he's
15
coming
or something.
soon.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
very fair. I
like
appreciate
No.
that first and foremost. I appreciate the kind words.
and if you think about that, like in a draft sense, you have 3 first rounders.
Yeah, that's
Of course,
that's
that
a
team's
fair
gonna win,
point.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Blada
that's
did,
fair.
and he also blooded hit at Cell.
But like
He is-
what team? What other team has 3 first rounders? There's teams that have 2 first rounders, Nutmeg and Eli.
Yeah.
But then look at their third
My
rounder. Is
team.
it?
My team has 2 first rounders.
Yeah, but 3. Does any other
No,
team
I
have
know, I'm
3
trying to- I'm
first
try-
rounders potentially?
Yeah.
No, don't even try thinking about it. Like
It's
No.
actually it's interesting you brought it up like that because that's kind of how we identify with the teams this season. Is that it feels like now this is like a team conceptual discussion, but to me it feels like there's a lot of incredible duos in Challenger with thirds who could bat higher on any given day. Like Zoms, you're a
Mhm.
great example, right? Like your baseline of play might be a step below Blaudots, right? But if you're having like a great series and you have Busy and T-Jack, like that's a 3-headed monster. But there's an if there more than there is with Blaudot. And there's a lot of these teams like Has and JDE, right? Like Divine OG is like 50 over South, like whatever, but like kind of the same thing. Like if he is stepping up and playing to the best of his ability, like that's a 3-headed monster. And it feels like Chow is lacking some of those this season in an interesting way. So I guess I do kind of see your counterpoint where it's like 3 of the more like bottom end first rounders on one roster could have more success this season than maybe like last season. I don't think 3 bottom end first rounders would have been quite as good as they are now.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of maybe a team. I mean, oh man, last
The one that
season
scared
bottom.
us and beat us was
Hmm?
Power, Eli, and ISO. Like that was mechanically 3 first rounders.
Yeah, but it just didn't work out.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah, but
yeah,
that was
fair.
like their first win all season. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
So
Those who know.
that team was absolute garbage. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna
That's
be
like their
honest.
first
I
game
mean,
win all
if you
season.
Zoms,
Yeah, I know.
realistically, like unironically, if you want to think to last season for a team that had 3 first rounders, it was me,
Yeah.
Eli, Aqua.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
it's just it did not work as well as this Rob Swish Bloodat team works because I think they're all so much more selfless players than me, Aqua, and Eli were.
Yeah, I agree.
So it just works out better.
And that's where my argument comes in. Where I just when you have 3 players like that, I mean, that's where my argument was. But it seems like we kind of came to a good agreement. So
Yeah.
let's
I'm
just
okay.
let's throw Blada
yeah,
let's throw
I
Blada
support
down
your
when we're
argument.
talking about him. You said I think we were.
I
Talking
think you
about
put Bloodat under me and JD, but that's
some,
just me.
somewhere in
comfortable with
somewhere
that.
in here has to be somewhere in here.
I think right next to Nyrome is perfect. I think they're the 2 best third men in the league by such a large
I agree.
margin. They're both so incredible as third players on a team. Like I would take them as second rounders. Like as we're talking, like they're both A tier, right? Like I think they're both incredible.
Drop me down to Rising Star and sum me up. I'll have a conversation here. All right.
I swear to fucking God. Oh my God. You're gonna make I'm actually might have to I'm gonna have to talk about that with like
No,
About
I was just making a joke that I'm only good one subbing
No.
up. GG, bro. All right.
you're
Anyways,
7-0.
Yeah,
right?
those know about major.
9-0. 2 from season
Okay, who's
9,
next?
7 from last season. All right.
9-0. I didn't know that.
Well,
Toss him an S.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even care.
2K
Toss
busy,
him an
2K
S.
busy.
We'll figure it out later.
T-Jack,
He's an urban legend.
my goat.
T-Jack.
Let me hear what you have to say, Zoms. Where do you think he belongs?
T-Jack is genuinely. Yes, I'm bouncing on it before I even say it. T-Jack is my favorite player to play Rocket League with. Period. He is, so selfless. He is such a positive player. He always tries his absolute. I've genuinely never seen him get mad at a team other than like. Literally never. He never talks behind people's back. He's actually like the greatest team player I've ever talked to. Super selfless. Genuinely, the only gripe I had was that he had bad internet and his PC was absolutely horrible. But now, and he had to deal with that for about 6 months, maybe a year. And now he's finally moved to Minnesota. I think he's finally getting back to playing the game more and actually like playing ranked. So I don't think he grinds the game a lot, but I think
Yeah.
T-Jack's
Rob, I see
absolutely
you smirking
fantastic.
at chat like I am.
T-Jack's
Yeah,
fantastic.
it's funny.
Yes, I'm bouncing on it. Straight backflips.
Okay,
On God, I'm doing.
give me a tier. Where is he?
I think
I think he deserves top of B. I think he's not better than Blood.
I think he's somewhere in B. I think he's very comparable to player. I think Pillow. Okay, I don't know why Pillow. I know we're gonna move this stuff around. I think he'd probably find his way.
He's better. He's better
in
than
B.
Flushy, Fighter Vet, and Bob. He's better than all three of those players.
I don't rate Flushy highly at all. So I'm not talking about
Yeah.
Flushy. I don't think I would have him anywhere near Flushy. I generally would have Flushy down here, but you guys were saying that.
Sure,
I
sure,
think he's
yeah, put him at the
comparable to
bottom of B, I'm
Reeves.
cool
I
with
think
it.
he's comparable to Bob, and I think
so
one
too.
person I think he's 1-1 with is Papo. I think him and Papo were last season. Once
Weren't
again,
they
we
like
said it.
taking 16 and 17?
Dude,
or
T-Jack and
Something like
Papo,
that.
they had Ari Arts and they were looking like Shaq and Kobe taking names. Like
They were.
I'm sorry, like
They were LeBron. They were LeBron and D Wade.
like
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I thought your glazing was going to put him higher than that. I also view like the very top of B tier for T-Jack. I think that's a good spot for him. I agree with you.
I just think Flushy's too high because we just played him and this man couldn't hit
Yeah,
the
I think
ball.
You
My bad.
forget he's on the first team we placed.
Yes, that is true.
So like he had literally no context compared to anyone
I'm
that
honestly
played.
happy with Kirby, where Kirby ended up being low key.
So
Yeah,
so
that's
before
fine.
we go on to individuals, let's keep it running. Zoms.
Uh-oh.
Great F tier. That guy's terrible.
I
I'd give
am
him-
comfortable.
I'd give
I
him
am
next to Carl.
comfortable with.
Put him
I
in
would
F
not give
tier.
him next to Carl. I am
him
comfortable
in F
with
tier.
either towards like the bottom 3 or 4 in C or D. I do think that you are one of the lower
GG.
ranked players. I think that your ceiling is high, but I think that there's a reason you fell to Rising Star in the first place, which is you haven't had the higher level experience. And I think that after this season, I wouldn't be surprised to see you jump up to like a B tier Chow player. I think that this is just your first time having teammates who are better than you like in your whole life. And that it requires it requires a little bit of experience. And I think that you're going to adapt quickly. And I think even by LAN, this could change drastically. So it's not meant as a negative low placement. I think you just are newer to Chow than other people.
Those who know about Busy on Land.
I know a lot about Busy on Land, by the way.
That peak shot, Rob will
Come
never
on,
hit.
no.
Sorry, left you, Rob.
All right, bet.
What do
And
people think about that
and
Zoms
you
placement?
and Rob rates himself in only A tier. After
I-
that shot you hit, come
I
on.
appreciate it. It's my peak for a reason, though. It would if I was above A tier, then that wouldn't be my peak. Everyone else.
I think
is
this
S
guy
tier.
upcoming is going to be severely
Pink-
underrated by you guys. I think he's so
Pink
gross
is
this season.
borderline S. I'm super comfortable with it.
I'd throw him
Those
S
who know-
automatically.
those
I
who
think
know
he's S
about Pink.
automatically.
Okay, put Pink in S right now. I
If
just
he's
said
taking it
borderline
serious,
'cause
if
we
he's
have,
taking
like-
the game
Oh, boy.
serious, he is
We
the
just have a
best
lot.
player.
We're
If he's
going-
taking
yeah.
the game serious and he's playing with teammates who are he's having fun with, he is the best player in Chal on the ball. You can't tell me otherwise.
I think he's an exceptional player.
we
We're just
have
gonna have to
officially-
move some people out of S.
We have officially put more people in S than B. It might be over.
Okay, but it's gonna fall down. It's context.
It's gonna fall. It's
I
gonna
know,
fall down.
I know.
So
I'm
I'm
just making fun of it. I'm just making fun
I
of it.
know it
It's
is
fu-
goofy as
It,
fuck.
it's
though.
fine. The list will change a lot, so just bear with it. Busy, no, it's not quite ordered yet. We're putting names down, and then we'll order them. All right, let's keep it going.
Flow, low key, this might be a super hot take. Those who know about my opinion on Flow, I think that
I
he
know,
has
but I know about your
improved-
opinion.
I think he's improved more from last season to this season than any other player in Chow, and I would put him in the bottom of A.
I'd put him top of B.
I'd put him top of B.
I'm comfortable with.
I think
do you
he's
think
better
he's-
than T-Jack.
Do you think he's better than T-Jack?
I do.
I just think he's very hard. He great guy. Loved talking to him.
He's hard to
just
rate.
very hard to play around him.
I
He
so
is
I've publicly
he's super
said
hot
this.
and cold.
That Green Bay team, I think they had an opportunity. No negativity meant to anyone. I think if they had, when Flo became available, replaced Reese with Flo, that Green Bay team would have been utterly terrifying to me.
Yeah, they would have been unstoppable.
A Barry Nyrome Flo team, like I saw that and I was just like terrified. I almost tried to change up like my undefeated Rising Star team to like get Flow on it, so no other Chow team could get it. But he was 5 sal too high for me to even offer him
Yeah.
a spot.
Like that Barry Nyram flow
yeah.
team would have like Nyram musting it to the ceiling, Barry preing off ceiling, then
And
Flo
Flow
tapping it in.
demoing my entire team.
Or
and then
Flo just
scoring.
tapping it in. One of those
Yes, dude. He almost your team without you with Flow. It was like Flow, Divine, and someone else took us to game 5 because Flow hit 2 of like the craziest ceiling shots I'd have been hit against me.
I thought that was
in
me. That was
MCS.
me. We took you to 5. I was
You
there.
took us to 5, but that was in the major. But you
I was
also
there,
took
yeah.
us to 5 in games.
Yeah, I don't think I was there for that.
Yeah. Anyway, anything about Flow? Are people cool with that?
I like
Yeah.
it.
Remember that?
That's fine.
I've also
Top of
taken. I've taken both of you on the call to 5.
I love Flow. Hooray! Actually, I do
Um,
not fuck with
Hooray.
Flow. All right, let's figure this out.
Shout out to Spotify. Okay,
DT.
CT Niblack.
D
I
tier.
love you, bro. Top of D tier.
Yeah.
Maybe middle of D tier.
I don't know. I think
We'll figure
CT's
that
better than
out.
Check My Circle. Check My Circle
I
is
don't.
horrendous.
No, he's
No,
not.
I don't think he's better than Check My Circle.
Circle's not that bad.
No.
Second worst in Chow.
Circle's
Yeah.
not that bad.
I offered him a rising star spot last season. He said no, and then he went to I think Whitlock's team.
Yeah, Whitlock and
You guys
Power.
know how that went. Yeah. All
They
right.
got on land top
Whitlock
4.
and
No,
Power.
top 4.
They got to
I
land,
mean,
didn't they not?
They did. I
They
mean,
did.
it's hard
Yeah,
to
but they
not
didn't do
make
anything.
It's hard to not make it to land when you have Whitlock and Chow last season.
That
Like,
might be true.
that dude
CT
literally like could have slept. I mean, we were the finalists, and he soloed us in the major. Like, we lost every game by like 1-0, and he averaged like 700 points per game against us.
Who are you talking?
Yeah.
Whitlock?
What the famous
Yeah,
net
last season.
stacker?
I mean,
When
The
it
famous
was
net
when
stacker.
it was me, Infinite, and Mini in Major 2 when we didn't make playoffs.
whoa,
they beat us.
soloed. You got Power and B tier now. Come on now. And honestly, if you're talking
That's
about
this
last
is for
season,
this season.
last season I think Power and CT were unironically equal, and I don't think either have gotten better or worse. I think they're just the same.
I think maybe
And you have 1 in
I
B
mean,
and 1 in
that's
D.
why.
I
That's
think
why.
Power's
Listen,
gotten a little bit better.
I think this is accurate-ish of how they were last season, and they were a top 4 team. So what does that tell you about Whitlock? Like,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Well, he was
It's
like SS
I-
plus, so like I understand that.
Yeah, I
but
know.
I genuinely think
Yeah.
last season, just looking at stats, looking at the like eye test, these two were equal. Like they were like, in my opinion, at least Power and CT were almost identical. Like they
I
did,
can agree
I mean,
behind
they
that.
did
You
the
could put
same
CT
amount.
and
They did the
C-
same
if you
amount
wanna put 'em
for
in
the
C.
team, just different things.
If you want to put CT in C tier, I'm not gonna hate it. Like I don't think that's crazy at all.
I just think you move Power down.
Yeah, I
On
think
a-
you
on
moved
maybe-
Power down, to be honest.
I would
Okay.
agree.
I do think
I
Power's
don't-
gotten a little
yeah.
bit better, but you still got to move Power down if we're putting.
Then yeah,
CT
I mean, I'm comfortable with how I'm not too picky on Power B, C. Like Power to me is on the very edge of B and C, and CT to me is on the very edge of C and D. So I am comfortable with whatever on them. I'm not too picky on either side. Whatever the group decides, I'm with it.
Why not just top a C with Carl?
Sure.
Bloom.
let's
We
do
got
it.
we got Bloom. Bloom's up next.
Stewie, take us away. Your rising star MVP last season, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now teammate.
I actually got him in
Oh,
the
I grabbed
league.
Grant.
Fun.
Rising
fact.
Star MVP and Major 2 MVP.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Stu?
I mean, it depends on the day.
Hmm.
Like, Bloom hates getting demoed, obviously. Absolutely cannot stand playing T-Jack and Shaga, or Shaga and Clash DA, and or anybody that is physical. I mean, he's been playing really well as of
Yeah,
late.
you low-key doxing him. I ain't gonna lie. People are writing that down right now.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that in my brain for the Major.
I mean, I would throw him in high B, but I wouldn't be surprised if he could push into A. Defensive wise, he's an A tier player, but it depends on who he's playing against.
I think him and Grant are so comparable. I'm actually like a massive Grant Glazer. I think Grant is disgusting.
I think
Like
Grant's
everyone I
very
talk
good.
to say, "Oh, Grant's rising the star. Grant's rising the star." I
No.
think he's fairly Chow. I think he's like a B tier player in Chow.
It depends on the
Grant
day.
is so gross. At least when he's playing me, he's always gross.
I've known Grant for almost 5 years now, and I saw him when he was a diamond. When he was a diamond 1, and now he's progressed until now. When his only issue is mentality wise, when he's out of a series, he is out of a series. He
Oh,
cannot
100%.
he cannot physically handle it. Like
So
he'll sit there and just overthink everything. But as far as when he is playing his best,
but
I
he's
think when
pretty
he's playing
good.
his best, I think when he's playing his best, he's comparable to Flo.
So
yeah,
so at his best, he's top of B, but we're not talking about just their best. If we're talking about people's best, then Reese is going up to S tier. So
yeah, you have to change things
I
around.
would
So-
put Bloom right below Reese. Personally.
I agree.
yeah, I think they're pretty
And
similar.
then I would put Grant. Like I also agree, it's like right next to him.
I'd put those two right next to each other, to be honest.
agree.
Yeah,
I
don't
agree.
hate it.
I mean, I think they're better than Flushy, but I don't know.
I mean,
I mean,
Flush
again,
will
we'll
get
move it.
adjusted.
Don't worry.
this
we,
is
we
he
can,
was on the he was on the first team we placed.
yeah, we can move him
so
down.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm aware. I know, Rob.
I listen. If I had my words, he would be elsewhere. That's all I'm gonna say.
Rob, why are you
Very,
bouncing, bro?
very
I saw that. I
far
saw on the
elsewhere.
cam. Oh, you
I'm
bouncing.
excited.
But he's shaking the leg. Look, I had to stop myself from doing that because I was going too crazy. But anyways,
I'm hitting the monkey moon. Just lean
the
back in
last
chair.
two players we have to rank.
All right,
Stewie
Rob.
and Rob.
Rate Stewie. Here we go. Rate Stewie.
Stewie.
Should it be
Stewie
Rob
as
and then us
Stewie.
three?
I think
Throw
Rob
him in S.
Rob should talk about
Throw him
where
in S.
how good he thinks it is, and then yeah, throw him an S.
Somewhere
I agree.
else.
I
He's
completely
gonna
agree.
be in the S tier
And
at
then
the end of it.
Stewie,
I don't know where.
we could talk about Rob, and then we can go back through and figure out where we need to put everything.
Yeah. I'll read. Wait, let me read off Stewie's stats first, because Stewie's stats
And-
are.
And
Bro,
I
got
will
him
say,
right now.
and earlier we were talking about Rob and Swish are basically identical next to each other. So
Yeah.
are we thinking that's still the
Stew-
same as we look at this?
I don't know. I think Eli's way too high. I don't know.
Stewie's
Eli's
actually-
not been that. Eli has not been that good this season.
530
No.
points per game. 530 points per game with a 66% win rate over 47 games. If it were going off
One point
only-
and 1.4 goals per game with
Yeah,
a
if we're
36
going off-
shooting rate.
only production, there is an inarguable debate of Stewie at number 1. However, it's not only production.
I think you, as of right now, as it stands, you go Barry, Stewie, Busy for top 3.
Yeah,
Stewie,
that sounds good to me. I agree with that.
Stewie, it's you. What do you think?
It's
I know,
you.
obviously you want to fight for yourself, but
Yeah.
and
I mean,
I think there's an argument to be made. So I'll listen.
I think you can look at it. The difference, in my opinion, is now this can go both ways. This can be a worse thing or a bad thing.
Mhm.
I would argue these guys have played more games than me. That
Mhm.
can be taken into a context of like, oh yeah, you have a higher percentage in a lot of other things because you played more games. 47 games is a lot of games.
Yeah.
I mean, we're almost done with the season. These guys
many-
have
that's probably
played
as many ranked games as I
60,
play.
70 games. I mean, and they don't have as many goals. They're not
Mhm.
shooting as much. I
does.
mean,
I mean, but we're looking at goals per
Me and
average.
Swish both
Like
have
the
no
more
shots.
games you have, you would expect it to go down. No.
Goals per
that and-
average.
I mean, you can look at total score too.
Goals per average. Busy second, behind you.
One other thing I'd like to include is that you are supposed to have the most stats because you're the number 1 pick and your teammates are technically supposed to be the worst. So when it comes to stat production, like you like it's tough for Swish to average as many points because like he has another first round pick on his team. Right? While you are dominant in every facet, right? You also are supposed to have more stats than your teammates because if you have Nikola Jokic on your team, right? If you're Jokic, you can't be like, wow, look at my teammates aren't all-stars. My teammates don't have that many points. Look at how many I have when everything goes through you. So it goes a little bit both ways, I think, where it's the
Mhm.
expectation and compared to it. That said, I still think you were supposed to have the best stats, but you weren't supposed to have them by 100 points. So
JB
you would
JB
make
just
a
put in
very
chat.
good team.
before we continue on, JB just put in chat. Just in, Miracle's Chow reverse sweeps the Maulers.
That's rough.
Bro.
GG's to the Maulers.
Yeah, that's
They're
tough.
having a rough season.
Shega just dropped down the rankings. All right. My
Okay.
bad.
Yeah, for those who
Drop
know.
them all
This
down.
just
Get them all
Sheka
down.
just dropped to A. Clash drops to D.
Well. Shega dropping
I
down
mean,
once again.
personally-
Casual grinder.
I am
mean-
comfortable with either Barry or Stewie at number 1 and Busy at 3. I am comfortable.
Eli.
I'm
Yeah, those
confident
who
in
know about
that.
Clash in Game 5s. 2 and
I-
13.
I don't care who's number
Rob,
1 and
when
who's
you're
number 2,
playing
I think
against them, who are you more scared of on the
I
field?
haven't played against Stewie.
Okay. Well, that's
I've only
unfortunate.
played against
I
Stewie in
have,
one
but it was
ranked
the
match.
literally the first week of the season.
Okay,
Do
has
you
what I
take
played Stewie.
Who are you more
Busy's
scared of?
performances in Premier into
I haven't
consideration?
scrimmed Stewie since.
okay.
I think Busy is the least threatening of the 3 to me.
Right now,
Chow.
in form, yeah, Busy's still threatening right now.
Like,
but honestly,
Busy's an
if I'm
I
thinking
incredible
in my
disagree.
brain-
Damn.
If I'm thinking in my
Well-
brain, like thinking back, I would change it to Stewie because Stewie was way more threatening than Barry. Barry was just so easy to lock down for my team. Like he didn't even do anything.
What?
That's fair.
Trying to look at.
I mean, I think if
Trying to
there's
look at the
a,
draft again to see where Barry was picked.
I believe
think
he was
three.
picked number 3 overall.
He was picked number
Three.
3.
I have
Who
it
went
up.
second?
Barry was number 3. Nutmeg went number 2. And
Yeah.
I frankly,
went
I would
second.
I would put Nutmeg as my 4th overall player.
Rage went 30. Rage went 4th.
Rage went 32. Oh my god.
Rage,
Ooh.
Rage 32 went.
Well,
Those when
I
Power
think-
goes
nah.
22.
I think
Oh.
Rage would have been somewhere up here, but he just had the worst internet known to man. People didn't know.
Yeah.
He's on my
Yeah.
CSA roster, and until his internet went bad, he was like an absolute.
He's a good
he-
player.
He
No,
was
he's a
he was an
great player.
absolute menace. He's gotten so much better. People that really don't know. Unfortunately, at the start of the season, his internet is so bad because he's not at college. He's back home, and his internet was just unplayable. Like, and I think that honestly, obviously it's gonna hurt your ranking. One player that has actual horrible internet is Eli, and we still have him up here. But I mean, this guy's internet is actually.
I already
atrocious.
said my words on Eli. I
Yeah,
think
I'm
Eli's
cool.
too
I
high.
mean, one,
Eli's
two,
got to
three.
move down the
I mean,
list.
10. I mean, he's barely even a first rounder on this list right now.
I genuinely think you need to put Eli behind me. And
You
JD.
think
for this
Eli
season,
would be
you
a
need to.
Yes.
second rounder?
Yes.
This season you need to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just
Every
first
week,
thing we have
every
to do is we
much
have to
as Eli-
figure out. We have
as
to
much as
figure
I
out
love
our
you,
S
Eli,
tier first.
every week
Okay.
he has gotten worse.
okay. Let's
One
let's
thing at a time.
let's figure out our S
Figure
tier.
out the
Let's
S
figure out our
tier.
S tier.
How many people are allowed to be in it?
I think
5.
we
I-
should do
I say
5.
5.
I don't mind 6 just because it's like an even number at the end
Cool.
here.
Let's do 6. Let's do
just
6.
because it's gonna like
I think
look
Barry,
nice.
Stewie, and
Yeah.
Busy undeniably are S tier.
Mhm.
correct?
Yes.
We all agree.
Barry, Stewie,
Okay.
I
Yes,
would
okay.
also throw Pink in there.
I would. I don't think Pink is I mean, do you think Pink's better than Nutmeg?
No.
On the
No.
day I think so.
I think.
No.
I think
I
Nutmeg.
would
is
agree
The
with
question's
that.
not on the day; it's overall.
Yeah.
On average, is Pink better than Nutmeg?
Across the
I am
season,
more threatened by Pink than Nutmeg, if you want me to say that.
if you are rolling up to land and there is a team against you, are you more scared of Nutmeg or Pink?
Nutmeg.
I'm more
I'm
scared of Pink.
Pink.
Man, we have
Pink
a split
has
desk because
that
I'm way
peak
more scared
factor.
of Nutmeg. It's not even close.
Pink has that
I'm-
peak factor, and
Dude.
he can take over a series. He can 1v3 you with ease if he
so
wants
can
to.
so can Nutmeg.
No,
Not
Okay.
with the team he's on though.
What do you mean?
No, he can't.
Yo, dude, who does Pink have now?
Flo and
Pink has
CT Nivlak.
Flo and
Flo and
CT
CT
Nivlak,
Nivlak.
Oh, okay.
who you're rating
okay,
a bottom
like,
2 player in
Come
all
on,
of
CT
Chow.
Nivlak or Seppi the first? Like you
CT
say,
Nivlak.
like, oh, Nutmeg can't with his team. CT Nivlak is
Nivlak,
the
I
player
think-
right next
Okay,
to his
Flo and
teammate.
Eli. Which team's doing better
I
between
think,
these
it's,
two?
I think it's close this
Eli.
season. I think it's close this season. I do think
I'll
still
take
think it's
Eli slightly, but it's really close
So
this season.
Flo's
And- and
taken
That's
a
why
lot
and
of
also-
teams are so
also,
close.
I hate to say it, but we're talking about the teams. Like, yes, CT and Nivlak or CT and Seppi are close on this list, but I don't think like there's a gap. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna be honest. Like,
Yeah,
there
I
is a
think there's a pretty decent gap there.
like, there is a
Decent
gap,
gap
and it's expected. It's expected. He's got like he's a 1,500 salary. I mean, what were we ever expecting?
I mean,
I don't know. I also just think both those teams aren't going to make land. Anyways.
my series against Winnipeg, CT or my
Yeah,
goat Seppi the first. Let me. He averaged 80 more points per game than Eli.
I mean, didn't
I'm
you
not-
just say
like-
your whole strategy was just shutting down Nutmeg and Eli? That's
It was
like
just
a 2v3.
Nutmeg. It was
and you're
just shutting
fighting
down Nutmeg.
just Nutmeg.
We focused on Nutmeg, and he still put up 380 points per game against us. Like,
I'm not
every
gonna lie.
team-
Oh man, but I will say if Eli gets to LAN, he's going to be such a monster. But I will say we have to look at the whole season, and his internet being absolutely atrocious, I think, is a big factor to why
His
you guys are not
internet's
rating
bad.
him.
I also just
He
I don't
unironically
think he's
has
as good on LAN as you say he is. I've played
not
with him
as
on
good
LAN.
on
He's not as
LAN.
good as
He,
you.
oh my goodness, I just got mad.
You know about
Season
Season
9,
9, Eli?
season 9, even
Eli?
Just finished playing LAN with him.
even season 10, he did
With the Rising Star
fantastic against the champion.
Yeah, who was
Wasn't it-
your
Oh.
third for that LAN has?
J-Bay, but him and J-Bay put up comparable stats.
Stats? Give me, look at them on the field. They don't look the same. Eli is a monster. Are we serious?
Hold
We're
on,
not
hold on.
comparing
One thing-
Eli
one
and
thing at a
J-Bay right
time,
now. You're
one thing at a
making
time,
me
one thing at a
mad.
time. Get the S tier down to 6 people.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So
So before, instead of figuring out who
let's drop people
belongs
down.
there,
Let's drop people down.
exactly. So
Stratus, Mamba, Maidens Nate, Ecrux.
I would
all gone.
I would drop. I'm hesitant to drop Maiden's Nate.
Okay,
As well. He just. I
I'm
think he went,
not.
he got second at
who
major.
are
He
the
got
He's-
second in the
okay,
major
he's-
with Uday on his team.
He's top 4 right now in score per game.
but I think
He's
Hude.
good.
But
bro.
okay, but where did we put what's his name? Dicey right here, and we were all saying
I
literally
would put
all of us.
Uday right next to him.
Exactly. I,
They're just-
I think better though, and also we haven't ordered this yet, so we don't exactly know what this is going to look
Yeah,
like
fair.
in a few minutes. But like you're saying, he had Hude on his team, but Hude's not bad. And who else made it to the finals? Let me see here.
Me.
Yeah, who's the last player on your
You beat
roster at the time? It was Chris with a K, and I think Chris with a K would fit in this area also, like just as well.
I
In
think
fact,
he would.
in
yeah,
fact, I was
absolutely.
talking to you the other day. You said you wish you could go back in time and pick up Carl.
Draft Carl. Yeah.
I know I maybe
That's
said
true.
that out of pocket, but and Carl is also
Yeah,
here. So
okay.
you're saying
Sorry,
"Ooh,
Chris,
Hude."
if you heard that.
Sorry,
I
sorry,
love you
sorry,
anyway.
no, sorry, Chris, but I mean, at the end of the day, we're making us as the best teams as possible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I threw him under the
It's
bus
okay,
there a little
that's
bit,
okay.
but I'm just saying, we're at the end of the day, like put feelings aside. We're trying to make the best
Yeah.
teams you possibly can. You are not.
100%.
You're trying to go to land with the best possible team, and
Mhm.
I think if you're looking at that last major, you're saying mate it's Nate, but also look at the second rounder. I mean, DJ's also right here. So if you
I
think
think
mate it's Nate is
Nate
better than
is-
you think
Nate's
mate it's Nate is better
terrifying. I
than
think Nate's-
Swish, you think DJ's
Yeah.
comparable
I'm more
to you
scared.
two, and you guys
I
have a
don't know.
similar
I'm more
third.
scared of DJ. If DJ's playing smart, DJ's just better than me.
But that's
If
the
DJ
thing.
doesn't
Okay,
make
if-
some of the stupid things he does, he's just so much
But-
better
I
than
don't-
me.
okay. So first things first, no one thinks Stratus over these people, correct?
No, Stratus is
So
gone.
drop
And
Stratus to
and,
A.
and
Okay.
Ecrux. and
Drop
Ecrux.
Ecrux to A.
Okay,
And how many more do we need to take out? Two?
two
Okay.
more.
I would drop Tashega. I
would
saw
also
your
drop- I would
cursor
also drop
also
Mamba.
went straight to Tashega.
I would drop Mamba.
I would probably drop Mamba at the
Dude,
Mamba's
man.
Mamba doesn't
very
play the
top of
game like
A.
he used to. Mamba doesn't play the
very
game like
top
he
of A.
and
Very top of A.
my
Are
only
you not
argument.
liking these decisions,
my-
Stewie? You got quiet.
My only argument here, yeah, Stewie does not like. But my only argument that Mamba should be over Mate is Nate is once again.
Yeah, Mace-
I think DJ first off.
Mace, I do
not-
agree with you. Shega
not
on
only
on
is
hours
DJ
is top 3 top.
Not only is DJ comparable to you and Swish, like I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
But you guys beat them, and you guys have a comparable third. So now you're saying, on average, their team is better than yours, but you guys beat them pretty convincingly in the finals, right?
Play style matters.
So you think playstyle was
We
that
were
big
just
of a difference?
We were a better team. Yes, I think that's
Okay.
why we have 0 top 10 players in like consensus, and we're still number 1 is because the way that we work together.
Fair enough.
And I think that individually, like I think that Nate by himself is like he could take over. We're talking about taking over a game like Pink. Like Nate could do that. Like DJ could do that. Like I'm okay if we want to move one of them down to A, but my vote would be for.
And Stewie,
Nate staying
who do
A.
you think on this between the two should drop,
Between the two?
or between all three? To be honest, I mean Shega, Ecrux, Mamba, Mate Nate, Pink,
I
think he stays
mean,
there.
Nut.
I think you drop Nutmeg down. I mean, you want to say stats don't matter? They definitely matter because they tell the story entirely of how a team is doing. You said, Rob, you were saying that I have inflated stats essentially because I'm supposed to.
No,
Nutmeg does
said
not have that at all. There are 19 players ahead of him in score per game. 19 players.
You misunderstood what I said.
I did not misunderstand what you said.
I said you were
at
supposed
all.
to have more points, but not 100 more. That was a 0.2 used to be.
I say you drop Nutmeg down.
Okay, so you did misunderstand me, but that is okay.
I didn't misunderstand you at all.
Anyways,
I just said that. Okay, we can move past it. Anyway, go ahead. Sure, we can move Nutmeg down.
Mason, that's what I'm saying.
But what about the rest of
it?
it?
State S tier.
Okay. Wow. So we found ourselves our top 6. Any particular order that we like them?
Stewie, Barry, Busy, Pink.
We're doing Stewie now on top. Rob.
I'd take Stewie.
I care less about the individual.
I'm more afraid of Stewie than I am Barry.
At the end of the day, it's those two ranking them though.
I know.
Not us. We can
terrify me.
We can have some.
I terrify you?
Yeah, you scare me.
Why is that?
Because you do.
Okay.
All right, let's move
Messing
on.
with you.
Let's move on. We'll just leave it like this. If you guys don't have any opinions, we'll just leave it like that.
Too high.
No one said
I
anything.
mean, Mamba just doesn't play the.
We
I
have
mean,
to
Mamba
move-
just doesn't play the game. But
We got to move some people down out of A now. I think
Yeah, 100%.
there's too many people in A.
Too many
I think-
people in A.
I think the first two to go are Naira and
So
Blada.
probably 9 people in A, 9 to 12.
Yeah, probably 9 to 10 ish.
yeah, I'd move Nyrom and Vladat down.
Okay.
I agree.
Man, all right.
I also think we're a little high on Adola, just because that was the meme at the start.
I think
I don't know that guy.
I think Adola's really good. People just don't know him yet. I think he's gonna be.
I just haven't seen
just-
him play
I-
because
he-
his team is.
he
He
doesn't-
doesn't even have a
he
team.
doesn't
I mean,
have
he
a
doesn't have
team.
anybody. We have no way of telling because half the time it's just like some. I mean, or they either forfeit or it's like Blasky and him picking up some random 2 players to play with them.
I'm just saying if I'm looking at Adola and I mean I guess there are some stacked players here in Eli. I'm taking Adola probably. I'm taking Adola over JDE. I'm taking Adola over. Man, it's tough to say anyone else, but I guess those 3 maybe. I mean,
I think it's the same thing with Rick with Adola. There hasn't been enough sample size.
But at the very least, Rick has played a major and immediately got top 4, like immediately. Like he joined a roster that had literally done nothing but forfeit and forfeit. He beat the 1 seed. He beat the 8 seed. The 1 seed that was, to be fair, Fighter Vet, Bob, and Uncle Stan, and the 8 seed which was a Stratus, Pillow, and Mal. So he took down both of those teams. I think that alone, on a team that he's never played with before, against a team like Brainerd, who are literally always playing together, they're always scrimming, they're playing ranked. Beating that team with absolutely no synergy is incredible. So I don't know. But yes, we don't have a big enough sample size, so I'm not gonna. I don't want to.
don't have a big enough sample size for Rick either.
Yeah, so
That's what I said.
Sorry,
Rick's a mystery.
That's the guy I was talking about.
That guy could be gross. I have no idea, but
I think just for that you got to put him at bottom A.
Bro, do we have
we can have 12 in here. This doesn't look terrible.
How do we I personally I'm okay having Eli in here, but I think I would move him down a little bit.
Yeah, I would move him down to top of B.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
I'd
agree
move
with
top
that
to
too.
Do we
top
think
of B.
do we think Adala is like that guy? Do we want to put him in
I think you
that
put.
spot?
I just genuinely think you can't rank Adola.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
How many games has he played? I mean,
I think less than 20. It's got to be less than 20.
it's.
I'll check for you.
I mean, trying to look at stats to see what he has.
He has 29 games played, 41% win rate, 343. Like that's just kind of average stats. A little bit above average.
Yeah, but he's also has
He's playing with Ari and full strength.
if you were given Ari and Ren, like you are not dropping
He has
200.
the same win rate as Busy right now. So I don't think we should.
He also has
take
less
stats
points per
as
game than
weakness.
Ari.
Yeah, I just
But,
I don't know. He has less points per game than
I
Kirby.
think you're too I think you're too high on him. I think It's one of those players where you're a glazer of them.
I think it's
and-
just you just don't know yet. Who else am I a glazer on that I'm way too high on? Please, name one player has. You can't.
No, I was
Damn.
saying it's one of those players where like I wasn't talking about you specifically.
You said Zom's one of those players that you glaze. Who else then?
No, like
Okay.
I'm saying in general, like when someone has like an RLCS where they glaze.
All right. All
moving
good.
us
Just say you
forward.
can't name one more player. All good. Moving
Moving
on.
us forward, are we comfortable with all of A tier?
JD probably drops
Do
down.
we want to
but-
reorganize anybody? Like, do you think
I think-
Swish is better than Stratus?
I think so.
I think Swish is better than Stratus.
I think so too, to be honest.
I think Swish is better than Ecrux.
I would put Swish right behind Nutmeg.
I would agree with that.
I can get behind that.
And the
I
stats
think
don't lie.
I think you move Ecrux and Stratus around too.
Hey, see that? Shaq got 9.
I think you put Ecrux right above Solus.
I mean, this is like Swish and Rob is 2 first-round players on the same team.
Yeah.
I'm
Exactly.
comfortable with wherever
And-
I am.
and-
I think I'm A tier, but anywhere in it, I'm okay with you guys.
They're
I just think DJ
They're a good
is so. I think
They're a
DJ
very
is
good team.
cracked, dude. I think
DJ
DJ's
is
cracked.
cracked. I would put him over Solus, and I don't know Ecro.
I wouldn't put him over Ecrux, but I would put him over Solas.
All right.
And then
Some of these people we just don't have enough sample size to
I'm
actually
assuming,
know.
I'm assuming me and JD are sticking.
Yeah,
I
I
assume.
kind of just
Alright.
leave Rick
Might-
there, and
JD's really good, but I just
JD
wanna
is really
see-
good.
I want to
think
see
he's
him
better than you
compared
guys.
to MCS people more too. Same with
Yeah.
Rick.
I mean,
Alright.
him, you had dual berry.
Looking at B now. What do we think?
Eli Adalin.
Pillow immediately
think-
down at C.
I think the top 6 in B, I like the order of.
I think Bloodad's too high.
I'm okay with that. Sure, we can move him down. if you'd
I
like.
think you move him down.
How much do you think he's more comparable to
Right,
Bob?
maybe
Do you think
right
he's
I
more
think he's-
comparable to
T-Jack.
T-Jack?
Right
I
behind
think-
TJ.
I think he's behind Bob and Fighter Vet.
Wow.
Interesting.
Really?
He's been out producing me ever since we got him.
To be fair, Rob,
I still
a lot
think
of on the field, you are keeping speed high, comms up, bumping, demoing, stealing
That's true.
boost. Like you are doing a lot more. That's why I'm really high on you, is because you have these stats and you also do all this other stuff. That's why
you.
why I am personally much higher than you than other people, because you have the stats and you do all that stuff. But
That's what I'm
I
saying.
guess if Blodot has more stats and that's your argument,
I would
don't know.
I would even argue for Rob over Stratus.
I don't know, but
That's
let's
what I
move
would
past
say.
A.
Can't
Let's
do
stop looking at A.
anything with
Let's stop.
Rick,
Let's
yeah.
stop. Let's stop looking at A. But let's look
Cool.
at B. We're talking about Blodot. We already said Flo and T-Jack are like glue, like they're next to each other. So do we think
Yeah.
Blodot?
I view
I just
Blodot
asked.
and Flo very similarly. I think that I would expect them to be the best, or arguably the best third man on any team in Chow.
Yeah.
And they're like good second round picks. I'm comfortable with, if you want to put Blodot behind T-Jack, in front of T-Jack, in front of Flo, I don't really care.
I'd put him behind TJ.
That's what I
I'd
was
put him.
thinking
I'd
too.
put him where
He's
you
great.
just had him. Actually,
Fighter Ven.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't think he's better than Fighter Vet.
Bob and
Blushi
Reeves.
immediately has to go down.
I would.
I would put Flushy right below Straight.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Where even a straight? There he is. I would agree.
And I think Papa moves up above Blue and Grant.
I also
I agree.
like, this might be crazy, but like looking at C tier, like I kind of want to move up Carl and or Power.
Maybe up Carl Pillow down. I think Pillow's C
Maybe
tier,
not. No,
B tier.
Carl's not quite.
No,
I
I
just-
don't think.
just
I don't think
love the
Carl's
way
better than
that
Pillow.
I love the way that he plays, but I agree. Maybe he's
I
not
think
great.
you could switch Pillow and Power.
I think Pillow's like very, very consistent though. Like,
He's
really
consistent,
good.
but he hasn't had that great of a season.
I
Like arguably
I
when
think-
Mal's there,
yeah.
Mal's arguably better.
All right.
I think Pillow's better than Mal.
So
I'm okay with this order. It seems like it makes sense, at least enough.
all right. So now down to C. Do we think anybody needs to go up or down, or what do we think?
I think Zom's over Divine. As much as Divine's my teammate, Zom's is easier to play
Totally.
with.
I low key think Check My Circle should be like kind of where Flushy is. Maybe I'm like just.
Yeah, no, I actually agree with that. I think Kirby
Wow.
should be down farther.
I think that guy's like actually like really good.
I also
I'd-
think Pop should be a little bit more down.
a lot of
I
other
have
people
my
think he's
opinions.
not.
I think he can be very good, but he just hasn't been. He's very hard to play with. He's a cool guy.
That's fair. Yeah.
I've played with him. I think he's chill.
I
But
can
like
see him being hard to play with.
all I'm gonna
Yeah.
say is I genuinely thought it was easier to play with Divine, not Divine OG, Divine, than Check
Yeah.
My Circle,
Well,
and that's hard to do.
that's fair. I'm okay with having him a little bit lower too. I just think his ceiling is like higher than everyone. Everyone below him in C tier right now. I think he has a higher ceiling than like when he
Yeah.
is like on like that guy is like really good. But I could also be rating him more off of ceiling than I should be right now. I'm
I
comfortable with
mean,
him
Can
lower.
you,
I think
can you provide an
his.
example of when like he showed that ceiling?
I mean, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna
when-
lie. I think his ceiling is like up here though. Like if we're talking about
agree,
ceilings, like
I
his ceiling
agree.
is like up
Yeah.
here, but like his
Well, that's
floor is
why
like here. So
That's why I just think he should be slightly higher in
Okay.
C, is because like I think like when we played him in T-Jack and Divine, like he was scary on ball. Like he was like actually he gave me pause when he was doing things, and he was productive off ball, and he impacted the game in a number of ways, and he played really fast and applied a lot of pressure, and it wasn't the best always, but like when it was flowing and working, like that team was specifically Circle, like I had never seen him before, so I was like focusing on him. I felt I was really impressed. I'm also like, but then again, we could move him down. I also think the people right below him are very good too. So I'm cool with whatever.
all right. Well, it looks like we came to a consensus to move him up a little bit, but are we good with everybody here? Any last thoughts in C tier?
I think you could go up Zoms, to be honest.
I agree. Zom's ahead of Stan.
I think Zoms ahead of Stan.
Hooray!
Pop.
And
Pops.
or even Pops, yeah.
I think him and Dicey are pretty comparable.
Yeah.
I just think Zom's is better than Check My Circle too, though.
I
but
love
that's
Carl,
just
but
me.
I think Carl should be lower.
I think
Good, yeah.
Flushi's still too high.
Yeah, I agree with both of those, to be honest.
I think Flushy, you put Kirby and Flushy next to each other, and you put Flushy ahead of Kirby.
I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's recency bias. I do not rate Flushy that highly right now. It might be recency bias. He might have had a bad day, but he just couldn't hit the ball. Like I don't know. He made a lot of silly mistakes. that
T-Jack,
day.
how does Rob build such good teams when his takes are so bad?
Who knows?
That's what
All right,
that's
all
what
right.
T-Jack
Well,
does.
you know
All
what?
right.
it
What
is?
what
You know
else?
it
What
is?
else? Sorry.
It's because I have more than one series of data on the people that I draft, and I have one series of data on Check My Circle.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
CT
comfortable
Nivelak
with
deserves
it.
C tier. I don't think he deserves D. He's better than Mikey. He's better than Mal.
I agree with that. I played with him in
Better than-
CSA, and he
better
was
than-
pretty
better than
easy to play
Kirby.
with.
Yep.
I think
but
Kirby's worse than Divine OG.
Once again, this is up to
I-
Rob and Stewie. So I mean, if they think
Yeah.
he's this bad, that's up to them. So what
Yeah.
what do y'all think?
I mean, I put him there in the first
I'd,
place.
I'd
right?
I'd keep him there. I
Like,
mean,
like no disrespect. in
rot.
any way.
I wouldn't move him. I wouldn't move him above Dicey. No way.
Let him rot. Anyone?
No,
Is there
Steve
anyone
isn't
that
a
should
drama.
drop?
I
Anyone that
mean-
should drop
Dicey
down
yet
to
again.
D tier? Anyone that should drop down to F tier? Should we just delete
I'm
F tier?
just
I don't
like
think so.
not gonna act
I've-
like Dicey just won Challenger last season.
Yeah.
Let's
He
delete
did.
F
Mal-
tier.
Mal-
Let's delete F tier.
I
Then.
think Mal should be D tier.
I would move Mal down. I would move Flushy and Carl down, and put Clash at the top of C.
Rob.
As much
don't
as
hate
as
that.
much as
Yeah,
we
I
want to
don't
say
hate that.
Clash is bad, Clash is
No, I
like,
don't. Clash
he-
impact winning in a lot of ways that other people don't. And
I mean,
it's
he's the
like,
second round pick on the team, but I mean, he's
Yeah.
like he's been a first round pick in the past and is definitely capable of it. I mean,
There's a joke going around about like Clash DA with mechanics. Like,
You
like,
think you go
guys-
Prem's with Max?
yeah, but like,
Do you think he'd be better
unironically, like,
if he had mechs? All right.
okay. The way that he approaches the game with positivity, and he's a leader, and he keeps his teams locked in, and they have a game plan, and there's
Mhm.
confidence. Like I think that he impacts the game a lot of ways outside of what maybe we see or don't see mechanically.
He's also
And
annoying as hell to play against, and if you
yeah,
if you're a
Yeah.
player that
Yeah.
tilts easily, you probably think Clash is A tier. I mean,
I would be comfortable moving either Clash and or Power up to B tier. Like I think both of them have
I think if
a
you do that,
real-
you got to move 1 or 2 people down, like a Bloom or Bloom Grant
well,
Pillow.
B
One
is
of those guys.
B is
got
the
it.
average tier.
no, I think it's fine if we add more people to B. I don't think it's a big deal.
And it would I mean I would move Power and Clash up and then I would feel very good about it.
I would
keep-
move
think that,
Power.
like-
I would, if anything, I would move Clash up, but I would not move Power up. I think Power is a mechanical player, but
Okay.
Power lacks the, I guess you could say
Consistency.
yeah,
Mm.
but like that consistency plays directly into how well he or how good he is on defense. I find
Yeah.
it a lot harder to score on Clash than I do scoring on Power. I
That's
feel
also
like
about
there are times
Power
where I will
peaking
put a
in
ball
defense
towards
big
Power
times.
and something just happens in his mind where he doesn't hit it. But that's
Yeah.
I'm just diving into bullshit at that point. But like
All right.
I wouldn't move Power up.
All right.
I'm okay with
We're
it.
gonna, we're gonna
So-
try and finish
And,
finish
and
this.
you
in the
said
next 3 or
move
3 to 5 minutes.
Flushy.
Down.
Okay. How about how far?
Yeah, I think Flushy needs to go next to Kirby.
Yeah.
If
Flushy,
that's
then
the
Kirby.
case, like how did me, Swish, and Chris with the K lose to Solus, Flushy?
I
and
think
Fiona?
Solus is good.
Okay,
I think
also,
Solus is good.
I think something needs to be said about on the day. Rocket League is so day by day. It's insane.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
so day
Yes,
by day. It's insane.
it
And
is.
Rob, it's not even just day by day. It could have just been like your team had the
Yeah.
1 in 100 game where your team didn't play good. It literally
Right,
could have just been it.
right.
And they
Yeah.
played whatever. It could have been that.
Yeah. We need to
Yeah.
look at the
I
ball
mean,
chaser, low key.
Like
I don't really know. I do think Solus is really. I think Solus is probably being underrated a little bit, but we'll just have to leave it at that.
Yeah, Divine, you're not in this tier list because you didn't play this season. You played like a week. That was
It's
it.
only people currently in a roster.
Divine
Oh,
played
okay.
15
Also worth noting, we lost in game 5, and Chris with the K had 150 less points per game than anyone else in the lobby.
Exactly.
GG. Like he wasn't having a good series. Like, and that happens.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that
I
makes
mean, it's
sense.
just
Okay.
the same. I mean,
Well, he was.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's calm down.
Those who know. I actually feel
Alright.
really good about this list. I
I-
think that
I-
the majority of this list is like
I think
very
it's pretty good.
solid
I
and
think
makes
it's
a lot of
pretty good.
sense.
I agree.
I mean, Zomzom should be up here, but all good though.
Yeah.
All good
I think
though,
Zoms,
guys.
Zoms, you're in the tier above us. I'm telling
Next season.
Yeah.
Next season.
Next
Zoms,
season.
Chow,
Trust me, if
second
I'm
round
subbing
pick.
up to Prem, I'm not losing. All right, my bad.
Oh,
All right, get me
seven
out of
Doesn't
here.
know about
Wait a
doesn't know
minute.
about doesn't know about Has and Prem.
Let me save this and I will upload it later.
Oh, we just leaked my first name and last name on stream. Yo.
Poor
What?
poor
Clip it.
Seppi.
Clip it. All right.
Did we put
I mean,
was
not-
is there nobody in F tier?
Yeah.
We
No.
got rid of it.
No, I
Good.
literally just deleted
I-
F tier.
It's not
Good.
really
What?
poor Seppi because he's quite literally 80 sal lower than every other player in the league. Like,
Yeah, I don't think it's any diss to Seppi. It's just
Yeah.
just how
I
it
mean,
is.
he should be
He got drafted second round Chow. Or sorry, Rising Star. I mean
second round rising star.
he got moved up by Iwu because it was easy. Not because it was the
Seppi,
best decision.
Seppi did hit a disgusting shot against my team. If you watch this stream match.
Well, but your team's terrible. God, you're losing to chicken. All right.
buddy, yeah, that was with Flo. Flo sucks. Flo sucks.
I just
I love.
like genuinely that will never we can't ever let that die. I mean, you lost to chicken.
No, you're saying you just bring to the I lost to Chica when I just swept like the team that had the best league play
And you
record.
still lost to chicken.
okay.
And you still
Exactly.
lost to chicken. That's
How
just,
do we
the
feel
other
about
teams
our
are some
tier list?
bums. I
We
think it's pretty good.
I think it's solid. I think y'all cooked.
I mean, I don't think we give my teammates enough credit, but that's fine.
I mean, they're top,
yeah.
what, 6 plus 9, 15, 16, 17 plus
They're top
9,
25 players.
26. They're top 30 right now. They
Yeah.
were drafted 32 and 33, and they're both like 28 and 29. So like,
That they're
They-
over expectations.
yeah, they're both good.
Unlike
value.
you,
That's good.
Stewie, who went under. All right, my bad.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah,
start more
I'm
rage
just
bait.
terrible.
More rage
Yeah.
baits.
You and
I
I'm
went,
just
hey,
terrible.
I
I
also
love
went under. I went at the 7 pick, and I'm way down.
Oh, my game.
Jeez.
I see what
Also-
happened. I see what happened.
I
Oh,
would like to personally
What?
ask GMs for a little bit more comp.
what?
Um,
I just
Right
screwed
now-
I
up.
mean, you picked yourself 15th, Rob.
There we go.
You can't say that.
no, I mean not in Chow.
You
Chow,
did
we
pick
have
yourself
plenty
in
of comp.
15th in Chow.
No, I know. I'm just talking about like for franchise this season. Like,
Oh well, it's. I mean, it's
I-
easy to be a good GM when you
All
pick
right.
yourself 15th.
let me
We
get some more comp.
Yeah, we just need
We-
more comp.
are done.
We're done.
Let's
We're
go.
done. We're done.
Good job, boys.
I'm just, yeah, I'm so
Rob,
happy.
Stewie,
Yeah,
uh,
actually, well,
you guys were an absolute pleasure.
Fun.
This was a
Thanks
good
for having
time. Make it a
Might-
fun
yeah.
list.
might have started off a little bit rough.
I don't know why
I
it's
will
doing
say
that anymore.
one final thing. There's a YouTube video that came out about my rematch team in the chat. You should give it a view, give it a like. It supports us. We're competing in the North American Major. Just saying what's up. Getting more content for the game. It's from
Yeah.
Stripes. You like it? It's fun. Okay, thank you. That's all.
Yeah,
All right.
Rob, we'll see you back here later.
Yeah, I'm gonna go scrim. I have a rematch scrim in 13 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm gonna go do that. Are you guys good for like an hour without me?
I mean, this
Yeah.
is already taking way longer than we ever expected. So we're
Good
just gonna keep
eats.
going. So we should be all right.
Sounds good. Okay, have fun. Thank you again for having me on. It was a pleasure, Stewie. Nice list. Thanks for making it with me. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I look forward to competing with and against the majority of you guys for.
Alright.
Rob, I'm gonna
Yeah,
hit you up for
definitely.
scrims this week with our
Sure.
child teams.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Fantastic.
All
Bye.
right.
Thank y'all
Bye.
for joining us.
Having a
Say bye to
time.
All right,
Rob.
we'll see you. We'll see you later, Rob.
Bye,
And
guys.
thank you as
Hope
well
you
for
on
joining
later.
us, Stewie. You were an absolute pleasure. Always welcome. And fantastic. All right. That
All
we are
right.
at 3.5 hours, and
All
we
right,
are
let's bring in Mogi
only
and Maz.
getting to Prem.
And
Luck,
Maz,
okay,
whatever the
the
fuck.
Mace.
All
so
right, guys.
luckily with Prem, it is a lot shorter, so it should go a bit quicker. Let's get everybody in here.
The videos and important links.
We in here, boy.
Oh,
Wait, Mace, you got your cam to work?
Yeah.
good eats.
What happened? I thought you said it
It
broke.
was, I think it was a cable.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Let me.
I made Mogi buy a cam for this.
All right.
So
I had
tough.
a $100 gift card. I had to spend it.
All right. Let me get these
My bad,
in
Mog. My bad, Mog.
here.
It's okay. Oh, it's okay.
How you boys doing today, though?
Doing great, man.
Glad to
Doing
hear.
Man,
it.
Mace, yeah.
I mean-
Mace, I appreciate you feeling for Wesley since he
Yeah,
said he
Oh, yeah.
he's just feeling bad. He's not feeling well.
Yeah, I'm.
I
This
think
is
his flight
this is
also got
taking.
delayed.
This is taking.
His flight got delayed, and
way
then he
longer.
said he got back, but he said he's not feeling well anymore.
He's probably
a lot of-
hungover, bro.
He's probably hungover. I don't know. Too much sauce with Hercules.
All right.
Wow.
Oh, those
Wow.
But I sauced a
go.
lot.
Okay, I got you. Let me
Yeah,
get.
where your glasses at, Moogie?
I don't feel like wearing them. I don't wear them when I play the game. They're uncomfortable with the headset.
So that's why you're
I
bad.
feel bad.
That's true.
I
That's
hate
why
you
you
guys.
went. That's why you went at my 3. That's why you went at my 3.
I actually try to get contacts, but
That's
I
why
just
we were
can't
losing
do it.
those ranked games last night. All right. All right.
That's real.
Dude,
The
we had
specimens.
Prodigy. We were against Prodigies.
The
bro.
prodigy.
Last
The
night was
prodigy
evil, bro. That was
homunculized, bro.
actually evil comms.
Homunculi.
All right. If
Look
YouTube
it up on
Poppin is
YouTube, by
on,
the way.
if YouTube Poppin is on the stream,
All right.
that's where the list will be in.
Yeah, the list is. There we go.
We'll leave YouTube rank yourselves last. Like don't rank yourself until you've ranked.
Yeah,
everyone
I'm putting myself at 1, by the way.
Yeah.
I'll
but
drag you two down here, but let's
Start
get
with your-
going. And
Start with your teammate Wesley.
B.
throw
Like
them up
top of
there.
B.
Fire. Yep. Instant fire.
Yeah. It's gonna be
Yeah,
a
well-
little bit hard to give your
I think
reasoning.
Gav is like
He's kind of tough. Like when he's an ISO though, he's tough.
yeah, I agree.
However, that
So-
is
so-
Mogurt. That is Mogurt
So
Mahabra.
he's tough, he's good, and I agree. But we didn't get a tier. What are we doing?
I think he's an S tier.
All right,
I
fantastic.
think
can
he's
get
like-
behind that.
I think he's like top at A tier for me. I feel like if he's having
I
like a really good game, like he's the best
Yeah.
player on the field.
Okay.
But I think like at his floor, I believe he's like a very good player, but I don't think he's like enough to have like a lot of impact on the field.
And
Mhm.
don't worry, we can always move people around later. So if you like realize
Yeah.
later like Like we're gonna try. I mean, I guess there's less players in Prem, so we might do less players in S tier, but maybe like 4 people in S tier.
4 to
so
5.
yeah.
Wait, I got a
45.
call. 1 sec. I got a call.
Oh.
Oh, guy's
Okay.
popular.
Video games are calling, bro. Yeah, bro. We're packing it up.
All right.
Yo, do you pause the
Go.
game to
Back
be
it
here?
up, back it up.
Rest of the team for the Maulers here. We got likewise.
Likewise
Chez.
is C tier.
Yeah, C tier.
I
Alright.
can get behind that too. Ches
D tier.
D. Mm.
D. But those
Yeah.
who know about what they're trying to do though.
I mean, we
Yeah,
we
they're
just
trying to
played
get
them
Catman
yesterday.
Nemo, bro.
I don't know. Ches was literally the only reason we won that series. We had no business winning that series with how we were playing
Yeah,
yesterday.
but I was playing like LeBron, bro. Come on, boy. Come on.
Yo, why is Haas not on this tier list? What the hell? Why am I not on this tier list?
That's
You're
true.
owned,
Those who
buddy.
know.
Yo,
Owned by
we should
Kyle
actually
Loki.
need to add Solus to this tier list. I think he's played more games than Wesley. Like, I'm not even trolling.
Solus
Yeah.
G, yeah.
Catomac, S
Too-
tier.
Too late. Well, let me fix this. There we go. That looks better.
Boys,
Catabac
slow
S tier.
down.
Yeah.
I got called. I was told absolutely that I was crazy for putting him top 5 like a week ago. In my
No,
You
Or
wanna
two.
know? You wanna know who told you?
I mean,
It was Sean, bro. Sean is the biggest troll of all time.
Are we
Sean is
serious?
a big troll.
So you,
Yes.
so you're taking it back now? What you were talking to me about my tier list? Oh, I'm getting mad right now. You know, I was attacked by the wolves, the dogs, every single person in Twitch chat going, "Why you putting Catomac top 2 or whatever it was?" And now he's S tier, where we said there at maximum going to be 4 people. Are we serious? All right, moving onwards. How about the
We're
rest
gonna have
of
the
this team?
Stewie Rob S tier and have like 40 people in there.
Surely Wubik Whitlock's just double
Hey, we
D
fixed
and
it.
F.
We fixed it.
Yeah,
we fixed
D.
it.
I'd put Whitlock in D
We're
Yeah,
locked in
Wubik is
D
IDF.
and Wubik.
and F.
Wow.
I don't think Wubik's F tier. I mean, I guess we have to put someone in F tier, right?
Mace,
You don't have
can
to. I mean, we deleted the
stats?
F tier in Chow.
He's
Or
like
his
3 for
stats,
like
but-
40, bro.
Okay.
I guess yeah, he hasn't really proved like he was a really dominant child player, but he hasn't proved himself at all in Premier. So I can agree. I guess that makes more
Yeah.
sense.
All right.
There's a bit of a jump from Chow to Prem.
I feel like F tier should be reserved for the worst players on the worst teams that are not even going to make land.
That's
and this
is that
team
not that team?
is this team making land right now? This team I know.
They're in like 6 or something. So.
They're in
Okay,
fourth,
okay,
they're
so
in
they
fourth.
are
They're
kind of
getting
are on
carried
the
by
edge.
major points.
They're
Okay.
4-4, and they got 6 points from the major.
Okay. We'll leave it there then. Water.
They're
Don't
one-
need
they're
to-
I mean,
They're
S,
1
come on,
point
bro.
behind my tier.
Why did I even say anything? My bad.
You
Oh,
could have just put him there.
Roxy F tier because he's a DDoSer, but it's all good.
Yeah, he's low key a
Uh,
demon, but he's
okay,
A
But you
DDoSer.
put him at
Okay,
like what? You put him like
yeah,
what?
yeah,
Wesley,
yes,
no?
yes, he is a DDoSer, but pure skill.
And his skill, I think
He's
he's
probably
above
like a C.
likewise.
Because
Like
surely,
high,
sure,
like high as C.
this is just an MCS tier. Surely he's not DDoSing an MCS. I mean, hopefully not.
No.
I mean,
hopefully,
no, but
hopefully not. That's what I'm saying. Like that would be insane. That would be insane. So where'd you say then?
I think he goes above likewise on C
Yeah.
tier.
Yeah, I
I
can
think
combine
high
that.
C.
That's pretty valid. Yeah.
I think
Fishy?
Fishy goes below likewise in C tier.
So you think they got an A and 2 C tier players?
You agree
Yeah,
with that,
Yeah,
Mace?
because I mean, Roxy like he's 1900, but he's like a 17 like high 1700 player because he literally played me to get 1900 when he was DDoSing. So
Before you rank this Duluth team, just know they got 3-1'd with me,
All
and I
right.
put up 410 points a game.
Damn, it's crazy how no one asked though.
That is kind of
that's a Has
true.
Legacy series. I can't lie.
I was not a Has Legacy series.
That's like the only.
How'd
series
you
I've
get
ever-
against us?
Like that.
All right, Sean.
Part little year peak one, bro.
What are we thinking about
Sean,
Sean?
Sean, I think he's like,
Avalanche.
yeah, I think he's an A player though. Might be the best enabler.
Over Gav, under Gav.
Might be the best
Under.
player in the world
Under
when
Gav.
he's echoing in his own
Gav.
net.
How about the rest of the
That's
team?
true.
I think Forza
Forza,
is below Wesley,
yeah.
probably.
I mean, in
I think
rankings, this team is
Tox-
doing pretty good.
I think
right
you
now.
put Tox with Sean. Tox is just so hot and cold.
I don't.
Yeah,
think
Tox
is
is
a
really
level player.
inconsistent. I'd
I-
put him high B.
I would put
If
him
it-
in between Forza and Wesley.
I think he's
If-
better than
'cause,
Forza.
like,
I don't know
yeah,
why.
'cause, like if Tox is on, isn't he like the best player in the lobby? Like
No.
can be.
No.
Like if
maybe
he's
maybe
having-
like 5 years ago
Yeah,
when I was
That the has takes. I'm low-key getting a little bit mad.
I just don't. Tox looked the best player. Like the best
I mean,
player.
according to
in the game they were
Haz, I
playing.
should be D tier right above Whitlock. No.
That's true.
Yeah, you should
That's true. Better mix than
Jose has
Whitlock.
better
Better
mix than
mix than Whitlock. All right.
be. Better Max and Whitlock.
And
Rash.
this is already going so much faster than the other list, just because. I mean, there's so many less players.
It's just
We're prepared, bro. We're prepared. We know these
I
guys.
think Trash is above Wesley.
Yeah, he's low key a D. He's cold on offense.
he is.
And
It's not cold on
this,
defense.
this is the best player on the team, and I don't think they're doing great.
They've only played people with subs, basically. So I don't
Okay.
know.
I mean, they played me and 2 Rising Star players. So.
Oh, those who know.
All right.
Where was your chat players?
They were gone.
They were gone. They couldn't play.
GG. All right. Well,
Yeah, he ended up playing with Hero and Duke. It was GG's from the start.
that's low key kind of fire,
Yes.
though. I'm not gonna lie. Crim 6.
Like above Roxy. Like he's not.
Yeah, he's high C.
Is
He's
he
a
better
good
than
defender.
Force?
No.
This is like AK's carry.
No.
This is like AK's like LeBron, like Sunshine. Like
King.
his
I
actual.
mean, he is rank A. So,
His
in his
actual.
heart, so.
His actual
Crim
like
6 is
god.
rank A?
No, in his heart though. In his heart.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
He's not Brian.
I was about to say.
Calm down.
I was like, wait,
All right.
what?
Does he know?
Tricky. I love Tricky. I mean, he's F tier though. I'm sorry, Tricky.
You
I-
don't think Tricky's better than Whitlock?
I've played with Whitlock. Like
He's cold.
he's honestly not that bad. Like,
Who
I
would
don't-
you rather play with, Wubik, Whitlock, or Tricky?
Tricky.
Whitlock.
I would rather play with
Tricky?
Tricky to be honest. Like just because it's
Actually,
like
wait.
if we're,
In threes.
if we're talking
Tricky.
skill wise, probably Whitlock. But like for personality, I feel like Whitlock's like a little quiet. Tricky's like more
Like,
fun.
then what do you put the order of those 3 players then?
Tricky, Whitlock,
I
Wubik.
think I think Tricky's above Wubik.
If
Yeah.
like you're making your
That's how
team,
I would
you
do
need
it.
a third rounder. You're about to draft. You have Tricky, Whitlock, and Wubik. You're drafting Whitlock, then you're drafting Tricky, then you're drafting Wubik in that order.
Yeah, but before I draft any of those guys, I'm just picking my Chow player.
You're picking Solus?
Yep.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I'm picking Solus over
Oh.
most third rounders to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Hacks,
No.
no printer.
All right. Oh,
No RB, no RB.
those who
We're not
know
rage baiting.
the gaming
We're not
cafe
rage-baiting.
warrior.
Oh,
The gaming
fourth best-
cafe warrior. The ceiling
Oh,
falling on
those
his
who know about
head,
the
king.
ceiling.
wait, Mace, I gotta send you a picture, bro. It's so funny.
I think
Is it off Night
Night
Fang?
I think he's like A, low A.
Oh,
He's worse than
dude.
Sean.
I think he could go in between Trash and Wesley to be honest with you.
You think he's
Like-
worse than Trash?
They're both first rounders.
mean,
I
They're
think
both
Night
on
Fang is so
underperforming
good.
teams.
Night Fang's just easy to play with.
Easy to
It's also
play
easy to
with.
play
He's had Gray and Hahabu on his team, and both were not doing fantastic. And I
Dropping
believe
Hahabu
Hahabu
might have been the worst
Yeah,
roster
that
move
was
of all time.
crazy.
Like I'm
not gonna
sorry,
lie,
but like
like-
Hahabu is like insane, and they still weren't performing with him. I don't
What
know
is
how.
that?
What?
That picture that Mogi just
Oh,
sent. I don't know if
buddy.
you,
It's
I don't know if,
Night-
you, I don't know if you
yeah,
can get it on the stream.
buddy, it's Night Fang's entire ceiling collapsing. I could definitely get it on the
Oh
stream.
wow.
Hold on, let me.
Just some of that insulation on the plate. Might have to save it.
Where'd you send it?
Yeah.
Where'd you send it?
It's in
General.
Jen. It's
In
in Jen.
Jen.
Oh my gosh. Let me save this image and just throw it on stream right quick. You know-
Night Fang was running a twos game probably, and he just got this, bro.
He got demos there.
But RL, yeah.
Oh my!
Hahabu was trying to rock him.
Did you get it on stream?
I'm about to. And he's
Yeah,
like,
Habu actually trying to slime him.
Yeah, no, but I don't know why they ever dropped Boo. That guy was a demon when we played
Yeah,
him in
I don't know.
scrimmage.
I love playing with Hahabu.
that
only
that,
striking guy on that team.
mid
That's
game.
the only team to beat our full roster, like when we're actually playing good.
Let's just slap that right down over here.
Yeah,
For
let's just
everyone
put
to
that instead
see.
of our logo.
Forever.
Yeah,
No,
put that in front of our X. Yeah, we don't need a
ev-
we don't need a,
if you need to know
our socials to be promoted.
it's all right. You should know. That'll just go right up there. His just ceiling. I think the other image is funnier where he's just pointing at it, dude.
I gotta send that one. Who else we got? Gray.
All right.
I think
Gray's
Gray's
great.
like,
He's kind of old,
like-
bro, but he's nasty.
I think he's like,
He's so fast.
I put him in between Fishy and Likewise for me. Like whenever I've played him, like he's done absolutely like nothing on the ball.
I'd put him at low
Yeah.
B.
Love you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up stats. Let's see the stats.
I mean, you
Well,
guys
it's
are
gonna be
you,
like inflated
you
towards
guys
him
said
'cause he played,
between
like,
Crim
20 games.
6 in Roxy or bottom of B, so why not just top of C?
I think Crimsix is better than Gray, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Gray's got 352 average points.
If it was like 7 years ago, like 6-7 years ago, like Gray's better.
But Gray is the sixth fastest player in
If he was in
Prem.
his prime, he would be better.
He's the sixth fastest player in Prem.
That doesn't mean anything.
yeah, that doesn't mean
I
anything.
don't know. I just think he's just a really fast player.
Mogi had a season where he was going like 1770. Like
Yeah,
No, that's Brock, bro. That's all. I mean, that's a wolf.
it goes Kato, Wolf, Mogi, Fusion, Trash, then Gray for speed.
Yeah.
wait, Mogi's not even on the top 5. Is that what I just heard?
Mogi's
I'm there.
third.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
Mogi's a
Oh,
bum,
shit.
so it kind of makes sense.
I bro
True.
on you.
All right.
Listen about me having better stats than Gray in Prem.
Do not
Jeez.
even bring up those guys from last night. Next up. All right.
Fake humans,
All right.
AI.
Do not make me pull
Cole
up that one
F.
game from last night. All right.
Also,
Cole,
those who know about Mogi's opinion on me and Cole.
where enough would you say, or you just want to throw
Right,
it there for now?
Bottom, lower than Wit
Okay.
or Wubik. I mean, lower than Wubik.
All right, there he is.
Mogi did say that. He said I should be on the roster instead of Cole. Mogi did say that.
I think it's comparable.
Sneakily.
I can agree.
Vault.
Bolt's like above Trash.
Yeah.
How much higher than Trash? Into
He
A better than Trash?
Yeah,
or...
no, he's in B. He's in B.
Okay.
I think, in my opinion. Whenever I've played against him,
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe Mogi agrees.
Fair enough.
He
fair
low-key
enough.
owns me in CSA All Stars though.
He low-key
That's true.
I mean, so does
How did you
Has,
even lose
so...
that? That's unlosable.
Dude, you should have seen how we
You
were
lost
like
to me. Mace,
we
you
were
lost
tr-
to me.
Mace. We were
I had to
triple
sub in.
pre-jumping from like full court, bro.
They were. I was in their comms. I was telling them what to do. I was
you-
coaching them.
you-
I told them to go for multiple psychos, and then they
Still
lost.
shouldn't have lost. Still shouldn't have lost.
All right, buddy.
Zom's
Where's
is-
your All Star at?
Pizza, he
Yeah,
beat you,
how are
you
you-
little idiot. Like, what? Are we stupid? What do you mean? all good?
Yeah.
Hey, all good, all good, all good. Fluffy, though?
See.
Like,
Where
where
it's a little
is he?
generous.
All right.
You
I
put
think
him
he's
in the
above
same tier
Chez.
as-
I think he's above Chez, like in D.
You wouldn't put him by Fishy? I think he's like by Fishy.
Yeah, I feel like he's like a fishy type player.
He's just
Is
too
he a fishy
inconsistent.
type player, but just worse?
He is very inconsistent, yeah.
Like he'll try to do things that he just can't do. and
Didn't
he'll
he
just
win the
concede
major?
goals.
Or, wait, no.
He did.
Major?
No, we won the major.
Yeah, you guys won the
Oh,
major.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I was
It was
thinking,
the
I was
grand
thinking
final.
CSA.
The main
I was thinking CSA. I
Yeah.
was thinking CSA.
Low
Make
key though,
grants.
in the major one, he was the one that was like lighting up his team.
Okay.
Yeah,
like
he's
he
also
major
giving
ones
us free off the backboard. So
Yeah, true.
like he would go to the backboard and you just flip it mid every time and we just be there. So
All right.
it's like very basic things. But
So he was like the
I
only
think
reason
he
why
can go
they were
behind.
doing anything, but also the reason why they were losing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, double-edged sword. So you want to
And-
throw him right there. That's fair.
We're not busy, so we're not gonna miss open nets.
All right. W busy slander. Absolutely love to see that in the chat. Stewie would not have missed those open nets. Come on. He's a shooter. We all know.
Kinda
that's true. I agree.
That
Act-
is true.
Active shooter in the Twitch chat. All right, my bad. Let's keep it going.
Busy.
Hayden,
Wasn't even fair to rank this guy because he can't even make
Uh,
land. Would he be off the roster?
Yeah, he's retiring in like a few days, so just don't rank him.
Okay, well, we might as well throw him on the list,
Just-
but I mean,
Yeah, just rank him right now.
Just put him at like C, I think.
Where and
Actu-
see though this.
I think he's
I
better
think
than
he's better
Gray.
than Fishy. Yeah, he's better than Gray too. He was low key giving us some trouble.
I really rate Caden.
Yeah.
The fact this guy was a third rounder, right? This was, I
I
thought he,
think Caden's better than Fluffy.
dude. I honestly thought Caden was, buddy. We already know that, but
I don't think that's a hot take.
I don't. Buddy,
no,
we all,
no, I'm not saying it is a hot take.
man. I think Caden's
Do
better
it
than
again.
Gray, but I
Do
think Fluffy's better than both of them. What?
I honestly so my team we played Volt, Caden, and then Fluffy wasn't there. It was Swish, and it was like just harder to play.
I don't know. Caden was just gross. I thought, especially while watching the major, I thought he was like the best on their team at some points, but.
He is the best on their team sometimes.
Dude, sometimes. Volt apparently. I mean, to be fair, Volt's floor is probably higher, but I think Caden's ceiling was like, dude, when he was playing good, like he was actually gross. And then I heard some people saying he should be bottom 5. I was looking getting mad. So I don't know. I don't even know who that was, but hey, different day.
Emmy.
Yeah, no,
D. I think we're putting Timmy in D tier.
Timmy and D tier, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
hold back that
Wait,
smile.
wait. When he's on opioids, though,
When he's on
When he's on-
opioids, he's top 2. Like,
and not two.
Timmy
Yeah.
is like the goat. How we doing this to him?
Surely he's A. Surely
He's
he's A.
ginger. Hello.
Okay. Okay.
Bro,
But surely
he has
he's
no aura.
surely he's A.
a homunculi
Yeah, but
once,
what
once
do you
in a
mean he has
while
no
make
aura?
his way to the top of the list, dude.
He
Even a
looks like
homunculi
Scump.
is right twice a day. All right,
He looks like Scump. He has aura.
that is true. So that,
You're right.
where are we putting him, bro? Where are we
Put him better than Bolt.
better
I
than
think he's top of B.
top of B. What a lad! What a lad!
Dingle. Oh,
He had to carry Maze last season, so
That's
A.
just wow. All right.
Rough.
I feel like if I put in below Sean, I would be receiving a lot of DMs. I think he goes in between Gavalanche and Sean.
yeah.
I think that's
Sean kinda
valid.
sucked.
I think End is
If we're
so
talking
cold,
current, though,
bro. I
like,
think End is so.
He has
cold.
no hours.
How many players do you
Like-
want? Are you
That's
guys
true.
planning on putting S? What's the plan?
I mean,
Like,
if
three?
you only think
Four?
2 deserve it, or
Three.
I mean, to be fair, there's already. I mean, come on. All right.
3.
I mean, thermal.
Thermal,
You
D.
forgot about thermal. All right. Where?
Oh, you're putting him up, but you want him above Tricky, Wubik, and Cole?
I don't think that's crazy to say.
That's-
I
No.
don't think that's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous to say that.
Feels cold.
I'm about to hit the Rob shot. Look at the stats.
Where in D do you think?
Low.
Because he definitely doesn't have as high of a floor. I mean, well, no, he doesn't have as high as a floor as Fluffy or probably even Whitlock. But his ceiling,
He might be-
his floor. Sorry, his floor is probably higher than like Fluffy, but his ceiling is nowhere near. He's just a very solid, consistent player. Honestly, the fact he basically has 2 first rounders on his team and is above players is
Yeah.
already pretty good. Mogi, never put the grippers on screen ever again. You low-key just scared me. You low-key just scared me.
My
That
fault.
is
It
so real.
slipped, bro. It slipped.
Bro, you can't help yourself. You're used to it.
Yes.
What?
My fault. Fusion Bleach.
Fusion Bleach is like.
He was tough tonight, bro. Low key, he was cold tonight.
I think you put him above Night Fang,
Yeah, he's.
like in A.
Wow. All right. Throw him up.
And I think Wolf was also really good tonight, like defensive wise. He was low key shutting me down.
I think Wolf is top of B.
Yeah.
You put him above Tim?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Really?
cooked us. They fried us tonight. All right.
Wait, did y'all
who
lose?
else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, that's obvious. They're owned.
Yeah, we're owners.
True.
We're sorry to announce this on stream.
Did y'all play with solos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I mean, to be honest, the skill gap isn't.
No, it's not
not-
that crazy. If it's go cap.
Calster, I mean, I think we got to put him at 25th. No.
Yeah, he's cold though.
25th. What is that? Like,
No, I'm trolling.
I think he's above Fluffy, like bottom of C.
I
He
think he's
still
like-
has it.
I think he's
better than
above
likewise.
Likewise.
I think he's
Yeah,
better
I
than
can see it.
likewise.
He was moving tonight. He looked young.
Yeah, he's good.
He's on hours. He's getting on hours slowly but surely.
oh man, he was looking like Neff out there, or whatever the fuck you're saying.
RXK nephew.
Nephew, bro. Buddy, this, I don't think you can get more
No.
unk, but this guy, Calster Loki, is like my goat lately. Those are about homie
He's
six
not the
mans.
oldest in the league, bro. Ever heard of
Bro.
Flushy?
But you ever heard
Or
of TJ?
Gray?
All right. What you know about
Lucy's like
Takani?
33.
Bring back Takani. Someone invite him
Takani.
back. All right.
What you know about Ryuji?
You just trust me, Takani dips. All right.
Bro, his wife got him.
All right. So
His
are,
wife
are,
did
we
him.
are we happy with Calster here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. Look.
Now we're on to Mogert.
All right.
Top 2, but not 2.
All right. I mean, Mace.
I think-
Where do you think your teammate
okay.
goes?
I know Waters' record doesn't necessarily reflect his skill, but I think in a 3v3 setting, Water is a more threatening player than Moogie.
That,
Because he,
bro,
like-
I had water at my one, Mace. I had
Hello?
water
Like,
at my one.
We
in-
had Mogi at 3.
I did have
I
Mogi
feel like
at 3.
in my experience playing against Moogie last season, like if you just play the high, like
Okay, to
You're
be
fine.
fair,
Like-
no hate to these guys. I had Mexi and Carl's nuts, bro.
That is true.
I mean, yeah.
Oh hell
but
no!
I think even
he
still-
might have had 2 rising star players on his team, and he was still putting up numbers. They still won a game in the major somehow. How is this even possible?
Because
And
we played 3 Chow players.
Those
The
who know
argument,
about
the argument's killed itself as we speak.
the
This is
Burnsville
insane.
Inferno franchise last
burning
season
up.
was horrific.
Legendary.
Legendary franchise. Still somehow not worse than the Winnipeg Atlas though.
Top 2, but not
Nope.
2. Unlucky, Mogi. You are just not good enough.
GG's.
Yeah, I'm
Beat
gonna play
top 2, but not 1.
rock paper scissors for it.
All right, Mace.
Mogi, where are you putting
Uh,
Mace?
I think I could only see about 6, 7 players better than him.
All right.
6, 7.
I would put myself in between N and Sean. To be honest, like I feel like we're all 3 very close, so it's kind of
Yeah,
hard to
I
like.
think you're better
pick
than
this
Sean because Sean Loki sucks.
I
Sean
agree.
just doesn't try. If Sean tries, he's actually good.
Don't
Yeah,
ever
I've
say that
never seen
again.
him try.
Yeah.
I've never seen him try in my life though.
I mean,
Oh.
he always loses to people who calm. It's not even fair.
It's like if you're not
So we
psycho
had
angling
the
internet
number
in like 6
2.
minutes.
So we had the number 2, the number 6, and whatever Wesley is lose to Fusion, Wolf, and Calster.
They were. Wesley wasn't even there.
Okay,
Wesley wasn't there.
wasn't there, but you said he was comparable.
Yep. Souls probably
Mogi-
be like in that C tier.
Yeah, I think he'd be like. Where would
Maybe
he
top
be?
eight.
Probably
It's
be.
any team's day, bro. Any team's day. Any team has their day.
Yeah.
That's true. That-
True.
that-
You
that-
did
that's
say
true.
that. You
Well,
did say that, Zoms. Those were your comms.
I mean, I always say that, but I'm just asking, like, I don't know. I'm just wondering the story. I was wondering what happened. You said they're just moving like different, or are they actually just that good, or are you guys just that bad?
They're-
I mean, do we got to move Mogi out of
We-
S tier?
We were pretty bad. I was I'm a little bit rusty with rotation wise.
Used to
Well, I
play.
mean, you're always pretty rusty rotations, but it's all good.
Yeah, buddy. That's why I own you.
All right.
We
All right.
do. I will say we do need to stretch a little time out of this because Rob does need a little time.
This is pretty scuffed. I mean, to be honest, I'm pretty hungry. I might go eat my dinner. I mean,
Might
this
go
ain't,
eat my dinner.
this ain't bad. I don't-
Zoms,
oh,
what do you
what's up?
think about the homunculus experiment?
Actually, the most
Okay.
actually the most Diddy experiment to have ever happened of all time. If you don't know, you don't know. I'm in a scrim right now. LMFAO for rematch.
Actual black magic happened that day.
Okay, that night was a little
Rob-
cursed.
Rob, what time do you think he'll be back?
We could always go on like a slight break if needed. Just chill. I
We
have,
could.
yeah, I could just like run it back to a break. It's
Yeah,
not a
dude,
big
it's been
deal.
3 hours, bro.
Dude, it's almost
been almost 4 hours.
We're at we're at 3
Yes.
hours and 47 minutes exact.
I think we just skip the segment, to be honest.
Yeah, we could always just call it a night and do it another day.
Do it next
show
week, are you
matches.
saying?
Yeah, like we could.
The show matches are on the 14th. The show matches are on the 14th.
Yeah, next stream should be mostly CSA, anyways. So we can always just group it in with the CSA stuff. And considering it's
Yeah.
nearly been 4 hours, I don't think that's a completely horrible idea.
No, that's not a horrible idea.
Make
Mace hop
sure,
on twos.
make sure Rob knows.
Hop
Let's
on twos.
download this list.
Oh,
Nah, dude, I went up. I'm up.
All right.
What are you, 1650?
17-15.
GG.
yeah, I had to
Post
boost
the
him
tier list
earlier.
today. Yeah, we're gonna post them in MCS and we're gonna post them in homies.
Yeah, buddy, just say you didn't have to play against the people I was playing against yesterday, bro. All
Yo,
good.
low key, we actually know ball, bro. We actually know ball.
I know.
It's like,
This is probably the most normal tier list of the night after watching that Shao,
yeah,
whatever that thing
I,
was.
I
bro.
saw mid
Oh.
and Nate in S tier, and I just kind of I
I
flinched a
was
little bit.
I was looking getting hated on.
Buddy. I don't-
Mogi said he'd not be top 10 shell. Mogi did say that.
All right.
All right, well,
Thank you, boys, for joining
thank
us.
you guys.
Fire list,
thank
fire
you.
list. You're always welcome back. Mace, thank you for the short notice.
Yeah.
That's absolutely goat status from
Yeah.
you. This is
Appreciate
the
the bet.
worst
Huge
tier
eyes.
list by a mile, says Rob. Or no, that was
That's
Stewie.
8K.
That was Stewie. That was Stewie. No, Midwest Soccer. I think it's Stewie. I could be wrong. At peak.
That is true.
Oh, that's his peak. And they're already gone. Fire.
It's still in
I'm
the
here.
VC.
Oh,
It's still in the VC. You just
What's this little?
turn off the cams.
What is this? Oh, that's the stream. I was wondering what this little poop button was, bro. I was confused.
Stewie is S tier and Prem.
Fire. Well,
I mean,
who
actually,
was-
wait. Before y'all go. Since Stewie went first round at Chow, are y'all having Stewie over any of these players y'all have ranked at near the bottom?
Probably, yeah, probably all the F tier guys.
it's about
I
time.
think Stewie.
Up to
think
Whitlock, I think he's better than.
Yeah, I can agree.
It's just like his mental. That's the only thing
Mm.
that like held him back.
Yeah, but you're not top 64 though
That's real.
in RLCS.
You're also not rank A.
That's true.
Yeah,
Crimson,
that's true.
Crimson mentioned.
No, that's a stupid mention.
Or you're not 25th either.
All right. What a stream!
Calcium mentioned.
What a stream! I think we're gonna try our best to wrap it up now. I mean, we have had. This was a long stream. Unfortunately, we did have to cut out the CSA part. I'm sorry if you stuck with us. We'll make sure to get
we will
around
do
to
the
it.
CSA part next week.
We'll
Next
make
week
sure
we'll do
we'll
that.
make sure to get around to it next time we're on. But for now, I mean, this has been a long stream. I guess
Yeah.
I can go over all of our lists one last time here.
Can I say
I actually
something?
before go ahead.
I have a laughable.
Oh,
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar, what's
Um,
your favorite condiment on your hot dog?
Okay.
Mustard.
All right.
before before we do actually fully wrap things up, I actually don't want to say like massive shout out to like all the people who were in here. We averaged 20 viewers, 20 plus
Yeah.
viewers the entire time.
It was fire. Thanks for everyone for popping out, showing up. Lots of engagement. I'm actively trying to figure out a way to get the Twitch chat like on our screen at the same time as we're doing stuff, so you guys can be a little bit more involved as well.
Yeah, we were working on that before stream.
I think next time I'll probably slide it somewhere like I'm trying to like show like right here-ish between the tier list and like I think last year we also had like a little gap right there and like somewhere in that area, like, you know, I can just make our face cams a little bit smaller. I think that'll be good. So thanks for everyone for showing up tonight. Great stream all around, averaging around 20 people. Absolutely fantastic. And
4-hour stream,
yeah,
almost
and-
double the length of the
yeah,
last one.
and I mean, we definitely got a lot more coming as well. You know, the next few weeks are already packed. We got more ideas.
Yep.
If you got suggestions, please let us know. And
Should we get the Maze versus Bogey 1v1 for this show matches?
Oh.
we might
yeah,
no,
Water
no.
versus Mogi.
Remind me to be sick that day.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I got
show-
you.
We actually our show matches
versus
might already
Water,
be
bro.
packed. I'm not gonna lie. We already might
We
have
don't
some show
have.
matches
We're
packed.
still like. Do we have a third one yet? We don't have a third one yet.
Me versus Water. Main event.
I'm not gonna lie. I think we should do that that academy one. I think it's a 3v3 match. We don't have a 3v3 match, and I think it would fit right in. I think it'd be really fun. Maybe not like SSLs playing against each other. I mean, obviously we're not looking at that quality in that match, but I think the grudge match aspect of it will be so entertaining.
Yeah,
so,
and then the other two matches we already have lined up are solid.
yeah, the other two are very high level already, so I don't think we got to worry about that. I think it's going to be a fantastic stream either way. And
I love
have,
when it's busy versus made it's Nate.
yeah, that made
Whoa, why are we leaking?
Why are we leaking?
Listen,
Why are we leaking?
I don't think it's that big of a leak. I think people know what's
Everyone
just
knows,
around the
bro.
corner. I think everyone knows what's just around
Yeah.
the corner, especially if they're.
And then also let's say we got
tabs.
so our main event for that day is Busy and Swish versus Made It State and Barry, and then we have a Gavalanche Ghosty 1v1, and then we'll do.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
we got
just
some
give me in
time
water
off.
there instead, bro. Come
Wagers,
on.
bro.
Yeah.
Wagers. Money up
they
on the
got
line.
Major beef. They got major beef,
Dude, that's not gonna be close, bro. Come on.
but they're both putting up money.
It's gonna be
Ghosty's
4-0,
putting
like
money on
7.
that. Might as well
Well,
just go with the slots.
Gav's trying to convince him. Gav's trying to.
We'll see. It's always up. It's always up. If we find a better match that seems more interesting, we could probably
We have it right
we'll
here.
figure something out. Yeah, we might.
Bogey
end up doing
Water
that.
would be good, but like we're
we'll-
trying to do stuff that has beef. and shit
We'll see if
that.
if
1 versus
Ghosty
2?
if Ghosty is willing to put up the $20. I think that would be more interesting. But if he's not willing to put up any money, then why not just do the other
Bogey
match?
versus Water would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Are
As long as
wagers
the-
not against TOS?
Well,
well, you just put them in show match
it's
prize
just show,
pool.
it's a show match prize pool.
Oh, okay.
Listen, Johnny Boy does it all the time. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
All right. Other than that,
Oh, there's the pizza.
I think we're all good. Thanks,
Yeah.
boys, for joining us once again.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for
Thank you,
popping
pizza.
out. Everyone, have yourselves a good night, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Get to buy. Oh,
See you next Monday.
you guys like my?